like, in other words, a person can't say both things. They can't say they believe in this offense and it's the greatest thing since sliced bread, while also saying, "Oh, watch out for the teams that we should beat." You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, for sure. I think for me personally, I wasn't really trying to say it was a trap game. I'm just saying if we're not careful, it can turn into one in the second half.
sure. I'm just at the
You
point
know?
where that's for the players to deal with. And if they didn't, and we did get trapped, then I'll cross that hurdle when it comes and say, shame on you players for not
Because
thinking
color,
about that. You know what
color.
I
To be
mean?
honest, I don't think there's a team in the league that can beat us other than the 49ers. I think we're the only team other than the 49ers. I think that'd be a close one.
Like,
That
I
can
look
beat
at
us. We're
Eagles.
this
the only
game.
one. We beat
I
ourselves.
look at this game this week as a trap. I haven't said
Yeah,
anything. Like, I'm not going to harp on it, but I look at it
for
as a
sure.
trap. Because I
Yeah, I
think we're
mean,
better than Buffalo. I
I
think
think
what
we
we've
are.
laid down this season is better than Buffalo.
My
And
only worry is the defense.
but
Not that
they're
I'm
good
like
enough. But they're still the team that is, purported to be better than us. You see what I'm saying?
for sure. Yeah, I mean,
And
we're
I
number one
understand
in
where that comes
offense.
from. But if people want to bring up the last 10 games with Buffalo, well, first of all, there's something called regression to the mean. And, I want to point out that in 1990, we were 0-8 against the New England Patriots on opening day, and we won that game. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, if you
Yeah, I
look at
could
the
care less
last
about
three,
the
right,
past to
right,
me mean
What's up,
nothing. This is a
crypto?
completely
right. And
different
here's the
season.
thing. Here's the thing that they failed to take into account. Michael K. Being one of them. Uh, the very first time Mike McDaniel faced the Buffalo defense, we won, and we haven't lost by more than 3 since then in the 3 meetings with that Mike McDaniel and this offense has had against Buffalo. This is the first time we've faced them in the second year, and one could argue that in our second year we have seen the people that said last year, wait till the second year in this offense, they're turning out to look right, because what we did against. Look, you can talk about, well, we got a little too close with the Chargers. We got a little too close with the Patriots. But if you look at it all in all, 70 points, while being an aberration, is also regression to the mean. And usually when you're regressing to the mean, hence the word regression, it's usually that you're falling back from a height to a mean. You see what I'm saying? But we're actually putting up 70 points, and that could actually be considered a regression to the mean because of the fact that nobody scores 70 points. Nobody's done it in 57 years. And
I won't say there's a
if you,
regression to the mean. That's an outlier.
well, but the thing of it is, Crypto, if you look at it overall, you could say we all tend to agree that we left points on the field against the Chargers. We left points on the field against the Patriots. Okay, so if you add those, if you take from our 70 last week and pepper it in across the points that we all agree we left on the field in those 2 other games, it doesn't seem so much of an aberration that our points per game
But
is
every
is
team
is
leaves
over
us points
40.
on the
Hold
field.
on. One
So
other
why
thing, and
do you leave points?
if
Why
you
do you leave
factor it,
points on
listen,
the
here's
field?
the thing. Here's the thing. One other thing, and then I'll let everybody cook. If you factor in the fact that if you forget about positional speed, which we all agree we have, Tyreek, Waddle, the like, Mostert, everybody else, right? And you look at it not just positional speed, but the speed at which we are running our offense can be expressed in this way. We put up 70 points, we put up 24 points, and we put up 36 points in the 3 games that we've played. And that's 43 something per game. But if you go by
43.3.
right, if you go by per football minute, both Buffalo and Miami have both played 180 minutes of football. There's been no overtime game for either of them. Okay, so that would be 0.72 points per minute that the Miami Dolphins is scoring so far this season.
Wait,
The
what?
Buffalo Bills, who all would argue have a high-powered offense and score a lot of points, which they have their last couple games, are scoring 0.5. So half a point per game. That is a direct, in my opinion, that's a direct expression of how fast we are running our offense. And I just don't think the Buffalo Bills can keep up for 60 minutes.
Guys, Color, that stat you just read, does that is that more that we score quickly, or do we have long drawn out drives?
It's actually both. We're going on 11 play drives and still only using 4 or 5 minutes. That's crazy. That means we're running, our plays are operating very fast. Like overall, if you were to let's say if you were to time each play, snap to referee whistle, how long does the play take? No matter how much yardage it gains or doesn't gain.
Color, to add to your point, I don't think there's a team in this league. If our offense is running on all cylinders, I don't care what the defense is doing. There's not a team in this league that can keep up with points. As long as we're executing on offense, yes, the defense is very important in this game because
maybe the Eagles.
The Bills are the second best. The Eagles haven't looked so hot this year, in my opinion, even though they're 3-0. The Bills are the second offense in the league statistically. I think this is a big defining on the defense. I think if we make Josh Allen beat us with his arm, not his legs, I think we have a good shot. I think it's gonna be a tight game. I just want us to execute in Buffalo.
The thing that encourages me, Bryson, on that note is that even if I always say it all the time every time we face the Bills, Josh Allen is going to do Josh Allen things. They are going to march up and down the field and put a lot of yardage on our defense. It's simply going to be a matter of which offense is going to score more touchdowns than field goals.
Yeah, but Color,
if our defense can at least do what we know they can do, which is put our offense in a position to score more points than the other team, no matter how bad they are performing overall on defense numbers-wise. And I feel comfortable now, given the evidence so far this year, that our offense will reward our defense for those particular stops. Be it they be turnovers or given a short field, whatever. Our offense has proven the first 3 games this season 100%. That they have the ability to reward the defense and also cash in points for all the yardage we put up. Those are the 2 key differences from last year to this year. And one other thing, Jay makes a good point. Do it against a real team. I wholeheartedly agree. But if you compare our 3 opponents to the Bills' 3 opponents, they need to do it against a real team too.
Yeah, they play.
Even when it comes to red zone conversion? Color.
The Commanders.
I thought the Bills got 9 sacks last week. Must be the Canadian exchange.
I mean, either way, it's against the Commanders. It's it's talented, it's great, but exactly.
Hold on.
That's why I don't like going in exercises.
The Jets are 32nd in the league in points per game on offense at 14. The Raiders are 30th in the league at 15, and the Commanders have a whopping 19.3 points per game scored.
Okay,
and our numbers against this is why I hate going through this exercise. How you play against other teams is irrelevant. It's how you play against each other is what matters.
It's not transit. It's not transitory.
It'd be tip attack.
I agree. Let's go there, Crypto. Okay, the line of the game is
we fall into the same trap.
The line on the game is
who we played.
The spread on the game is
they can use the same argument against us. That's why I never go that route.
Okay, but the spread on let's go. The spread on the game is 2.5. Okay, normally in the past 3 meetings, even the one at home in Hard Rock, it's been 4-7. Okay, and so you look at 2.5. You say, well, where do they put that number at? And you know as well as I do, Crypto, that the lazy they have so many games and props and bets to set odds on, that they usually just do the lazy thing and go on a 3-year running average. And that 3-year running average point differential between these two teams is 2.66666 forever and ever. And that's why I believe the
Wait,
line is 2.5.
running average?
I'm
Did
sorry.
you take it? The 3-year running average or
I'm sorry, 3-game running average. I'm sorry, Mike. Okay, because we usually have this discussion. Well, hold on. We usually have this discussion about Vegas's record predictions, so that's why I had year in my mind. I'm sorry about that.
I'm the one that's close to
3-game
the
average.
in, man.
If I was
Hey,
the bookie in this,
are we
if I
about
was the
even
bookie, or go ahead.
Color, are we about even
I
with the
appreciate you,
Bills
Roadrunner.
Are we about even with the Bills when it comes to red zone conversion percentage? Or are we
I
ahead?
don't know the exact percentage, so I couldn't really tell you.
Hey, Color, if you were tell me if you agree with this, because this is the way I think about it. Like, if I was the bookie laying the points on this, if it was in Miami, I would have Miami favored by 3.5. If it was in Buffalo,
see, I actually think we would we would give back that 2.5, maybe 3, and it would be flipped, and it would be more of a pick 'em. We would probably be a half point or a point favorite at home right now.
So
I would do 3.5 in Buffalo and then 3.5 in Miami. That's what I would personally do.
I guess you're right because we would take back the 3.5 or give back the 3.5 or the 3 for it being in Buffalo, and then we would give them 3 for being in Miami. So it could be about we'd probably be the 2.5 point favorites if this was in Hard Rock.
Look, Bills fans and Dolphins fans are going to talk. They're going to talk shit. Hold on, the Bills fans and Dolphins we're going to talk shit.
On top of the fact that the last time we played in Hard Rock, we beat them by literally 2 points. So
right. The Bills fans, this is a heated rivalry. We're going to talk shit, and at the same time, like, just being intellectual, these both teams are extremely even, and I just like, as a Bills fan, and I'm sure as Dolphins fans, and I honestly mean this. Okay, like, I'm not. This is for real. I'm just so happy and so glad as a Bills fan, and I'm sure Dolphins fans feel this way too, guys. It was really, really dark here for our fan bases for many years, man. There was no hope. And now we finally have a new era, a Kelly and Marino era that's been reborn. And, we both want our teams to win. But just I truly encourage everyone here to really – and this is going to be a classic game, guys.
Yeah.
And just enjoy it, man.
On Monday morning.
Hey, by the way, and to point out Crypto's point about you're playing this team. This was pretty much Dolphins Twitter all week. Dolphins and Buffalo Twitter all week.
Hey, to answer Anthony's question about red zone scoring percentage.
Nice.
Not realizing that's we literally play the same teams just at different points of the season. Only a 4-game difference. The teams don't play. They play first place teams, and we play second place teams.
I think the Dolphins win over the Chargers.
So we got to be careful on how we trash their schedule, and they're playing the same
Crypto,
team.
I want to acknowledge your point, though. The only thing I was trying to say is that the big old demon that we have to exercise is a measly 3 points against this team, in their house. That's the big demon we have to exercise.
I think the Dolphins win over the Chargers is more impressive than any of the Bills wins, in my opinion.
And as far as the completion percentage, there's less than a 1% difference between the two teams.
And you know how the Dolphins have TD the mascot.
Of the season, we would have played exactly the same team.
Hey,
and by the way, that Dolphins have TD the mascot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, this week the Bills are unveiling their new mascot at against the Dolphins.
Where's the? I thought it was going to be a blue cheese bottle. I thought it's a blue cheese bottle.
Perfect shape.
To answer Anthony's question about the red zone scoring percentage, Miami leads the league with 78.57% scoring percentage. This is touchdown only, and Buffalo's tied at 11th with 61.5%. So
wow. Hey, Bryson,
do me a
favor. Do me a favor. Yeah. Go look at our red zone percentage from last year. I'm curious how much it's improved.
Yeah, let me look.
I mean, actually, it probably hasn't, because our red zone percentage wasn't bad last year. Once we got there,
a lot, actually.
What I'm saying is, it wasn't bad last year once we got there. It was
Now-
once we got past the 30, we were shooting ourselves in the foot and couldn't even get in the red zone.
Yeah.
Now
So last year we were 10th at 59%, and Buffalo was 9th at 60 flat.
So we've increased like 11% so far
Yeah,
this
pretty
year
big.
in a 3-game sample size. All right. That's
and
not bad.
the
Still
difference
only a
in
3-game sample size, but it's all right.
right now, the difference
That's
in
why we have to have
yards
more
per
games in the
attempt.
books to get a true average.
Right
I'm
now,
with you, Crypto. I usually start to trust him right after the quarter mark, dude, because I've noticed over the years that when I look at projections after like if you're talking about a quarter mark, no matter what the full sample size is, I've noticed that it actually ends up playing out just that way. No matter how dark it gets throughout the season, it'll end up playing out. Once you're at about the quarter mark, they start to get a little accurate.
But yeah, but when you have a game just astronomical in the way we did it, we can afford to have just slightly above average games and still be ahead of the pack. It's that much skew in the numbers.
Sure. Well, the thing of it is too is that we're playing Buffalo. So let's say we get the win. Now the numbers are going to include a really good team and a couple mediocre teams and a really trash team. You know what I mean? So it's going to be actually a diverse sample size as well as being 4 games. You know what I mean?
And Shake, this is why since the beginning of the week I'm predicting the game to be 47-41 Dolphins.
Okay, that's what's up.
Well, the yards per attempt difference is Bills have 6.6 yards per attempt average. We have 10.6 yards.
That's good for Josh Allen. I want Josh Allen to be between 6.5 and 7. Keep checking it down.
If those
They're
point
playing
per minute
off. They're
rates
playing that
total,
cover
pan,
two.
if we regress to the full mean and those point per minute totals play out, we should win this game 43 to 30.
Yeah, Josh Allen needs to keep checking it down.
Well, and that yards per attempt is skewed too because half of Tua's 1,024 yards are yards after catch. Tua had nothing to do with it other than
yeah, but Michael, you can't take that. That's part of that's anticipation, Michael.
Both defenses show up. If both defenses show up, we lose 23 to 11.
You can't take yards away from Tua, dude.
Well,
yeah, but the percentage of his yards per catch is like 22nd.
Which is totally against everybody's grain.
If Tua makes the correct read and that allows the receiver,
Crypto, you going low balling this week, man?
Yeah, I say we win 12-9.
I love it.
I'm throwing a low curveball in this one.
If Tua makes the correct read and that allows the receiver to have tons of yard after the catch, that means Tua is doing the correct thing. You can't take that away from Tua.
Apparently, Larry Bird and Stephon, Larry Bird and who's that? Is going to be shooting 3-pointers this game. Well, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Magic
Larry Bird and Steph Curry.
Yeah, gonna be shooting 3-pointers. That's what I meant.
Look, we're gonna lose about 5 nanoseconds of speed on running the play because Tyreek Hill is gonna have to be looking in at the ball for the snap because of the crowd noise. Oh well, it's gonna be a 5 nanosecond difference.
But you know what?
Primetime game this Sunday.
Right.
But
Jets
you know,
and Jets and Chiefs, I think.
But you know what I like about this though, the last few meetings, the last meetings that we've had in the last 20 years, we weren't playing for anything. A lot of times, our season was over, your season was over. This is the first time that real implications. You know what I'm saying? We're actually playing for the division.
Yep.
Let's face it. The last 20 years, it was the freaking Patriots. So you know, I think this is it's just like, you know what. As much as I hate both the Florida State Seminoles and the Hurricanes, it's going to be great because they're both playing. They're actually playing meaningful football. 11-11.
That's a symbol of
I agree.
Of the guard, Shake.
I agree 100%, Shake.
Back-to-back seasons, both teams playing for something.
Yeah.
Color.
On that note, even though that makes it easier for both fan bases to stomach in a loss. You still have to admit it's going to be that's going to be pretty sour for the Buffalo fans having to go back 2 games on us, man.
Real quick, you guys, I want to make sure I heard something correct. Was someone complaining about Tua's pass yards per an attempt?
That was a Dolphins fan, or Michael K said it. I was like, you can't do that.
It wasn't pass yards per attempt, number one.
That's why I'm asking, what was the complaint? Be very clear on it, because if what I heard is correct,
It was
No, it
it was
wasn't a complaint. He was saying that he wasn't complaining, Rob. He was saying that
He was saying Tua's yards are skewed because of the yards after attempt.
And you know
Okay.
the yak yards.
Hold
And
on.
look, last year, hold on before you do Cook. He was last year. He was last in yak yards. So I don't want.
Okay.
So
that doesn't matter. Stats this year even go ahead and disprove that bullshit. So if you look at yards, air yards per pass attempt, if I remember right, Tua still sitting at like 9 or 10 air yards per pass attempt, which is higher than Josh Allen's 6. So if you want to talk about that shit, go ahead, because you're still losing.
It's not a matter, dude. It's not a matter of winning or losing air yards. It's the concept of this is what I think. Okay, like if Tua is making a correct read precisely and quickly, and the Dolphins receiver gets tons of yak after that, that means Tua is doing the right thing. If Josh Allen's playing a defense that's playing off and he's checking it down, taking what the defense gives him, and that means his yards per attempt is lower, that still means Josh Allen's doing the correct thing. So you have to have context.
But the problem is
fine,
that they're weaponizing it and saying that Tua's not putting up these gaudy numbers, it's his receivers. And
I agree with you. Yeah.
Yak benefit. So percentage of our yards that are yak is 46%. That is 22nd in the league. So,
I 100% agree with you.
So to say that he's benefiting off yak is just not accurate, because we are below average on percentage of yak per our passing yards. It just and you're right. You want yak. We want it because that means our players are making plays. But I think it's a mix of things. It's a recipe. Tua's balling, our receivers are balling, our O-line is balling, and our run game is balling.
Well, you're
you
right.
can't really ask for anything more.
I don't think none of that matters anyway. If you got the fastest speeder receivers on the planet, you're going to get separation anyway, so you don't need yak.
So
your yak is built into separation by definition.
If the Bills' defense can limit the yards after catch,
well, what do you do if he's top 5 in both? I mean, what do you say then?
Well, that would mean he's playing at an incredibly high level.
Well, okay, so let me hold on real quick. I've got the list up right now, right? And I'm going to go through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different ones real quick. And please, guys, let me finish, because this is going to shock you. Okay?
Hold on.
Intended air yards total.
Go ahead. I'm gonna hold on. Just so you know, if you interrupt, if the second somebody interrupts, you're going to the back to color finishes. So go ahead.
Well, you don't have to worry about me.
All right. So intended air yards total. Tua is 9th. Josh Allen's 14th. Intended air yards per pass attempt. Tua is 5th. Completed air yards total. Tua is 5th. Completed air yards per completion. Tua is 2nd. Completed air yards per pass attempt. Tua is number 1. Pass yards after catch total. Tua is number 1. Pass yards after catch per completion. Tua is tied for number 1 with Anthony Richardson.
Anthony Richardson is number 1 in the stat? Wow.
He's reading. That means Tua is reading all levels of the field at an extremely high rate.
So anybody wants to argue about whether it's because of yak or because of this or that, it's because of both, and he is top 5 in both.
Look, anyone that's trying. Can we just be intellectually honest here? Even if you're a Bills fan, I'm a Bills fan. You can't. Really? Tua's playing at an extremely high level right now. It's okay to say that. Like, why don't you know what I mean, Michael? Okay, I'm not trying to be like he's playing at a high level, dude.
He's playing. Wait, so you're telling me because McDaniel's an impressive offensive coordinator and drawing up plays.
By the way, I think it's a combination of both, Michael K. But by the way, when I was reading those stats just now, sorry, but maybe they was there. I'll have to go back and look to be fair. But Josh Allen didn't come into my peripheral vision while I was reading those stats. Like, I didn't see him anywhere close to those spots.
Is executing McDaniel's offense perfectly. It's a combination. Yes, McDaniel is an offensive genius, but
All right, so
he
then you're
needs a
telling me.
quarterback to execute
Hold on.
that offense, and
Wait,
it's
wait.
literally built
Wait.
around Tua.
Wait, hold on. Before you cook, Tuna. Before you cook, weren't you the one that told me that Josh Allen is playing much better under Ken Dorsey than he is Daboll?
Who's that?
You said Josh Allen is playing way better under Ken Dorsey than he is under he was under Brian Daboll, right?
Statistically, yes.
Okay, so is it
Not with-
Dorsey or is it Josh Allen?
Well, the difference in stats there is it's not as skewed as Tua this year versus Tua last year. Who the fuck
Hey,
was
Shaq,
that?
don't let him get away with that statistical yes. What statistics?
Oh,
what
shut it.
statistical category?
Go ahead, Michael K.
It's not as skewed. Josh Allen is statistically better, but not by much with Dorsey versus Dable.
In
It's
what
not as skewed.
statistical
How come?
category.
What's
What
that?
category?
I mean,
Oh,
No,
hey,
what
listen,
category?
Tua
I'm
played
looking
good
at
under
which one?
Tua also played under good under Brian Flores. You listen. You add up if you subtract Tyreek Hill numbers, he pretty much had the same as he did with the year before. You know what I'm saying?
Last year under
As far as his
Dorsey-
percentages, his actual
I mean, Tua
completion
played
percentage
good
was
under.
higher.
Tua played good under pressure when he was with Flores. He passed the ball around, so when he was on fire under Flores, he played just as good. The only difference is now he has better weapons and a better scheme under him, just like Josh
But
Allen did.
Don't forget, since Tua has been a starter in the NFL, he's led the league in some form of quarterback stat each time he's been a starter. Year one, he led the league in contested pass completion, which is really hard, shows his accuracy. Year two, he led the league in completion percentage. Year three, he led the league in almost every statistical category until he got hurt. I mean, I don't see how you guys keep diminishing people keep diminishing this man's skill set.
And here's another thing too. Everybody says that Tua won because of Brian Flores' defense. Well, guess what? Zach Wilson is playing with a great defense too, and they can't get a win to save their lives. Well, except for with Buffalo. But other than that, they can't get a win.
This is a good point, Shake. Yeah, he's got a defense too. He ain't playing well. All right.
When Peyton Manning won his last Super Bowl, didn't he play with an all-world defense?
Well, if it was all world, they had a good pass rush.
I don't know if it's all world, yeah. But they were good. They were good enough.
Yeah, it was. They called them
Tony
the no-fly
Dungy,
zone.
Tampa too.
They called them the no-fly zone, bro.
They had an all-world defense.
Yeah,
no, Big Nick, it wasn't all world. When you say all world, I'm thinking like 85 Bears, 2000 Ravens.
No, but it was a Tony Dungy Tampa 2 defense. It was pretty
the Buddy Ryan defense.
It was a good defense.
That year, compared to the rest of the league that year, they had an all-world defense. They took a quarterback who couldn't throw 10 yards to the Super Bowl and won it.
Hey, remember that defense was called the no-fly zone for a reason, bro.
You're talking about the Bucs defense or the Colts defense?
No, we're talking about the.
I was talking about the Colts defense.
Broncos. We're talking about the
Broncos defense.
The Broncos when they won the Super Bowl.
I thought you were talking about Tony Dungy.
No, you're talking about the year they beat the Carolina Panthers.
That pass rush was all world.
Yeah, that was a world defense because they were called the no-fly zone for a reason, bro.
But the Colts defense under Peyton Manning was never all world.
No, but we're talking about the Denver. We're not talking about the Colts. We're talking about the Denver. That's why you're confusing. He's talking about Denver, not the Colts.
No, Denver defense. Yeah, they was all
when he
world.
was with the Colts, he was a monster.
He had great offenses. Yeah, with the Colts, he didn't. Yeah, he was no.
He didn't have great offensive. He had great players, but he wasn't great.
With the Colts,
I'm talking about with the Colts.
Oh, who are we talking? I don't even know who are we talking about. I don't.
All right, let's reset. Let's do a reset. When we're talking about the Colts, Peyton Manning was good, but what Nick is talking about, Peyton Manning's last Super Bowl defense was with the no-fly zone defense in Denver.
Okay, yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, that was one of the best pass rushing seasons ever, I think, with DeMarcus Ware and Von Miller. Yeah,
hell in that Super Bowl.
Von Miller was the MVP. He completely, and Cam Newton was had an MVP season that year, and they was 15-1. Like they was a super team, and that defense shut them down.
Cam Newton down. Yeah, he couldn't get nothing. He was suffocating. Yeah.
Oh
And they
yeah.
would, Carolina should have won
I
that.
would argue.
If they'd have
I would
played
argue
anybody
that
else,
was,
they would have won.
I would argue that was the moment that Cam Newton's career started diminishing.
Yeah, they figured out how to play him.
Right.
Yeah,
Denver gave the blueprint to the rest of the league.
But well, actually, injuries, man. The referees wouldn't call shit for Cam, and they beat Cam up because he was coming out the next year.
Well, I
He started
agree.
out
I
okay.
agree. I agree. And he had great performances after that game. I just think that was like the
That was the
peak
start.
right there, and that was, and then everything,
trending down.
Yeah, Cam
think-
Newton was the NFL version of Hack-a-Shack.
And I think Cam Newton
Pretty
proved
much.
that year that I think Cam Newton proved that year that he had the strongest arm in the history of the NFL that year. That year proved that nobody.
He was a
threw the
prototypical
ball
quarterback.
harder.
strongest controlled arm, I guess you could argue that year. Because there's a lot of guys that can throw it out of the stadium. They just can't complete a pass,
But that year,
Right.
that man was throwing passes like, God damn, Cam, take something off of that. 15, 20-yard strikes.
Yeah, he made Devin Funchess look good. That dude never did anything else
Ted
after
Ginn
Cam
Jr.?
Newton.
Ted Ginn Jr.
Hell,
looked good too.
Curtis
I can't say he
Samuel.
made. I can't say he did it to Smith.
I
Not
can't
No,
do
he-
it.
Curtis
Say it
Samuel.
again.
Curtis
That's
Samuel's
the end of
still
his
fooling.
career.
Hey, Curtis Samuel's still fooling people into thinking he's good to this day.
I can't say
Yeah.
he did that for Teddy either, man. Teddy had a good career. Y'all need to stop that, man. Teddy had a good, productive career, man.
I'm
When
just
he
saying, no,
come out
I'm
when
saying,
he's
I'm
incorrect,
just saying,
yeah,
his
he had a
best
good,
years, his
nice
best years
stops.
was with Cam Newton, though. His best years was with Cam Newton. You can't-
Yeah, that was the
you
first
can't-
time he was a feature. That was the first time he was featured. But he had a good year. He had a good year at San Francisco. He took him deep.
No, I ain't
Any-
saying, but I'm just saying, that was his best year.
Are
I'm
any
not saying he wasn't good.
Carolina.
I'm just saying
Are
that
any
was
of-
his best year.
are any of you guys going to make the trip to Buffalo?
Like
I
the trip to
was.
Buffalo.
Wild Wings.
Oh hell no, bro!
No, taking a
I
drive.
misplaced.
He's talking about
Hey,
driving
I
up there.
misplaced
Hey,
my,
Michael K,
I misplaced
I
my
was going to do
respirator.
it. Take
I
that
tell you
trip.
what, if it's this time next year,
Even if I go to the tailgate,
hey, Michael K, I promise you, if it's this time next year, if it's before October, I will make that trip to Buffalo. You heard it here.
I misplaced my hazmat respirator.
let me know,
sorry.
Shake. I'll go up there with you.
All right.
You're always welcome. I'll let my dog sleep in the house for a night and give you their dog out.
Okay, that's what's up. No, I'll get a hotel out. Listen, I'll get a hotel outside of Buffalo because I don't want to smell all.
Yes.
I don't know, Shake. I might take the dog out.
You can't go inside the city. It's full of bed bugs. The whole city is full of
I
bed
might
bugs.
take Michael K's doghouse over a hotel in Buffalo, man. I don't know.
That's true. Yeah, you got me there.
That's true. It actually might be more suitable.
I mean,
Hey,
you
I
both
have,
are
I have
good.
a question for Michael K. Michael K, do you believe the Buffalo defensive performance the first 3 games are more impressive than the Miami Dolphins defensive performances?
Absolutely.
Even though you guys played all replacement level quarterbacks and Miami Dolphins played the golden child and the first ballot Hall of Famer and the best coach in NFL history?
And all 3 of those teams were the bottom 5 offensive lines.
It doesn't take away that Justin Herbert is 10 times better than anything you guys played against. Russell Wilson is a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Oh, well,
And,
yeah,
That's a trap. You're going
You're
down.
right. Russell Wilson's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
At
Is he
this
right
rate,
now?
Russell Wilson
Is
gonna
he
play his way
playing
out of the Hall of Fame.
Is he
So I
playing
wouldn't go down that route.
caliber right now, Nick?
Say what?
Is he playing to first ballot Hall of Fame caliber right now?
Did Marino at his last stages?
I don't care. That's who
Hey,
cares.
Big Nick, I'll answer your
Exactly.
question. Hey, Big Nick, I'll answer your question as a Bills fan. I said this previously. If the Bills defense holds the Dolphins to 20 points or less in a winning performance,
I give it.
I think that would say that the Bills probably have the best defense in the NFL.
In
I don't
the
think
NFL.
that's going to
In the
happen. I don't
NFL.
think that. Do you agree with that, Big Nick?
In the NFL, if they hold the Miami Dolphins averaging 546 yards a game, and they're averaging 43 points a game. If they hold them to 20 or under, they're the best defense in the NFL.
I would agree.
I would agree that they would probably be the best defense in history, competing with
I
the
would,
Bears.
I would agree. I would agree simply because after playing bad offenses for 3 weeks, they're holding teams to 11 points per game. So if they were
And
to
if they can
hold
do that
our,
to somebody that scores
if they
70,
were to hold
oh yeah,
our offense to 20 points, that would only
they will
pull
be
their
competing
average
with the
up to like
Chicago Bears.
14, and they would have the best defense in the league. Absolutely.
Hey, shout out to the Red,
That
White,
will
and
put them
Blue
on par
in the
color to
chat.
be like the new 85 Bears.
So Jordan Poyer is not playing, huh?
Oh, he's out.
No, but Taylor Rapp is. Taylor Rapp's a 4-year starter for the Rams.
And commercial projects.
And nobody on this panel ever heard of him.
Especially being crippled without Jordan Poyer. If they
Hey, wait
do
a minute.
that,
Hey,
bro,
Big
that's
Nick.
real deal defense, man.
Hold on,
Yeah,
Tony.
that'll
Big
definitely
Nick.
legitimize them.
Big Nick, didn't you say that Tua led completion percentage in the second year?
In his third year, I think.
Yeah,
Second or third year.
But he got hurt that year. He was hurt that year, but for a large portion of that season, he led the NFL in completion percentage.
Well,
Yeah.
in 2021, which I'm guessing is when he got hurt, because he only threw 16 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. He was 7th in completion percentage.
I would say this, hey, Color, I would say I would add this caveat too, just
What
to be
year
more
you talking
clear.
about?
Because let's say the Dolphins
2021.
only
He
scored
threw
20 points,
25
but
touchdowns. He threw 25.
No, he got hurt that year. Remember, that was the rib year. That was the rib year, and that was the finger year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so-
You're talking about the
Right.
previous
Go
year.
I have a
ahead,
question.
Go ahead, Carson Wentz.
I would say yeah, just to be more like even more fair about it. To say the Bills have the best defense, it wouldn't just have to be 20 points in a winning performance. I would say 20 and 20. The Dolphins can only get 20 points and 20 first downs in a winning performance, and I think because you could get, you know how you could get like a lot of first downs and yards, and
just not right.
Oh,
Real
So,
quick,
I have a question.
real quick,
20
guys. Hold
first
on, real
downs
quick.
is a lot of
Hey,
first downs, man.
hold on, Big Nick. I got an angler update for the conversation earlier. They were called spots for short, but they're called spot tails. So that's, if anybody knows, that's the fish. They're a real white, dry meat. They're called spot
But did you
tails.
put the buffalo fish up there?
Hey,
So
yo.
hold up 1 second.
Hold on.
20 first downs are a lot of first downs.
Yeah,
That's all I'm
because
saying.
we're not even averaging
Go
that
ahead,
with the
brother.
3 games.
So real quick, Josh Allen, what's your game plan look like to keep us to 20 points if we're averaging what 43 right now?
If you're gonna refer to him as Josh
Chop it
Allen,
in
you
half.
need to use the full name, Robert. Josh Allen is the next Carson Wentz, so we know
No,
who you're talking about.
JP Lossman. JP Lossman.
All right, we'll go JP Walker. 'Cause I don't want to say all that shit. That's a fucking lie.
What was that? What was the quarterback name we got? The pretty boy we got from Buffalo,
let him-
Rob something.
Let him just answer the question.
Oh, I know you're
How
talking
does
about
Second round.
Ain't
How
no answering
does-
questions around here.
Rob
Just
Johnson.
mashed potatoes and corn.
His name
the
was Rob
surfer
Johnson.
boy,
Nick.
Rob Johnson, the surfer boy.
It was Rob
How-
Johnson.
We gave up a number 2 second round
Let
pick for that guy.
the man say ask his question.
So like, how do you guys hold them to 20 points? Like, how's that going to work? What are you going
You're
to do?
asking-
How are you going to control it?
Are you asking me what I would do, or are you asking me what I think the Bills are going to do?
They run for
Tell me what you
380
think
yards.
the Bills are going to do that's going to give them the success and stop the Dolphins from scoring more than 20 points.
I think they're
That is
going to.
a tall task.
I think they're going to. I'm not saying I don't believe they're going to do that. I'm saying if this is a hypothetical, if they were to do that, that's what I would say that they had the best.
You know, I wouldn't even be entertaining the conversation, Robert, if it wasn't a hypothetical.
It's only one. It's only one way. They run for 350.
I got a question.
Yeah, they have to run for over 300 yards. So they eat the clock, right? They would have to run for at least 300 yards.
Right now, I could tell you they're probably going to hold us to less than 20 first downs because we're not even averaging 20 first downs a game.
We don't take 20 first downs to put up 70 points.
Hey, Alan.
By the way, and I want to further Papa Paul's point. You may think that is a detriment, right? But you have to realize that I think it was probably right but close to halftime when they put up the graphic in the stadium that said we were 0 for 0 on third down conversions last week.
So just add yards to it for context. Then
what does that mean? That means that we never even got to the point of having to convert a third down.
If the Bills hold the Dolphins, if the Bills hypothetically, just to make it clear, because you guys say, well, it's not just first downs. If it's 20 points, 20 first downs or less, 20 points or less, and then say the 350 yard mark, if it's 350 yards or less, I would say the Bills have the best defense in the NFL after that.
Well, the thing of it is, though, and this is to your point earlier, to the contrary, if you were to hold us to 20 points, but it was because we put up 350 yards of rushing and only had time to score 20 points.
Right.
Then that's completely different. You know what I mean?
Does anybody see the Miami Dolphins in any of their 17 games? I don't know if they've done it already. Winning time of possession. I don't see how they're going to win time possession against any team.
No, they won't. Right, they won't
Hey,
win the time
Alan,
of possession. Right, they won't lose that.
How do you feel and the rest of Bills fans feel confidence level going into this game, reference to the other games where, the Bills, this was your division. How's the confidence level feeling for you guys this game compared to the past?
I love how Bryson slid that in there. Was.
Yeah. Are you asking me honestly?
Yeah, like you, and also like I don't talk to Bills fans like on Twitter or anything. So I really don't know if they're like putting on a front or like how do you guys feel honestly? Like
I think some speak for 5,000 fans. 5,000 fans.
No, but like you, I'm sure
Pretty
you have
much,
friends that are
yeah,
Bills
5,000.
fans. Like you and your friends, how do you guys feel coming in this game? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I'm very confident, man. We have we have this. What do you mean, based on what?
Well, most of them would have a headache first of all, because they go through so many tables. But
yeah, I'm very confident, dude. I've always been confident.
Just as confident as like last season or the season before when you played us.
I feel like this is how I feel about the Bills, man. I'm just being honest with you, 100%. I'm not trolling you. I'm not trying to be disrespectful.
Yeah, for sure. That's why
I think the Bills have a better chance than most teams, probably almost all teams facing anybody, including the Chiefs, because we have Josh Allen, dude.
No.
Yeah, I mean,
you said something about holding us to 20 points, right? If you was to do that, how would you feel immediately when you give up 40 points to Zach Wilson?
I would say that the Bills have a history of being like I said, they could go 15-2 and lose both games to Zach Wilson because that's been they're a silly team.
Would you say Josh Allen is the biggest asset and the biggest detriment as well?
I would say the biggest detriment to the Buffalo Bills is their head coach, dude. In big moments.
But the head coach didn't lead the NFL in turnovers. The head coach didn't lead the NFL in turnovers.
Well,
Big Nick, can I ask you a question? Big Nick, that's a miss. Big Nick, hold on.
Wait a minute.
I gotta address that.
I'm not gonna let y'all get away with that. Did you not see Josh Allen clearly standing a half yard over the freaking line of scrimmage with the ball and get no penalty called against him?
I did.
How do you defend that? How the hell does anybody defend that?
Wait a minute, which game was this?
This was the Jets game.
Well, allegedly, only one part of your body has to be on the line of scrimmage.
His entire body and the freaking ball were past the damn thing, bro.
I thought they replayed it. It showed them half.
Hey, Keller, what are you talking about? Hey, Keller, I can't remember what you're talking about, Keller.
The only thing that has to be behind the line of scrimmage is the ball. As long as the ball is behind the line of scrimmage, you can throw.
That's what I thought. When did we start judging everything by body?
Wait, I don't know which player you guys talking about.
The ball was like a yard beyond the line of scrimmage before it left his hand.
It's about the Jets game, or?
Yeah, I think it was the Jets game.
I don't remember what game. I'm just saying it had to be the Jets because that's the only one I've watched of theirs.
When they described that play, they had said that any part of your body has to be on or behind the line of scrimmage.
See, that's bullshit, Michael K. Because even if that is the rule, what other rule do we use to we base position on the body of the player and not the football?
I think he got away with one. I think his whole body was passed. I think his whole body might have been passed. I know what player you're talking about now. Yeah.
What's that, Big Nick?
When it comes to the line of the game, probably every play, as long as you're behind the original line, that is legal play.
Right, but what I'm saying is, if no part of your body but your hand with the football across the goal line, it's a touchdown because of where the ball is at. If you're standing, if your whole body, if let's say you're athletically gifted enough to have your entire body outside and the ball outside of the, I mean, I guess if you got 2 feet down, if he had 2 feet down behind the line of scrimmage, that'd be maybe fair. But
that's not an official
when it comes
review.
to it comes to where they spot the football on the field,
it's
do
not
they
an
not
official
do it?
review.
Okay, what I'm saying is when the referee spots a football after any play, okay, he doesn't sit there and go. When they look at where the knee touched the ground, they don't put the ball where his knee touched the ground. They put the ball where it was in time and space when his knee touched the ground.
Yeah, yes, right, yes.
So why wouldn't that apply with the ball being beyond the line of scrimmage when it was still in his hand? You know what I mean?
Color, I agree. It should be the ball. Yeah.
What I'm saying to you, that's a moot point because that's not an official review. That is a coach's review. And if the coach ain't on top of that shit, then it ain't. You know,
I got you there. So it's our fault for not throwing the red flag.
If the coaches, that's the coach's fault.
I thought they did a booth review, bro. Where I thought they did one of those quick booth.
It may be a boot review if it's under 2 minutes.
Yeah, if it's under 2 minutes, then it's a good play.
No, I'm talking about those newer expedited booth reviews that they do now, where they don't even tell the audience what the fuck happened. You know what I mean?
What do you guys?
No. Some of it's unreviewable.
What do you guys?
It's like the other thing. If a quarterback, his whole body and ball is out of bounds, and he's in the air and throws it and it's complete, it's still a completed pass.
That's fair. And I might give you that on that one. You know what I mean? But if I remember correctly, every part of his body was beyond the line of scrimmage, man. I'm pretty sure.
I'm going to tell you the play that I don't like. And I really don't like this play. I don't like if you fumble the ball and it goes through the goal line, the other teams get the ball. I don't like that.
That's a good one, Jay.
Yeah, and it goes out of bounds on the other one. Yeah,
Big Nick,
that's a touchback for some reason.
I pondered that one for an entire night one time, and I've actually come to the conclusion that I like it. I actually like that.
No, hey, color.
Big Nick, if you fumble, Big Nick
for the link.
Color.
I think it is. I think the logic of that. Hold on, the logic of that rule is impeccable, bro. If you really go over it in your head.
No, but Color, if you fumble out of bounds, why is it not the other team's ball then?
Think about it.
Why is it the other team's ball? Nobody has possession.
Think about it. It's no different.
Exactly.
It's no different than what happens to a football. Okay, when you kick off the ball, right, and nobody touches it, it's the only place. Actually, I could even apply this to a punt if the receiver muffs the punt and touched the football. But on a kickoff where you don't even have to touch the football and it's a live ball when it hits the ground, okay? If it hits the ground at the 1 yard line and crosses the end zone pylon on the inside and goes out of bounds, is that not a touchback for the team, for the return team?
No, but the team.
So then why wouldn't it be?
Color.
Hold on. Then why wouldn't it be when you fumble the football?
Anyway, Color.
Hold on. When you fumble the football, that is a live football on the ground.
But it's not
if it crosses
you have entitled to it just like they do.
One at a time, guys. One at a time, guys.
Damn it. Let me finish. On a fumble, it's a live football in the same way. If it crossed the inner pylon and went out of bounds, that should be a touchback for the return team, no different than a punt.
Whoa. Wait a minute.
It's not a change of possession play.
Is that on a punt?
No, on a
kickoff. But if a receiver muffed the punt at that corner, and it crossed and went out the end zone, that would be a touchback for the return team.
No, that's a safety.
I don't know about that. I don't know about
a safety.
That's a safety.
No, it's not a safety.
No, it's not a safety.
It's not a safety.
If you muff a punt and it goes out of the end zone?
No, it's not. No, if you're inside the end zone, if you are inside the end zone and you catch the punt and fumble it,
you have to maintain possession for it to be a complete fumble and out of bounds. Then it's a safety.
If
you muff it, it's not a safety.
Number one, why would anybody try catching a punt in the end zone to begin with?
They've done it all the time.
Bro, think about this. If that was a touchdown and not a touchback, okay, if that wasn't the rule, then any player could just attempt to toss the football across the goal line and get a touchdown.
We're not saying it's touchdown. We say it's just a play. It comes back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it's a dead play.
You fumbled the football. It was a
Yeah,
live
but
football that crossed
if you
the
fumble it,
return team's end zone and went out of bounds after you fumbled a live football. That should be a touchback for the return team, which is the defense.
Color, can you
I don't
explain
like
that?
Not
Hold on,
because
hold
that's
on.
not
I'm
a
trying to
punt
understand
Too many
color. I'm
people
trying to
talking.
understand color,
or a
guys.
kickoff.
Color, can
There's
you
too many people talking at once.
color? I
Shit,
want color to
mute
explain the
everybody
first
but color.
example again.
Hey, hold
So
on.
you're-
Yeah, I
Mute
know.
everybody but color.
Yeah. Go ahead, color.
With the kickoff, you mean?
Yes, so I just want to make sure I
So
understand.
if you kicked off the ball and it bounced at the 1 yard line and crossed the inner pylon, the inside of the pylon, and went out the side out of bounds of the end zone, it would be a touchback.
Correct. I understand. I'm following you so far.
Because that is a live football. As soon as it hits the 1 yard line, it's a live football. On a kickoff, the return team does not have to touch the football for it to be live.
No, but color,
Correct.
when you're kicking it off, that's not when you're kicking the ball off.
you're
That's
surrendering
not
possession.
that's not
It's inherently a
that's
change
not
of possession.
That's an
right.
that's not
offensive
possession.
play. That is an
No.
offensive play.
It's
I
not an
disagree with that.
offensive play.
Then why
Yeah,
do
It's
you
not
think
an
they call it an
offensive play.
onside kick when they do an onside kick?
It's not an offensive play, color. The kickoff team is more a defensive play. The kickoff team and the punt team is a
It's an
defensive
exchange.
play.
The best
I
you can say is it's
understand. I
exchange. It's an
understand,
exchange point.
okay. The team kicking off the ball is the team putting the ball into play. They are the ones making it live.
Thanks, El Cap.
I think there's a fundamental difference, color, but when
You
you're
have to
kicking
Hold
be
the
able
on,
ball
to
let
off,
me finish.
score.
That's a good.
You have
Hold
to
on,
be
that's
able
a
to
good
score
point. I
to
need
be
to drive home. Hold on.
offense. You have
When
to
a
be able to
kicker's
score
foot
to be
kicks the ball,
offense.
he's the one that activates the football and makes it live.
You
No
have to be
different
able
than
to
when the
score
center
to be the
snaps the ball to the
offense.
quarterback. That makes it live. If the
You
running back fumbles the football and it goes out the side like that, it should be a touchback, no different than a
The
kickoff.
one difference, color. The one difference, and I know you heard us say it, you just seem to be skimming over it. The one difference is one is a blatant change of possession, and the other one is a fumble out of bounds. There was no change of
It
possession.
doesn't have to be a change of possession. When you kick off the ball and it's a live football rolling around, you could very well retain possession.
the ball ain't live until it touches. You have to physically
Right.
be able to score to be offense.
yeah.
The kickoff team is defense
Right.
because
They
can't
can.
score.
No, you
Something
can.
has
But
to happen.
you can physically score by running an onside kick.
Yeah, but you'd have to recover
Yes,
it
but
first,
it's inherently a change
You
of
have
It
to-
doesn't
hold on.
matter. It's a live football. You are the one
But
putting
color,
it into
color.
live action.
Color.
Hey,
Color.
see,
Hold on. Now,
It's
Past 10
live.
yards,
wait a
color.
minute.
Color.
Is it-
Hold on.
is
Past
it
10
live?
yards. Past 10
Is it-
yards. The kicking team cannot advance the ball if they're the first one to touch
I
it. Past 10
understand.
yards.
But what
So
I'm
is
trying
that
to
two
say
different
is
plays?
the kicking team is the one that activates the football and makes it a live football. They have every opportunity to retain possession and kick it in a way that allows them to run up and grab possession of it, okay, and advance
And you
the
can't score on
football.
an onside kick. No, you can't. The kicking team cannot score on an onside
You
kick.
can
They cannot
do a
advance the
pooch
ball.
kick. You can do a pooch
You
kick.
can't advance the ball.
Yeah, you're not allowed to advance
Right.
the
You
ball.
only can
Color.
recover it. Right. You only can
Okay,
recover it,
okay,
not advance.
but
It's
you
a
can
neutral-
retain
it's a
possession.
neutral
It's a live
exchange.
football. You can retain possession.
No,
And if
you
that happened
can
at the
score
1 yard
on a-
line and it went out of
You're
bounds,
using
it would be a
semantics, color.
touchback.
You're just using.
Color-
You know,
Here's
The
the
Buffalo
play-
Bills
here's the
did
play
this
that needs
2
to be
years
used.
ago, recovering an
Here's the-
onside kick for a
I'm
touchdown.
just saying, if it happened
Tyler,
at the
hold on.
1 yard line and it went out the side of the end zone, it would be a touchback.
But color, don't you think there's a fundamental difference between the center snapping the ball to the quarterback and the kicker kicking it off?
Bro, dude, what are you talking about? The name of the damn sport is football.
Nah, color, you not. Nobody's gonna agree with you on this one, color. That's a
Wait a
bad.
minute.
That's a bad play. It's a bad play. But here's one. Here's a rule that a lot of people may not know about that I think more teams need to do it. If you know how they try to swap the ball back out the end zone on the punt to keep it from being a touchback, at that point, an offensive player or a receiving player can pick up that ball, even if he fumbles. The offense retains possession of that ball, because the defensive player, the punt return team touched it first. It's not a muff. If they touched it first and I got it and try to advance it, even if I fumble, the
Right,
return
but-
team
right,
keeps the
right.
ball.
Right. But let's say this happened. let's say the punt returner at the 2-yard line muffs the punt, and now it's a live football, and it goes out the corner like we're talking about.
If he doesn't establish possession,
It is a
it's still a
touchback.
muff. It's not. No. If he establishes possession and fumbles, it becomes a safety.
I'm talking about
because he got full possession.
I'm talking about. Okay, listen.
You done moved that goalpost
Let me
around
start
the
over.
world,
Let me
bro.
start over. It's
Right,
on a
'cause
punt.
that goalpost
If on a
gone.
punt, okay, what happens when it accidentally hits an up man's helmet on the return team? It's a live football.
Right. You can advance
If that were to roll
Yeah, then that
out
one you
the
can.
inside corner of the pylon, it would be a touchback.
It was a fumble. It's a muff pick. It's the same thing as a
No,
fumble.
bro. Nobody
It wouldn't
ever
be a
had
touchback.
possession
No,
of
it
it.
wouldn't. What are
Nobody
you
ever
saying?
had possession of it.
No,
It
that's not.
bounces
That's a
off the
safety.
helmet and
That's a
rolls
safety.
live
Okay.
at the
That's a
1-yard
safety.
line, rolls
Okay,
in the
okay,
inside of the
okay.
pylon, out the corner of the end zone. That is a
That's a
touchback.
safety.
Hold on. I think I know where Color is going with this. All right. So let's say it touches. What if it touches
Somebody's
No,
leg.
man.
somebody? No, the opposing person's if it
The
touches
return
the opposing,
team.
yeah. And if it rolls into the end zone, I got a better one. If it touches, let's say for instance, it's a live ball, right? And the punting team catches it and muffs it, then it will be a touchback because it was their ball.
Well, as soon as the punt team touches it, it's a touchback, or it's down right there. It's down by contact right there.
No, this is what Color is saying.
But it's inherent in the
If-
change
if-
of possession,
just
so it's
say-
irrelevant.
Just say Tyreek is back there to receive a punt, right? And the sun gets in his eye and it bounces off his helmet and goes out the back of the end zone. That's a
touchback.
That's a
Is it?
safety.
No,
Is it
that's a
He's live in
touchback.
play. No, that's a safety.
I don't know what
No,
this
sir.
is.
No, Nick, it's only a
bro.
safety if he
Is it
catches
ready?
it and establishes possession.
Once that ball is hit and once a punt or kick is touched on the live field by the receiving team, it's a live ball.
I
It cannot no longer be a
understand.
touchback. It
I'm
can't
pretty
be a
sure it's a
touchback.
touchback,
It
bro.
could be a
If
safety
that
if he
You can't be-
established
You
possession.
can't be
If
a
they never
touchback
retain, if they never establish possession, I'm sure
No,
it's a
you know-
touchback, bro.
You know how some guys take the ball in the end zone. They think
We
about
can look
running
it
out.
up.
and they
I don't want to
barely-
argue. I
and they
think I
barely
don't
get
want.
outside the end
Neither
zone.
one of us should spend the energy. We should just look it
can't-
up.
You
Yeah, I
can't
don't
go
know.
back into the end zone, right? a
It's
touchback.
either or. It's a safety or either it's a touchback.
If
Pretty
the
sure it's a
Bills-
I thought you had to
touchback if
establish
there's no
possession in order for you
possession
to
What about the
establish.
butt punt?
it'd be considered
You
a
guys, I
fumble.
don't even know what you guys are talking
Any,
about. But the
any
butt
kickoff
punt-
that lands in the end zone is automatically a touchback.
Right, automatic.
No. Hold
Automatically.
on. If the Bills kick, let's say the Bills are
This rule was put into effect in
Not landing in the end
2018,
zone.
by the way.
You
That
can
is
catch it and return it out the end zone.
That is incorrect. If
Yeah.
it bounced
You
off
can
the
return it out the end
receiver's
zone.
helmet. Listen, if the returner was standing in the end zone and he dropped it and it just hit his leg, that would be live in the end zone.
No,
And you
that's
can
a
score a
touchback.
touchdown off it.
That's a touchback.
The
The end zone is
kicking
touchback.
team can actually score a touchdown.
The end zone, yeah, that's a touchback.
Here's the rule. Listen, here's the rule. A kickoff that lands in the end zone is automatically a dead ball and a touchback for the receiving team.
Right.
This was
What
put
did you just say?
into
What did you
effect
just
in
say? What did you just say,
2018.
though? What
It's
did you
different.
just say? You just said lands in the end zone.
right.
I'm talking
Yeah.
about if it brushed the receiver's hand before
It
it
landed
lands in the end zone.
Then it's a live ball. Then at that point, it's live.
Right.
And the other team can recover it for a score.
You can't fumble in the end zone.
It's not a bro. It's
Yeah,
not
you
a
can't. It's a
fumble.
live ball. If he
Someone's
drops
gotta
it
look
in
it
the
up.
end
I don't
zone
know
to
what
his
the
hands,
rule
The
is.
receiver,
the
moment
kicking
the
team can
returner's-
score.
The moment
At that
any
point-
part of
In
the
the end
returner's
zone.
body touches the football, it is a live football. It doesn't matter if it's
Not
in the end zone or not.
zone. Not in the end zone. You can't
Only if
fumble
it
in the
goes
end
out the
zone.
back of the end zone.
Then that's a safety.
That's a touchback.
It's a touchback for the receiving team.
Yes.
All right. Okay, listen. Let's argue. We'll save this argument for another day. Let's just let's talk about the Bills and the Dolphins again, please.
The only
No, you
way
get
you can
Shake.
have,
I'm
the only way
interested
you
now. I
can
don't
get
know
a
what the
There's gonna be a
rule
bunch
is.
of safeties and touchbacks in this game.
I think
the
it would be
only
a
way you
safety.
can get a
Color, I think
safety.
it's a safety.
I don't. We can look it up. I'm not saying at this point.
Shake,
At this
buddy.
point, I'm. Who knows?
Only
But
special teams are going to
instead
score
of
this
spending
game.
the energy arguing, we all should just look it up.
Wait,
It's really who
Hold on, what's the
cares.
safety?
this is gonna happen in the game now. This is gonna
It
happen.
It's
really
probably going to
don't
happen in the
matter
game
who
now. That'll be
cares.
spending a lot.
I
We
think the
burnt a lot
only
of
way. I
calories on
think the hold on.
safeties
I
and
think the
Right.
only way you can get a safety. I think the only way you can get a safety without
Wow.
having possession of the ball is if the center snaps it out the back of the end zone. That's
Hey,
the only way
Crypto,
you can
the
get a
score,
safety without possession of the ball.
Huh?
the score is going to be 2-0.
Right. That's what I'm saying. We just
Final.
cooked up a 2-0 score.
Wasn't
We're gonna
Reggie?
we're gonna get it solved no matter what. They're gonna solve it for us mysteriously this game.
Mhm.
We're gonna have all our answers.
I just want to know who's on first.
The hard part about the hard part about looking it up is like if you go to that rules book online, it's like
It's
how
like-
do you keyword that, bro?
It's like trying to pass the bar.
Yeah, it
Don't
It's like
waste
the
your
bar
time.
exam.
Don't waste your time. Don't waste your
Section
time.
5, page 394 dash.
That would be ironic if this game was won or lost based on our discussion. That would be something else, wouldn't it?
Can you imagine? Can you imagine Color
imagine?
arguing? Can you imagine Color as a head coach of the Dolphins arguing with the ref about that?
Oh,
I
shit,
would be so upset we lose this game based on our conversation.
They'd have that guy that they pay just to keep the coach on the proper side of the white line pulling my shirt. I'd be like, "Come on, man, what are you talking
That's
about?"
a safety. No, that's a touchback. And then we like, what you call it? We're like, damn. And Ed Hockley comes out there with his 40-inch pythons telling us what the deal is.
It is important to know. As a coach, you got to know that shit. As a player, you do. Some of those special teams rules there's a lot of caveats to them. It's very nuanced,
Well, think about it. If let's say the defense intercepts the ball. Well, real quick, let's say the defense intercepts the ball, right? And he's going towards the corner. Hold on, he's going towards the corner of the end zone. Okay, he fumbles again, and nobody else retains possession of the football, and it does the same thing inside of the pylon, out the back. That's a touchback for the team that threw the interception.
Yeah.
No different than if it would be a punt.
Reggie, what do you think? I know you were trying to get a word in.
No, I don't care. It's Bills week. Let's go.
Not the Reggie.
It's Bills week.
Okay, I got one for you. If Milano comes around the corner and takes 5 steps, and hit QB1 while Tyreek is celebrating already in the end zone.
Right. That's what's up.
Okay, let me read what
That's
it says right here.
offense right there.
Milano's taking rib.
Hold on, let's give Papa Paul the floor. He did the homework. Go ahead, Papa Paul.
Right now it's on fumbles that go out of bounds. The last team to actually have possession of the football will be awarded the ball. And then it goes on the ball is spotted where we all know that. This rule keeps a player from deliberating fumbling a ball forwards and out of bounds to gain yards. If a team fumbles a ball into and out of the opponent's end zone, it is ruled a touchback. Once it goes out of bounds, this means that the opponent will be awarded the ball at their own 20-yard line. The team fumbles.
I get it now. I get what Color's saying now.
No different than if the running back punted it.
Color, you know what? I get it. I agree with you, Color.
Let me finish. If their team fumbles a ball out of bounds in the end zone, they are defending, then a safety is the result with a 2 points for the other team. This also occurs when a punt is blocked out of bounds in the end zone. That's
right.
The main part.
That's also safety.
I forgot about that one. Snapping the ball out the back and block would be 2 cases without having to get possession for it to be a safety.
Stepping on the end zone
but to the logic of the rule earlier,
on the back line.
But to the logic of the rule earlier, it's no different than if the running back punted the ball with his hand and it rolled into the end zone out the back. It would be a touchback for the return team.
Big Nick, the reason I did it, the way that's explained, Big Nick, you'll probably agree now. If you remember the old NFL Films highlights of the holy roller play where the Raider deliberately fumbled the ball forward, that's what they're trying to prevent. So That's why it goes to the other team because you can't really read intention. So if it's late in the game,
No, you can't.
go ahead, Chris.
Okay, so it should be a 15-yard penalty and a loss of down. I just don't
that's what
agree
it
with
is.
Joe.
That would be a
Big Nick,
compromise,
Big
yeah.
Nick, you make a great point. That's what it is. If the defense bats the or illegally advances the ball backward on a fumble, if they cause a fumble and try to roll it themselves backward further for more back yardage, that is illegal batting of the football. The ball is awarded back to the offense with a 15-yard penalty for personal foul.
See, I understand. I agree with you now, Color. Because now I'm thinking about that. I forgot about the holy roller. I agree with you.
I still don't agree with. I mean, because if if Tyreek is running down the field and somebody come up behind him and swat the ball out of the end zone, that is their ball.
No, but
yeah, I know.
Big Nick, Big Nick, hold on.
It'd be no different than if Tyreek punted the ball with his hands.
No, it's like the Big Nick.
He's giving up possession of the ball. It's now rolling on the ground live, and it goes out the back of the defense's return team's end zone. It's a touchback.
Color, I'll explain it.
Listen, I can agree with the rule. I would say, okay, the rule is there, but that doesn't mean I have to like the rule. That's all I'm saying. I don't like the rule.
Big Nick.
Well,
if the Dolphins are down,
I was just pointing out how impeccable its logic is all I'm saying.
If the Dolphins are down by 5, right, and the time's running out, there's 30 seconds left, whatever, and Tyreek Hill, he can't get to the end zone, and then he kind of, you can't really tell, he fumbles the ball forward though, but we can't tell if he did it on purpose or not. That's why it goes to the other team, because that happened to the Raiders in the 70s. They deliberately fumbled
purposeful or not, it's relinquishing. When you punt the ball, hold on. When you punt the ball on fourth down, you are relinquishing possession of the football. No different than a fumbler is relinquishing possession of the football. If that rolls out the opponent's end zone, that should be a touchback, no different than a punt.
Yeah, you're right, Color.
Y'all think A-Chain's going to get a big
I understand the role he play. I understand that. If
I
you do
think
it
he's
on
going to
purpose,
get
I
at least
understand
10 to 15. He's going to get at least 10 to 15 touches tomorrow.
I understand
Okay,
that.
so
if
you think
it's
he'll
a roly
definitely be
poly,
in that
if it's a roly poly and it goes out the end zone, I can understand
Oh,
you
he's
cheating trying to do that.
I would
But
take him
again,
as R2. I mean, he's,
I agree.
that
I
after,
just kind of wanted to think what the panel think. You know what I'm saying?
after
What y'all
last
think?
week,
Your
he's
both
going to start
situations
getting
you're at
10
on a punt
to 12
and on that
covered.
fumble. Both situations
10 to
you are
12
abdicating your
touches.
responsibility of possessing the football.
He's going to get at least 10 to 12 touches tomorrow.
Y'all still talking about this shit? I went and made coffee, and y'all still talking about this fucking.
No, we're talking about A-Chain and how many touches he going to get tomorrow.
A-Chan.
Hey,
Yeah.
he A-Chain.
By the way, Reg, good to hear you, man. I haven't heard you in a few
I've been
days,
calling him
man.
A-Chain for so long. Now we got to call him A-Chain.
I appreciate you. It's A-Chain. But I think
sounds better. I don't know. You know.
18 sounds way better.
It sounds so y'all go.
But he got a name. But I think that
y'all walk up to the man and say, "I'm gonna call you this because to me it sounds better."
I hope.
This is the way your name should be.
I think it's probably more like a Shan. So it would be if you couple it with his first name, it actually rolls off really well. It's
I don't know.
Devon
That's
Ashan.
if he's French.
It's
You
Devon
got
Ashan.
any French in his blood?
Hold on, it's Devon Ashan.
Ashan
That actually rolls pretty
Hey.
well. You know what I mean?
Hey, hold on.
A-Chain is his name. A-Chain is his nickname.
Hey, by the way, I'll call him a Chan when everybody starts calling Waddle, because that's his
Waddell.
By the way, Doc.
No, there's a difference, Jake. There's a difference. Waddle himself prefers Waddell himself prefers Waddle.
And Big Nick, it's a proper name, so I always default to the person whose name it is. You know what I mean?
He said he doesn't prefer. He said he don't care. That's the difference.
But we're gonna call him A-Chain.
Like I said, when it comes to proper names, I always default to the person whose name it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, y'all still calling X
Xavier.
Y'all still calling X Xavier. That's not his name.
Xavier.
His name is Xavier.
Xavier, like a Z.
Yeah,
Xavier.
Terrell Owens is not Terrell Owens. It's Terrell Owens.
It's Terrell. Yeah.
Xavier.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, Doc.
It's Terrell Owens, not Terrell.
By the way, Doc. At first, I thought I might have had a little swollen appendix, but what actually happened, likely, is that I think I pulled my oblique muscle about the same time JP did on Sunday.
Yeah.
And people call Josh Allen.
And it was caused by excessive choo-choo train in the stands and having to jump out of my seat 10 freaking times, man.
Hey, Shake, they call him Josh. Hold on, they call him Josh Allen, but it's Josh Alien.
The true pronunciation of the Buffalo quarterback is not Josh, it's trash.
It's Joseph.
Thank you, Big Nick, for interrupting me. It's Josh Alien. Get it right, brother.
And no, it's Josephine Alien. Josephine.
Y'all know where we stand.
If y'all didn't know, it started as trash and then it evolved in the human tongue eventually twash into Josh. You know what I mean? It's the same word.
Hey, none of y'all ain't teaching the children at my school. I can tell you that.
Respect on that man's name.
Well, Josh is commonly misarticulated as, it's Josh, but it's really trash. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a common.
I already renamed my garbage can the Josh can. I mean, I do. That's what I tell everybody it is. Hey, go throw that in the Josh can.
I know y'all know our offense is ranked number 1. Do you know where our defense is ranked?
23rd.
21st.
It was
21st.
19th.
It's in the
23rd.
Is that points or yards?
It was 22nd going into the game last week. I thought it went with 21st. Hold on, where are you looking? Where are you looking, Papa Paul? Are you looking at defense efficiencies on
You're only looking at the total.
I just had it up here. It was under NFL. And they had our defense ranked at 6.
Oh my God!
Yeah. Oh, okay.
They had the Bills. They had the Bills defense ranked at 7th.
What the fuck are you reading from?
Let me find it again real quick, and I'll.
It depends on. Some people use the defensive efficiency. Some people use.
That is 2023.
It depends on what they're using, what metrics they're using. Some people use points allowed.
Somebody's fucking with you, Papa Paul.
Hey, this is a fucking family show. Please watch your language.
Go ahead, Reggie.
Hey, the Bills defensive stats are skewed until they play QB1. I'm sorry. Until they play QB1, their stats are counterfeit to me.
Go ahead, Reggie.
Bills are ranked second in offense and defense.
The stats are based on which metric you use. They're saying they're 20 this because of points allowed. Another one is efficiency, so they rank 7th or 8th around there. So it really just depends on.
We're back up to like 21st in points per game allowed. We're at 23 points per game.
It's all going to be a little skewed because we're still early in the season.
But remember, people want to talk about aberrations, right? The 70 points and all that. Well, couldn't it have been our first game of the season with a brand new defensive coordinator? Could have been an aberration because we only gave up 13 freaking offensive points to the Broncos last week.
Color, you got to know that I'm kind of trolling there. Like when I told you got to recognize that a little bit, dude.
Well,
you could just go by the eye test.
I don't know if I had a chance to ask you this question. Josh Allen is the next Carson Wentz, but maybe I did, maybe I didn't. But would you be the first one willing to give me a blanket number without an explanation, without like nothing, just straight number? I'm looking for a number.
No,
answer
30
this question, right? An integer. An integer.
30 points.
You did? What?
Color, I answered this question for you last night, and now you're saying that nobody's giving you the answer.
The thing is, the fact that Color,
you still gave a big, long and drawn-out explanation before you answered.
Because Color, implicit in your question, you're conceding the point because you're admitting it's not really a 70-point offense.
I understand that. I understand, but I never blew it up like it was. My point
I disagree with that. 70.
My point is that on top of it being an NFL defense,
right, Reggie?
We had to force ourselves not to score at the 8-minute mark in the fourth quarter. We literally had to force ourselves not to score.
Can you imagine if the Dolphins scored 100 points in that game? Can you imagine that?
If you're going to use that logic that, of course, that it's implied that we're not a 70-point team, we understand that. Then you also have to use that logic that you guys are on a top-ranked defense because of the competition.
And I would argue no defense is that bad. So, again, how many points would you give back that we're playing the Bills, which is a much better defense, I'll agree, than the Denver Broncos, how many points do we give back from that 70?
If we get back 30, we still get our average.
But also,
Thank
how
you.
do we score 70
you,
but
Big Nick.
automatically not a 70-point team when we just recently scored 70 points?
Thank you,
You're
Big
gonna
Nick.
take
Because
that
the
away
fact
from
of
our
it is,
team?
we have both played 180 minutes, and we're scoring 0.72 points per minute. They're scoring 0.50.
So
And
check
That's
this
the
out,
bottom
Greg.
line.
Hey, Greg
I
Cosell,
Right.
real quick.
I
Greg
don't know.
Cosell
I
was
don't.
analyzing. What the fuck? Greg Cosell was analyzing that 70-point game, and they were all talking, and they were showing how the defensive backs were just standing around for the Broncos. Man, those fucking guys gave up after the second quarter. So
well,
they're.
y'all
I'm
let
just saying,
they
man,
let
that
Zach
70 points is sus.
Yeah,
well they let Zach
we
Wilson scored
Okay, but
20
we still
points
did
on him.
it.
So
You're
if
trying to
Zach
could it be
Still did,
possible?
but I mean,
Would
what?
it be
how many
Come on,
possible?
guys. Let Reggie talk. Let Reggie talk, guys.
Yes.
No, I was just saying if you use the Denver as an anomaly, then if you guys let Zach Wilson score 20 points on you, then how many of the Dolphins gonna score?
They're both anomalies. So
Right,
what?
right. Okay. So
Right.
anomaly or not, it still
We executed.
remains.
That's what happened.
35
Look,
colors.
Okay,
35.
it still
Well,
remains that
Amicus,
what part
you
of
know
the
Josh
game?
Allen's
Hold
going
on,
to be out of the league
hold
at the
on.
YMCA in a couple of
What
weeks, right?
part of the game? What part of the game were the Denver Broncos defensive players standing around? At what part of the game? Because at halftime it was 42-13, if I remember, or 35-13.
Color, I'm trolling.
Yeah,
Color,
listen,
I'm trolling
our offense
you.
is so good.
It's
we
a troll,
break
Color.
defenses. Our
So-
offense
so-
is so good. We break the
Color,
players.
So
it's not a
when
troll. That was a real discussion
football
among
stopped,
fans.
so when real football
Literally
stopped,
broke
it was
them.
56-20.
Color, I'm trolling you. I'm just trying to get you riled up.
If we're not a 70 point, you're doing that on purpose.
No, actually, no. I'm sorry. That punt return came back later. It was 56-13 when real football stopped.
Color, it's in all honesty, it was an incredible
Oh, I know.
offensive performance.
I know. Here's another
If the
thing.
Dolphins,
Is
if
it
the Dolphins
possible-
are
7-0 when
70
real
point
football
DBs are
started.
still
This
Real
game
quick,
was
I have a
over after
question. I have a
7-0.
question. I have a question. Is it possible that while they might not be found to be standing around as much, is it possible that our offense may in fact cause the Buffalo Bills defenders to be doing the same thing because they're just so freaking dumbfounded as to what to do?
Well, you don't even believe that.
They was
But you'll see
awestruck.
something. You'll see.
They was
Man, we don't have to
awestruck
talk
of our
about
Yeah,
this.
offense.
We're not gonna
Amicus,
let a team.
Color, that's why I
I've
said-
actually heavily analyzed.
Color, please let
I've
other people
heavily-
have conversation, Color.
I've
Please.
heavily analyzed what we're doing on tape, dude,
Buffalo
over the
Bills
last
fan.
3 weeks, and I
That's
actually
a
do
good photo,
believe that.
Jake.
You think you'll. So
Color.
let me ask you a
All of
question,
this-
Color. How many
All of this
points
is
do you
irrelevant.
think you'll
We're gonna
score
play a
Sunday?
team. We're gonna play a team with our high-powered offense that doesn't have a safety and only have one quarterback.
If Buffalo's defense has a bad day, we could score our average 43
They
points.
got one cornerback and he don't travel.
If our defense has a bad day, you guys could score
Even
your
if
best
he did
30
travel, he gonna
points.
break his
Color,
ankles
what'd
trying
you
to
say,
keep
Well,
up
I
with
want to
our
answer this
offense.
question. I want to answer this
Even if he
question
did
thoroughly.
travel,
Crypto,
he
hold
gonna
on.
break his own ankles.
I want to answer this question thoroughly. If Buffalo's defense has a bad day, we score our average 43 points. If our defense has a bad day, they score their average 30 points. We win 43-30.
Rebuilt Miami Dolphins. Who put that up there?
If both
In the
offenses
same
have a
vein-
bad day, if both offenses have a bad day, and both defenses are the only ones that show up, we lose the game 23-11.
In the same vein that the Miami Dolphins is not a 70-point offense, the Washington Commanders is not a 35-point defense.
No, but Big
They're
Nick,
better
that's why I
defense
said
than yours.
no, Big Nick, that's why I said if in this game, because it's too early, the stats are skewed. If the Bills hold the Dolphins to 20 points, call it 20 first downs and like 350 yards to give full context, in a winning performance, the Bills have the best defense in NFL. I don't think that's
I'd agree with that.
What was the number again?
Yeah,
If
they
y'all
would be
I
score
don't
what?
think it'll happen,
2020
but yeah.
Historically,
I agree with
and
that.
they can do
350.
that.
2020 and
Well,
350.
the Bills have played
Yeah.
3 garbage offensive teams. I don't know how we can say that when they played 3
I mean-
garbage.
No, Reggie, I'm not saying
Well,
Raiders
if they
are
call us
overpowered. I'm not
then
saying
we
that's
don't
going
have
to
to
happen.
call
I'm
us
saying if
garbage
that
then at
happens.
that point.
New England suppressed our offense as well. Are they the best defense in the league right now?
We shut down Devontae Adams. Put some fucking respect on our D.
Who?
And Josh
You
Jacobs.
made a team with one receiver and a QB who couldn't do a damn thing.
Shut him
Hey,
down,
listen,
Bubba.
Hold
Shut him down.
on, though. You shifted
He didn't
the
know he led
offense
the
for
league.
some reason. I said the New England Patriots held our offense, suppressed our offense to the numbers you were just talking about. Are they the best defense in the league right now?
Well, what was the yard? What was the? Can you? I can't look it up.
Tua threw for
350.
Tua threw for like what, 249 or something,
It was
or 289 or something.
It was 249, 2 TDs, 0 interceptions, but we had a good run game.
And Mostert rushed for 120, 121.
So it was like almost 400 yards of offense.
Almost.
And you had what? 30 points because of 2 missed field goals, or
we had 24 points.
It should have been 31, but we fumbled a snap. So
that's what I'm saying, Color. If it's 20 authentic points, Color, 20 authentic points, 20 first downs, and 350 yards in a winning performance, the Bills will have the best defense in the NFL. That's my opinion.
Listen, if we hold
they
on
should be the best because they shut down a team with 70 points.
Well,
why
what does
wouldn't
the
they
winning
be? That's like a
performance? What
50-point
does the
swing.
winning performance have to do with anything? Like I said, the Patriots did to our offense what you just suggested.
No, the reason I say winning, let's say the defense does their part, but the Bills still lose. It has to be in a winning.
But your all's offense is way better than the Patriots' offense.
Yeah, our defense is better than them too.
You don't think your offense is better than the Patriots?
Hey, by the way, Color, I think I seen Scummy in Buffalo.
Oh.
If we hold y'all 24 points, you're losing by double digits.
I think it's going to be
That's
a
a
shootout.
perfect
That's what I think is going to happen.
Good old Michael Myers.
That's what I was saying.
24.
Doc, that's what I was saying. Like, I don't think that's going to happen. I'm saying if hypothetically,
Look, if you
that
go
did
to the
happen.
mean, go to the mean, let's say if y'all's defense has a good day and our defense has a good day and both offenses has a good day, you could. I mean, I don't know. I still think we could pull. I still think we're. I still think we could possibly shock the world and win this game. By
Color.
14.
Let me ask Color this
That's not
question.
going to be a shock if we win.
I'm talking about winning by 14. I'm talking about winning by 14, Doc.
That's not
I'm
going
talking
to
about
be a shock the world.
I'm talking about winning
He's
by
talking about
14.
winning by double digits.
Winning by 14 is not going to be a shock
Let me
the
ask this.
world.
Not to
Let me
us.
ask this. Let me ask this
But to the
question to the
world.
panel. Let me ask this question to the panel because I want to get a feel for how honest you guys are being. If Josh Allen plays his A+ game, are you winning this game?
If he plays his A+ game, y'all are fucked.
Yeah.
Well,
Let him answer. Let the Dolphins fans answer. Let him answer.
Okay, so you
How many turnovers we get?
Wait a minute, I have to know what. Wait a minute, I have to know what Josh Allen's best game is. I have to know what.
Allen plays his A+ game and QB1 plays his A+ game. Who's
Come
winning
on,
the game?
man.
Bills all day long.
What's Josh Allen's best game? Because they beat us twice in their house. So what do you define as Josh Allen's game? I mean,
Josh, if Josh Allen plays
in the playoffs, is that his best game?
Josh Allen's A+ game is the best quarterback in the NFL.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That fucking guy, give that guy a medal.
When has he ever been that, though?
Wait a minute, hold on.
When has he ever proven to be the best quarterback in the league?
We got the bone stroking club going full force tonight.
When he had
Josh Allen
Yeah,
plays his
Michael
A+
K, the
game.
bone stroking club.
The 2 and near club is out of their mind all for a couple of games.
So y'all are saying that Josh Allen has the best single game. Hold on. So you all are saying that Josh Allen had the best single game performance of anybody in the league at one point? When?
In
When did
NFL
this
history,
happen?
Color. He had a
Against
perfect.
the Patriots, man.
It was the only perfect game in NFL history.
Hold on.
Let me just
That is
respond
not
to
true.
that. Let me just respond to
What
that.
game against the Patriots?
If
What game you talking about?
If
The
Tua-
Miami
They
Dolphins
lost
had a
to the
quarterback that had a
Patriots.
perfect quarterback rating on us before.
Wait a
Geno
minute.
Smith had a perfect quarterback rating.
Perfect quarterback rating.
Just
Big Nick,
one
not
goddamn
perfect
minute.
quarterback rating.
Wait
A
just one
perfect
goddamn
football
minute.
game.
Wait just
Hold
one
on.
goddamn minute. We just witnessed the best single game performance by our quarterback in 57 years.
It wasn't a
No, he
perfect
didn't.
game.
He had to punt. He punted, Color.
He punted.
That's not.
Actually,
I
it
don't
was
give
a
a
backup
shit what you
quarterback.
talk
Actually,
about. What
the
you
backup
define as a
quarterback plugged
perfect
it. It
game.
wasn't Tua.
A
It was
perfect
the
I don't
game.
care what you
A perfect color.
I don't care what you define as a perfect game. What we
So-
just witnessed
Well,
Sunday was the greatest quarterback performance in 57 years.
No, it
If
was
Josh
the
Allen,
greatest
hold on. If Josh
defensive
Allen plays
performance,
his
not
A plus
quarterback
game,
performance.
if Josh,
Come on, man.
Let me
That
ask you a
was
question, Josh
delusional. Fucking
If
you
Josh
don't give
Allen,
Tua
let me ask
all
you a
that
question.
credit.
Kiss.
If
Big
Josh,
Nick,
if
you
Josh
guys,
Allen,
What other quarterback has commanded an
come on,
offense to
Color,
70
goddamn,
points?
Color.
color,
Hold on.
Color,
If you'd
you
let me
cannot
speak
give
a
that
second,
credit to
if
Tua.
you'd let me
Hold
answer
on,
the
Color, because
question,
you will be making an argument for Norm Van Brocklin, and he wasn't the
let me
greatest game
answer
in
the
history.
question,
So
That
if
wasn't
you'd
a
let
perfect
me
can't do
answer,
that because
damn it,
Van
man.
Brocklin did it.
Every
How y'all
question
just
isn't
gonna
for you to
jump on
answer,
me without
Color.
letting
Let
me
us answer
return,
stuff
man?
too.
How y'all just gonna jump on me without letting me return, man?
Because you don't let anybody else answer the questions, Color. Let us answer
What are you
you.
talking about,
You're the
bro?
one that
That's because you all answer them at the same damn time.
trying to out because we're trying to be quicker than you.
go ahead,
Oh,
Big Nick.
give
Go
me a
ahead.
fucking break, man.
Come on, guys. Let's
You know
keep it.
what?
Come
I
on.
ain't saying another word the rest of the night.
We're just
How about
talking
that?
football,
No,
guys. We're just
no,
talking football, man.
It's
Come
all
on.
right, Color.
First of all, hold on, wait a
You
minute.
got to be
First of all,
careful. You'll
wait
be
a
making
minute, wait a
argument
minute.
for Norm Van Brocklin when you
I
do
don't
that,
give
when
a
you go down
shit.
that
I ain't
route.
made no
Hold on.
argument because
No,
y'all
no.
fucking jumped down my
No.
throat.
They shouldn't, because at the end of the day, if this was CB's channel, CB will be the first one to answer the question. Then he lets everybody else answer. If it was TD, he'll be the first one to answer. And being that this is Color's platform, he should get the first answer and then let everybody else answer. So at the end of the day,
He only
Color does have the
answers.
right to. No, but you say, hey, let me answer right after Color. But Color should have the first dibs. At the end of the day, this is still his platform.
Color, I'll ask the question, and then Color can answer, then Big Nick, and then whoever you want after that. If Josh
I'll
Allen
answer
plays his
after
A,
that.
go ahead, Reggie. If Josh Allen plays his A plus game, are you winning the football game?
Yes.
Okay.
This is a
Do we have the ability
You know,
to?
number
Yes,
one,
absolutely.
You know what? I've been sitting here and I haven't cut anybody off and I haven't talked over anybody, but these are some of the stupidest questions I've ever heard in my life. If Josh
Okay, my
Allen
turn.
plays his A
My
plus
turn.
game, do they
Josh
win the
Allen.
game?
I want to ask you this, Josh Allen, as the next Russell Westbrook or whoever. Listen, if Josh Allen, you said he'll be the best quarterback in the NFL, he plays his A game. If Josh Allen plays his A game on Sunday, and the kid from Baltimore plays his best game on Sunday, who do you think is going to have the better game?
It's Josh Allen, and it's not close, dude.
Oh man, you
It's not
tripping?
even close.
There's
Not
nobody when Josh Allen
So
plays
let
his
me
A
ask
plus
it's
you,
definitely
game.
going
Josh
to be
Allen,
Lamar
is the next
Jackson
Carson
That's
Wentz.
crazy.
Let me
by
ask you the
far
same
if he
question.
has his best game.
Crazy.
Let me ask you the same question because
Yeah.
all of a sudden when
Well,
I
I was
said that
supposed to
Tua,
go next.
Crazy.
all of a sudden when I said Tua commanded the best quarterback performance in the last 57 years, everybody jumped down my throat. So let me ask you the question: if Tua plays his A game Sunday, do you guys win?
Is Josh Allen playing his A plus game?
I don't
Yes.
care. You didn't
Oh,
ask
okay.
that of me.
Color.
You
It's
didn't
if
give me that
Tyreek.
caveat.
Can I
If
answer?
Tua,
If Tyreek and McDaniel.
Tua,
Wait a
if
minute,
Tua,
you didn't give me that caveat.
Color, if Tua plays his best game, his A plus game, and Josh Allen plays his A plus
Oh,
game,
bro, really?
100 times out of 100,
Silence
Allen
the
is going to
Buffalo
win.
fan, bro. I'm not gonna. No,
I'm
I ain't
still,
playing no rhetorical trick with a Buffalo fan, bro. That ain't happening. You didn't
I'm
give
still
me that
tripping.
caveat, bro. You
I'm
didn't
still
give me
tripping
that
that you think.
caveat.
Hey, when is
Okay.
kickoff? When is kickoff on
I'm
Sunday?
tripping.
We need to get this started. They need
I'm
to
still
start this
tripping
game
that you
tonight.
think Josh Allen's A game, A plus game, will be better than Lamar Jackson's A plus game. I'm really tripping.
All
Yeah, that's
I know is,
Yeah,
all
that
I
is
know
insane for him
is,
to say that.
it
Big
takes
Nick.
a
He know damn
quarterback to
well that's not
command an
what it is.
offense. It takes a quarterback to command an offense, and Tua's A plus game put up
That's crazy for
70
him to think
points
his
for the
best game
first
is better
time in
than Lamar's.
57 years.
Oh
Do
my
you know
God.
what the A plus game for Lamar Jackson will look like, man?
We saw the A plus game from Allen. It was a perfect game, Big Nick. Something Lamar could never do.
Ever.
didn't see Josh Allen run for
Ever.
300
He
yards.
did it the year
What was
before.
It would never happen. It would literally
Hold on,
never happen.
Color. Bring up that game that Lamar did that, and him and Ben Roethlisberger had the A+ game because he already did it way
No.
before Allen
He
did.
never
don't
had a
have to do that.
perfect game, Crypto.
Winners.
One
Hold
has
on.
been. They
Look.
came in the league. They came in the league the same year. One has been.
Look, it
One has
don't
been an
matter.
MVP.
Tell me
and
the
one hasn't.
quarterback.
The
Tell me the
MVP is a
quarterback.
media
Come here.
narrative award. The MVP is a narrative media award.
17's last
First
3
of all-
years
first
were
of all-
better than
first of all,
Lamar's
what
one
was the
MVP
score?
year. That's a fact.
First of all, what was the score before they took Tua out last week, and what quarter was the ball game in?
It was 49. It was in the
It
early
was
fourth quarter.
56-20. It was 56-20.
It was 56
early
to
in the
20,
first.
right? And it was in the third quarter, right?
The
Or
beginning
fourth?
of the
No, it
third
was
quarter.
the
It
beginning
wasn't
of the
third
fourth.
quarter.
Early fourth.
The
Right.
beginning of the fourth quarter.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
beginning of the
fine. Okay,
fourth.
fine. Name me the quarterback who has commanded an offense to that type of production in 57 years.
Josh Allen already topped it. I told you, Color. I already told you that.
No, he didn't.
All right.
Based upon what?
Because he had, listen, he
Let's
had
go by
six-
yardage.
Are you
Let's
going to let
go
me
by
answer?
yardage. Let's
Hold
go
on,
by
hold on a
yardage.
minute.
Let's
You
go
don't
by
let me
yardage.
answer.
How much yardage did we put up before Tua came out of the game?
It was like 500 some yards.
Okay, hold on a minute. If Huge Member
Yeah.
and Rock Hard both gave their best performance, which woman got laid better? That's how stupid this
Hey,
is.
continue to talk football, man. Let's talk football, fellas. Continue to talk
Jeez.
football. But
Okay.
I just really
Look,
want to know.
I'm gonna-
Look, if both quarterbacks
Which one got laid?
again, I'll say it again. If both quarterbacks play their A game like you suggested, okay, then that means both defenses are having a bad day, and we win 43-30.
Color. If
Oh,
No,
hold on.
but
Did
I
Rock
just
Hard
want him
take
to explain.
Viagra?
Crypto, I just want him to
Okay,
explain how Josh Allen's best day is better than anything Lamar Jackson has done on his best day.
Lamar Jackson has thrown for over 3,000 yards once in his career, Big Nick. He's not even on the same
That's not the
planet as a
point.
passer.
He's
It's not
making-
even in the
he's
same
making a point about him
dimension.
throwing 3,000 yards.
It's not even in the same dimension as a passer, dude. It's not even close.
How many
Big
times
Nick,
has he
you're not
run-
listening.
how many
Big
times
Nick,
has
you're
he
not
passed for
listening.
2,000 yards and
You
ran
ain't
for
listening.
1,000 yards?
He
You're
led
not
the league in
listening.
touchdowns this
Lamar
year as
fan.
MVP. What are you talking about? Josh Allen?
The MVP is a media narrative award, dude. Lamar Jackson, his MVP
Media
year was never
narrative?
better than
It
Mahomes.
is now.
You're not
Are you
listening.
saying it because you think Tua's going to get it? Now you're trying to diminish the award?
Hey,
Is that what
hey,
you're
so
doing?
y'all know
Are
timeouts
you
are in
saying-
effect. By the way, hey, timeouts are in effect. So
He's trying to
if
diminish the
somebody's getting on
award
your nerve,
now. I see
time
what
them
he's
out.
Are
doing.
you saying Lamar
So you know
Jackson?
that.
Lamar Jackson's MVP season wasn't a historical season for a quarterback?
When
Is that
you
what you're saying?
barely throw for 3,000 yards, dude, that's a problem.
And
That's
he
a
ran
problem.
for what,
But
1,400
you,
yards?
That's
right, he
a-
accounted
that's
for
called
over
a running
4,000
back,
plus
Big Nick.
yards.
That's
Hold on,
that's a
Josh
running
Allen.
back.
Josh Allen,
But he
listen.
led in
All-
passing
all-
categories too at the same
All
time.
you
What are
have
you
to
talking
do
about?
is tell Big Nick that Lamar's 1 year was worse than Josh Allen's past 3. That's a fact. How do you rectify that,
Dude,
Big Nick?
Lamar Jackson's not even.
Okay, I got a question
Okay.
for you.
Hold on. Go ahead.
Look,
Yeah, answer that, Big Nick. You can't answer that shit.
I just want to say real quick. I'm going to keep it going, but I want to stress this real quick. Again, timeouts are in effect. Please help the channel grow. We're using timeouts, so if somebody gets on your nerves or somebody's timeout. And Tuna, Monday Night Tuna, I want to know how many positions were involved before we make this decision.
They were both. They were
I'm going
both.
to answer that question.
How many positions?
You said Big Nick. You can answer that, Big Nick, so I'm going to answer
Big
that.
Nick, just wait.
I'm going to answer that. He said Big Nick answer that, so I'm going to answer it.
You can't
If we
answer
can
it.
guarantee, if we can guarantee all 32 starters, if we can guarantee all 32 starters in the NFL are going to have the game of the history of the football, more people are going to watch Lamar Jackson than Josh Allen.
That's a lie, dude.
More
That's
people?
that's
What
such
does
a
that even mean,
cringe.
more people?
I know.
Lamar Jackson is, dude. He's gonna be benched soon. He's gonna lose his starting job.
You're getting away from his statement, what he just said.
Right. Right. Nobody cares about what's going to happen to him. We're
Lamar
talking about
Jackson's not a top
8+
20
games.
passer, dude. He's not even a top 20 passer.
I will go watch Lamar Jackson's 8+ game over any quarterback, including QB1.
If Lamar Jackson played his A+ game, it would probably be the 10th best quarterback in the NFL.
And that's saying something. What Big Nick just made that last phrase. When he said even over QB1, that's saying a lot. Now you have to know that Lamar is doing something.
Big Nick, why would you even use Lamar and not like Patrick Mahomes or something?
Yeah, it's just so bizarre, dude. Like Lamar Jackson is not even good, dude.
Because nobody in the NFL can do what Lamar can do if he's on
fucking
his shit.
crazy.
If he's on his shit, nobody can do it.
Y'all are different, dude. Good Lord, man.
Nick, can I ask a question for everybody? Something different. I'm going to change it up a little bit. No passing.
Go ahead, Paul.
Passing. Okay. Who's got the better team if it's strictly a run game?
For strictly one game?
Miami.
Strictly a run game. Run game. Whose defense is going to stop the run? Who's
Miami? They have James Cook, Miami.
Oh, you mean
Cook's washed up.
Nick, you mean James Cook, the third leading rusher in the league this year?
Yeah.
He's
James
still
Cook
washed up.
James Cook is probably the best running back in the AFC.
Let me tell you.
James Cook is overrated.
James Cook who didn't do shit against the Jets. James Cook who ran well on one of the worst defenses in the NFL in the Raiders.
Big Nick.
And James Cook who had a good game against the Commanders, but he didn't dominate.
Big Nick,
you need some Windex for your sunglasses because, like, I don't know, man.
Let me put it
just faded out.
Miami will win the game on the verse of the defenses at this point.
You're right because Miami has the number 6 defense.
Our defense in the run is, I think, number 8. Your defense against the run is 24th. We have A-Chain, we have Mostert.
Hey, Papa Paul, what's the expected run situation metrics? Do you know?
Right now, we run about 33% run, 66%.
No, I'm saying when the Bills are when they're expecting to run, like it's 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1. What's the Bills' metrics in run defense then?
I haven't looked that up yet.
It's tops in the NFL.
It's in the NFL, but
you're also top for giving up big runs.
We coming to take our souls in Buffalo. All you Buffalo panelists right now, we coming to Buffalo to make a statement on Sunday. This is not your same old daddy Dolphins.
You ain't doing shit.
Let them talk. Let the Dolphins fan talk.
You guys heard that what he just said, that they're number 1 in the NFL. They played the Jets, who ate their ass up on the ground.
No, they didn't.
They played a disgruntled Josh Jacobs, and I don't even know who the Commanders running back is.
First of all, you're maybe number 1 at 3 and 1, but what about 1 and 10, 2 and 5, or 4 and 2? You're not.
The Bills defense, dude, the Bills defense, if you don't count Josh Allen having diarrhea, has given up 1 legitimate touchdown all year. That's it.
Wait. Not again. That's why you have the worst defense out of 20, next to last worst defense on the run out of the first 25 teams.
What? So I was wondering, when did
your
Tua
defense
have
against the run? Your defense against the run is ranked 24th.
By him saying,
I don't know about diarrhea.
I'm about expected run situations, Papa.
Our defense is ranked 2nd, so you do the math.
At the same mouth, you
Your
say the Bills
defense
only gave
against
up
the
1
run
true
is ranked
touchdown all
24th.
year. You said the Bills only gave up 1 true touchdown all year, but in the same mouth, you diminished to 70 points, the 10 touchdowns that the Miami Dolphins put up. We say they was all real touchdowns.
You think they're all real touchdowns?
If you say the Bills only gave up 1 legitimate touchdown, then I say we gave up.
Right.
Big Nick, we can't take you serious. You think Lamar is better than Patrick Mahomes.
Big Nick, that's why I broke it down to per football minute, because we've all played the same number of football minutes.
Yeah, but not all minutes are equivalent, Color. If you have a big lead, then those minutes aren't equivalent.
Oh, yeah.
Why not? Why
Because
not?
but the thing of it is that if you take away some of those 70 points, you know damn well you can just add them in places we left points on the field against the Chargers and the Patriots.
Color, let's just say this. Color, let's say the 70 points are legitimate. Well, let's say, I mean, then it's going to.
No, wait a minute. I don't even want to say that because I don't believe, I'm not with Big Nick on that, right?
We scored them.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, even if you say that's true, then it is also true that we left points on the field in the other two games. So put them there. It's still the same number of points per football minute.
Color, I agree with you. Me and you keep going in. I told you I was trolling you about the 70 points. I was just trying to get you riled up.
The 70 points was awesome. You did good.
I'm just saying, like
the Dolphins are a 35 right now. They're a 35-point offense. If everyone's being honest.
No, we're a 43-point offense.
Okay, Big Nick, they're 43 points.
Thank you.
Oh, Big Nick, they're 50-point offense.
No. We played 3 games.
If your defense doesn't
have we average.
So you guys are saying you guys are saying if your defense doesn't go out and lay a big old egg, that they couldn't possibly be as bad as the Denver Broncos?
Who, the Bills defense?
Okay, hold on.
I think on a bad day, the Bills defense would probably give like 35 points.
Yeah, I agree.
On a terrible day.
This Josh Allen guy is smart. I agree.
Color, you believe that, don't you? I mean, if the Bills had a really bad day,
couldn't it snowball the same way it did for the Broncos?
It might snowball. It might snowball. You might get to 40 or something. Yeah. But.
Okay. If we're running 50 or 60% of the time, and your defense is ranked 24th against the run, you're going to give up a lot more than 35 points a game.
We're cooking Buffalo.
What was the Dolphin? I forget his name. Is it Dolphin Warrior? He was trying to say something. You said the Dolphins are going to make a statement. What were you going to say?
We are going to make a statement against you on Sunday. I hope we score 100 points. Wait. I hope we score 100 points on y'all. It is time to pass, you bastards. It's over.
We already passed.
Hey, Dolphin, what's your score prediction?
I'm being very 42-17.
42-17.
You getting a dose of reality Sunday at 1 p.m., buddy. Just watch.
42-17 Dolphins. I ain't stutter.
You'll see.
I think we should put some wagers up. I think we should put some wagers up.
If Josh Allen plays the A++++ game,
no, just the A+ game. Just his best game.
Can they put up 70?
Let me go at Papa Paul on these on the 24th ranked Bills rushing defense.
Hey, hold on. Before you do go, I just want to. I see my man Lewis is in the chat. What's going on, Lewis? Amicus, please
Lewis
have
play
his
some
money.
bets down there in Vegas.
Have his money,
Have
Amicus.
his money.
I want to be. Hey, by the way, Amicus, I have. Because of Batman, I have my Buffalo Bill ticket secure, so I will be at that Buffalo game. So have my man Lewis's money ready.
Yeah, listen. I'm worried about your boy Lewis because he was just now in Vegas, and I know he's fucking gambling my motherfucking money.
Yeah, take it easy, Lewis. Take it easy. Don't don't go nuts.
Don't lose my money, Lewis. Come on now.
Okay.
Hey, Shake. If you need to bring someone else up, I'll drop out. Just let me know.
So, Papa Paul, where did you say the Bills are ranked in rushing defense?
Rushing defense is ranked 24th.
Okay, where did you say the Dolphins were ranked?
They are ranked 8th.
Okay. You got a pen? Oh, you don't need a pen. For the rushing defense, there's statistically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stats. Okay? Attempts. The Bills have faced 56 rushing attempts.
49.
49?
I'm reading it right here.
I got 85. Are you reading after week 3?
Yes.
Really? I got 85. The Bills have 332 yards.
Okay, it says right here, 3 games played, 49 attempts, 273 yards.
Yeah, but you read, Papa, that the Dolphins had the 6th best defense too, man. So I don't know what the fuck you're reading.
No, and y'all didn't give me a fucking chance to reiterate that I was wrong. Because y'all were running your damn mouth so goddamn much, you don't give anybody else a fucking chance to talk. So why don't you just shut up and listen and let us talk about it?
Are you reading the offense? Are you reading the offensive rushes?
I'm reading the Bills defense against
No, Papa Paul. Go ahead.
Rushing attempts against the Bills, 49 yards, 273 yards allowed. Miami rushing, 71 attempts. That's offense of rushing I'm talking about. Yes, not defense.
Well, we're talking defensive stats because you said the Bills were ranked 24th against the run.
Yes.
And you said the Dolphins were ranked, what, 6th against the run?
8th is what it has them here.
Okay, 8th. Well, with the exception of the Bills giving up 5.9 yards a rushing attempt, where the Dolphins have them beat with 4.6, the Bills have only given up 12 first downs due to the run. The Dolphins gave up 29 for the run.
Okay.
Hold on,
and that was against San Diego, a majority of that.
It's a stupid. Both sides, all the stats are going to be skewed early, guys. I mean, you have to be really situational to pin down what stats mean what.
Even the eye test to look at what the Bills have done. I mean, Miami has let in. Hold on, 4 rushing touchdowns. They gave up 4 rushing touchdowns. The Bills give up 0.
So once again, go look at the stats.
That was against San Diego, and each week Miami's defense has improved.
Okay.
Look
and
at
the Bills
truth. No, the Bills have not.
Hey, Papa, to answer your point, man, I'm just being real with you. If you guys want to run the ball, we'll let you run the ball, dude. If you want to take the ball out of Hill, if you want to take the ball out of Hill and Waddle's hands, I'll let you do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Good point.
We took it out their hands last week. We took it out of their hands last week. One of them didn't even play, and we still lead the league in rushing.
Wait. I love the confidence that y'all Bill fans have in this damn chat.
Thank you.
I love it.
Don't pay attention to Scummy.
This is not. No, I love this because guess what? When they faces are sad and they crying and moaning on here on Monday or Tuesday, whenever they decide to show back up, I don't want to hear shit. I'm gonna be here. I'll win or lose. Right. I'll tell y'all both. I'll tell everybody up on here. We're gonna bust y'all ass on Sunday.
No, it's not happening. It's not happening.
Confident. You sound confident, Dolphin.
Raw
on Sunday. You have no idea what's coming to y'all on Sunday.
No, I don't think you realize what's coming to you on Sunday. But
I know what you are, but what am I? I know what you are, but what am I?
I mean, but seriously.
Hey, Amicus, you realize y'all gonna give up 83 points on Sunday. You realize that, though, Amicus. Y'all defense will be giving up 83 points.
A dose of reality,
Turn up, Crypto.
is happening Sunday.
90 points, Crypto. 90.
Hey, Bill fans. I have a stat for you. Over the last 2 weeks, you guys have scored 75 points. That's great in the NFL. However, in that same time frame, the Miami Dolphins scored 94 points.
That's fucking wonderful, Big Nick. Thank you.
Hey, Big Nick, what's the point differential?
This is like
a football nerd argument. Whose dick is bigger?
You guys would agree that points wins games, right? Like if your defense gives up points, you lose games, right? Like you all would agree that, right? That points are what we measure the win or loss by in a football game, right?
It depends on the context, color.
Hey, the Miami Dolphins have scored 1 point in one
about
game.
90% of the time, yes.
Miami Dolphins
so you're
scored
saying that if there's context for I gotta ask this question.
Colin, before you ask this question, we got a fellow German. How do you pronounce that name in the house? From Germany. How do you pronounce his name?
Is it Farfanugan?
No,
Parzival.
I want to shout you out, brother, from all the way from Germany. I just
is he Bill's Mafia? Bill's Mafia in Germany?
No.
That's not-
They're not idiots in Germany.
Welcome,
That's the
Bills
reason why he
Mafia.
put the
Welcome.
Bills.
He's not.
That's the
No,
reason why he put the
not
Bills
Bills.
in
Okay,
Germany.
real quick. I
It
got some,
couldn't be no Bills fans in Germany. They have a formal education system.
Well, real
Okay.
quick, I didn't want
stats.
Josh
I'm gonna give you
Allen's
stats
question
here.
to. Hold on, real quick. Hold on, Papa Paul. I didn't
Okay.
want Josh Allen's question to derail me that much off of what I was about to say. But I really have to explore the context by which a team scores more points than another team, but is awarded a loss. I'd like to know that context.
You mean are you talking about defensive rankings?
No. I simply asked the question of we determine wins or losses in a game by points scored, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
yes.
Okay. I just wanted to. That's all I wanted to make sure
But if
we're
you're
all on
talking
the
about
same page.
if you're
of that.
talking about defensive
I'm
rankings, you have to
talking
get.
about in general. I'm talking about in the macro.
Yeah, I agree with you, Color. Yeah.
You can't win a game by scoring less points than the other team.
No, but you can win a bet.
Okay, well, true.
Here we go back to the half a point now.
So here we go. So
there's Jimmy
scoring,
Hoffa.
So, God damn, man. Scoring percentage against defenses. This is the percentage of drives against the defense ending in an offensive score.
Oh, we're number one in that.
You sure
But
about
Color,
that?
if you turn the ball over and the offense gets the ball at the 20, that's not. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I mean. You have to give context to it.
Well,
It's
regardless,
always
you don't have
context.
Or
Okay,
if it's a
the
special
context
teams
is you still
touchdown
have
or an interception returned for a touchdown, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay, you see,
Okay.
Buffalo's only got 68 first downs. Miami's got
We had that
82.
Sunday. We had that Sunday.
Right.
Congratulations again, Big Nick.
Thank you.
Buffalo total offensive yards is only 1,150.
Oh my God.
We have 1,651.
Oh wow! I didn't know that stat. We're fucked. You're right. We're fucked.
This is so. Let's talk about I don't know. This is so stupid though. Dude.
You know what? Hey, you know what?
Why
If that's the
because
case,
it's the
hold
Dolphins'
on.
favor?
If that's the case, just cancel the game. We
Yeah.
don't have to worry about a jet going in the air, global warming. Don't even play it. You guys
Yeah.
already won.
Yeah,
Like,
you already won.
what are your guys?
Don't let
What
them
are
You
some of
are
your guys'
having
favorite?
an honest conversation about.
You know,
Dude.
deep down inside, the Bills want this game canceled.
Well, that's
Dude,
precisely what
don't-
we're trying to tell you all, Michael K. I mean,
Hey, Color.
Right.
Hey, Color. This whole week, they've been touting how great their defense is, how good their defense is.
I didn't say Big Nick.
When
I
the
didn't say that.
Dolphins-
Big Nick. I didn't say
when the
that.
Dolphins-
I said I had to
when
wait
the
after this game.
Dolphins when the Dolphins bring up stats that are better than the Buffalo, oh, congratulations to you guys. You just diminish them. Like, what's up with that?
No, Big Nick. I'm a Bills fan, and I said I diminished my own team. I said I want to see how this defense, if it lives up to the analytics, if it lives up to the stats. Like I said, 20, 20, and 350.
Which
If
is
they-
a smart response. Big Nick, you should take notes. You should say, hey, let's see how this offense would be against a good defense like the Bills. But no, we scored 70 points. We're the greatest motherfucking Dolphins team in history. Right, relax, man. Put down, chill.
You guys played against 3 future Hall of Fame quarterbacks. You
Oh,
played
here we
against
go
Jack
again.
Wilson, Jimmy G, and freaking Sam Howell. And why do you want me to praise your defense?
Yeah,
Big
Mark
Nick,
Jackson's the
Big Nick,
greatest
I
quarterback
agree.
ever.
I agree with you, Big Nick. That's why I said I'm waiting to see the Bills' defensive performance versus the
No,
Dolphins.
that was to amateurs. That wasn't to you. Why shouldn't we diminish their defensive accomplishments when you played against guys who don't even really belong in the NFL?
Because the same thing could be said for the defenses you played against.
Like who? But no. Forget the defense. We played against the Golden Child. We played against the Golden Child. We held him down, the Golden Child. We played against a 6-time Super Bowl winner.
You call Herbert the
We played
Golden
against the
Child?
first ballot Hall of Famer.
Big Nick, you call Herbert the Golden Child?
Is Herbert the Golden Child?
You guys,
You know what? Hey, Amicus, you know what? They played
watch this.
they
Who's
played
better,
against
Tua or Herbert?
they played against Boa Mack and 9 other guys.
See, we played against the team. We played against a guy you
Because you
consider better.
give the right credit where it's due, like to McDaniel, like to Tyreek Hill. You give it to some bum fucking quarterback like Tua. You better use the eye test. I'm telling you, Windex for those sunglasses you got on, bro.
Who's a bum quarterback?
You can't say that, Amicus. Come on, man. Tua's not.
Did you
Tua's
say
really
Tua?
good.
Did you say Tua?
Oh,
If
yeah.
No,
you put-
Tua
if
is
you put
a
out-
system quarterback. He's going to
if-
throw the
hold
ball to
on.
his spot.
Hold
and
on.
You're gonna
there's
set the
another
board
catch
off.
to
You're
let's
gonna
make
set
it
the
that
board
difference.
off, bro.
Guys, a
Can
question.
Listen.
Hold on.
It
Can
is
I
what it
ask
is.
you guys a
Can I have
question?
1 second?
Real
So,
quick,
if you
Robert.
take away
Real
if
quick.
you
Go
take
ahead,
away the
Robert.
4 division titles, if you
Big
take
Nick,
away the 4,
chill for a
if you take
second.
away wait, if you take away the 4
God damn
division
it, man.
titles, and you hold Josh Allen, you hold Josh Allen's career so far up against QB1's career, and you just look at the metrics of the career.
Really?
You think Josh Allen's had a better career so far?
Yeah.
No, Josh
Are
Allen.
you-
All right.
Can I just
No,
point out
no.
something really quick before Robert goes?
Y'all
Okay.
crazy, man.
Hey, guys, hold on. If I were to tell you if I were to tell you,
Do you want me to answer, Color, or do you want
if I
Amicus
were
to
to
answer?
tell you that Tua has been blitzed the 10th most number of times, 11th most number of times in the league, actually tied with Lamar Jackson for 10th. If I were to tell you he was 10th in number of times blitzed this year, what would you expect his pressures percentage to be roughly?
He's only been touched once, right? He's going to get touched a
Rationally-
lot Sunday.
Rationally, it should be around 10 also. You would think.
All right.
It's
So
not
10th
even
number,
close.
but let's
Okay, fair enough. Well, Tua is actually, his pressure percentage, not only is it the lowest in the league, it's 34th. He's
Tua.
not even getting pressured as much as somebody's
But
backup
Color-
quarterback.
Color,
in a
you know
couple
I've-
plays.
Color,
What I'm
you know
trying to
I've-
say is, yo, the next highest is 11%. He's at 7.8%.
Color,
You know what that's
I've
down from? That's down from 25 or 20% from last year.
Color, you're never going to get an argument out of me because I've come on this board. I've argued with you. I've argued with Ali defending Tua that he's the long-term
He's
answer.
been blitzed the 10th most number of times in the league.
okay. How many is it?
How many blitzes?
Yeah.
34.
He's only been sacked once. That's all that matters.
All right. Can I go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go where?
All right.
Josh
Just-
Allen is 19th. He's been blitzed 30 times.
And they're not blitzing him anymore, dude. Especially heavy
All right.
blitzes.
Because they'll carve them up.
So, real quickly, Amicus, you sit there and said he was only a system QB and that he won't succeed and that it's just a system. Is that right?
No, I said that if you look at the eye test, nobody in their right mind can say that Tua, talent-wise, is a better quarterback than Josh Allen. It just can't be done. But what he is very good.
hold on.
Let me finish my answer. What he is very good at is he's very coachable. And he's got a brilliant mind behind him in McDaniel, and
He's a winner.
he's got all world fucking wide receivers, man. So I mean, it
That
works.
is fucking
Kudos.
straight
You got a
bullshit.
really good
I have
team.
never
But don't
seen
give all the
Josh Allen
credit to
throw
Tua.
some of the
Why don't you
throws
put
that
the
Tua
credit
has
where it
thrown,
really
bro.
belongs?
Oh, bullshit.
Let me, 1 second. Let me respond to that.
You got Color defending Tua now, so watch out.
So,
Yeah,
hold on a
there we
second.
go. There we go. Let's go.
Hold on a second, Amicus.
Yeah.
So your thought process is flawed because Tua is actually getting the ball out faster than anybody in the NFL, which means he's processing defenses faster. He is actually moving through progression.
Well, you
How is
can't-
that processing?
I
Way long for me to throw the fucking ball to the hash mark.
Amicus,
That
did
processing.
I let you finish? Did
Don't
I
make
give
it-
you that same respect? Can I
Go
finish
ahead,
my
bro.
damn
Go
point?
ahead. Go ahead, bro.
God. So he's getting the ball out on time. He's getting it out faster than anyone else. He's putting it in the right spot. He's processing defenses. If you want to talk about down around people, take Stephon Diggs away from Josh Allen and tell me what the fuck he was, because it was trash.
He was a bust. He was a bust.
For 2 fucking years. I mean, that's just
No,
fucking
it's the
argument.
same fucking shit.
Other than a
You've had
strong
fucking
arm that
talent
can throw
around you
deep,
too,
long strikes,
and he was
he
trash.
ain't never thrown
Throwing the
passes I've
Kelvin
seen Tua
Benjamin,
throw
Robert.
this year,
Come on, man. You're smarter than
No,
that.
man. Is Stephon Diggs not one of the top 5 wide receivers in the NFL?
Absolutely, but don't make the
Okay,
argument that
then don't make
he
a
made
fucking argument
Josh
about
Allen
talent because that's
Allen's
what a
first 2
fucking
years when
organization
the
is supposed to
motherfucking guy
do.
was throwing to
If you
Kelvin
want to
Benjamin.
talk about
Hey,
talent
Amicus.
and say that is
You
because
guys
of
are fucking
talent,
driving me
then
insane.
you need to
Josh
take the
Allen.
talent off both teams, and then we'll see what the fuck
It's
happens.
kind of weird
Because you
because
trash
Jesus
talk
Sunday.
fucking talent,
Josh
and you're
Allen was
talking
top.
shit.
Josh Allen was top 5 in total touchdowns
and what
before
about when
Diggs
Tua?
made the
What
playoffs.
about when
Voted
Tua
a
was
top
throwing
100
to?
player.
Hold on.
How was he in
What about
turnovers and fucking
hold on?
choking games away
How
in
about when
accuracy
Tua was
without
throwing
Diggs?
to
Josh
Jakeem
Allen has
Grant
the
and Matt
5th least
Collins?
turnovers in NFL playoff history.
How about when?
He has a
How about
lower
when?
interception percentage than Joe Burrow.
How about when Josh Allen was throwing to Jakeem Grant and Matt Collins?
Was that the when he threw 25 yards in the first half?
Again, yeah.
You ain't
He
gonna
had
tell me.
no
Show me
receivers
the
either.
footage. Show me the footage of Josh Allen throwing a freaking pass out from the 20 into the end zone that Tua has thrown. Like you ain't never seen.
Stop it,
You
bro.
ain't never seen Josh Allen make some of the throws Tua's made, man.
I'll say as a Bills fan, I think Tua's a
earn
top 5 quarterback. I've always thought he could be a top 5 quarterback too.
It's easy when you got a strong arm to just throw a post route 40-yard strike on a rope to Gabe Davis, stretching it out full in the end zone across 3 defenders. That's easy to do, bro.
Oh, that's easy. Oh, yeah.
He ain't never thrown freaking the passes Tua has thrown, bro.
Tua underthrow. Oh my god.
Amicus.
Yeah,
Amicus.
Josh Allen's
Amicus.
highlight reel is 10 minutes long.
Before
Tua's is 37
before
seconds.
Josh Allen got Stephon Diggs, his completion percentage in the NFL was 53%. Baby.
Hey, check this out. Did y'all
Do you know why?
know
Hey,
that
Big Nick, hold on. Do you know why, Big Nick? Do you know why?
Tua has done more with less than Josh Allen did. Tua has done more with less than Josh Allen did.
Absolutely.
It's nice having the McDaniel on the sideline. I agree.
Matter of fact, y'all got a product of Tua
And
on your
McDaniel
team.
didn't throw
You
that
have a product
sideline
of
pass
Tua
to
on your
Braxton
team.
Berrios. McDaniel didn't throw all them passes last week.
Hey, Big Nick.
McDaniel didn't throw the dime to Tyreek Hill to win the game against LA when you could slide a piece of paper between that freaking football and the freaking defender's helmet, bro.
Hey,
you ain't never seen Josh Allen
every
make those
third
throws.
ball is underthrown by 15 fucking yards.
And McDaniel,
He's not watching the same shit. There's
He's
not
out there
broadcast
throwing and
that's
catching
trying to
passes.
throw my
So
shit.
don't give me
It's
McDaniel.
15 yards. That's right. And at that range, Josh Allen chooses to run the ball into the end zone. Big
I
time.
want this on record.
Tell me if I'm correct on this. Tell me if I'm correct on this.
Tyreek is him.
I hope you got the
Matt
lotion for the
Collins and
stroking club.
Josh Allen draws everybody. Josh Allen draws all the defenders forward because he freaking touts the line with the freaking goddamn line of scrimmage, and the defense draws forward, so he's got wide open receivers. It ain't hard to shoot fish in a barrel, man.
I want Big Nick on the record. I want Big. Hold on.
Did Matt Collins never get a contract other than a special teams contract till he played with Tua?
Hey, Big Nick, I want you on record. Is Tua better than Josh Allen? I want you to say it right now.
Yes.
Say
Okay.
it.
He is.
All right. Big Nick.
Say
Big
it.
Nick. He said, Big Nick. I'm going to answer it the way I want to answer it.
Say yes, Big Nick.
Josh Allen has way more physical tools, but Tua is the better quarterback.
So hold on. Big Nick, is Tua the better quarterback than Josh Allen? I want that on record.
Yes.
He is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Make sure you come back Monday, okay?
Yes.
All right, so if you're going to sit there and call that out, what are you going to do if you're wrong?
You know who else says Tua is the better quarterback? Alabama says Tua is the better quarterback, and the number 5 pick overall says he's the better quarterback.
Hey, Big Nick, make sure you come back Monday, okay? Just make sure you come back.
Come on back, Big Nick. Celebrate. Of course, I'm gonna be here to celebrate. Absolutely.
You know why the Dolphin fans are so good at arguing? They've had 22 years to perfect it. Making excuses for 22 years.
No,
but you tell me when you won a Super Bowl.
You guys had 30 years because you ain't won a Super Bowl. You guys had 30 years to perfect your argument.
You just better hope your guy
exactly. Y'all had like 30 plus years of perfecting your argument.
You just better hope your guy Bernard or whoever he is brings his soccer cleats tomorrow Sunday because he's gonna need them.
Okay, I'm on 51 years, and I have never
We've been perfecting our
Yeah,
argument
51,
since the
yeah.
perfect season. Since the perfect season, we've been perfecting our
And I
argument.
have not made any excuses for any
Yeah.
years.
Amicus or Carson Wentz? How many Pro Bowls has Josh Allen been to?
No, I hate Pro Bowls, Michael K.
Doesn't matter.
All that stuff is so it's so
Players.
compromised, dude. They put Tyler Huntley in the Pro Bowl, like
It's hold on.
Yeah, but that's only recent, man. That's only the last couple years.
but color, there's been some questionable stuff, man.
You don't like the Pro Bowls, plain and simple.
Or all pros. I don't even.
Plain and simple. How many Super Bowls have the Bills won?
That's the type of answer, like that's like the 50-year-old sitting at the end of the bar. I was so great in high school. I was so awesome. Come on, Papa.
How many players of the month? How many players of the month has Josh Allen won?
Papa Paul.
So
how many players of the month? How many players of the month have Josh Allen won?
I'll answer it. Josh Allen at the end of his career will probably have 3 or 4 Super Bowls. Easy.
What?
Oh my God!
Easy.
Man, this guy, what universe is he in?
I love it.
Wait a minute, hold on.
The Bills.
I love
Fucking
it.
facts.
The guy's been.
You've
in the
been
year
watching
how many
Star
years
Trek a little
already?
bit too long.
How
That
many
needs to
years
lay
has
off
he
the
been
Star
in
Trek
already?
episode.
Oh my God!
You're in another dimension.
That's hilarious.
Y'all can't handle the truth, man. That man's speaking facts.
That's
Hold on,
hilarious,
Amicus.
bro.
How is that facts?
Josh
That's a
Allen
projection
will
based
never
thing I've
on
heard in a
nothing.
year.
Come back
That
in
is
a
a pro-
decade and you'll see. Come back
Walt
in a
Disney is
decade.
rolling
That
over
is
this
a
grave.
projection based
back.
on
Come back in a
nothing.
decade, and
Hey,
Josh
if
Allen
the
will
guy,
have
if the guy
0
can
Super
still
Bowls.
lift his elbow in a decade, I'll
Hey,
give you
Color.
that, man.
Hey, Color. I want you on record too. Who's the better quarterback? Is it Tua?
Yes.
I believe now it is too. It is a better
Oh my
quarterback than
God!
Josh
So
Allen.
I got Color on record. I got
fell
Color
for
and
it.
Big Nick on record.
Yep.
Okay, let me get you on record. Who's the better head coach?
Oh man, Mike McDaniel's the better head coach.
Yeah,
I agree.
McDaniel. Please give me McDaniel.
Yep.
Who has
But
the
see,
better?
we
Who has
can
the
give
better
That
credit
actually
where
offensive line?
speaks.
credit
That actually
is,
speaks.
because we're not
Hey,
fucking
Big Nick,
delusional.
that speaks to
But
how
what?
great Josh
Hold
Allen
on.
is. That actually speaks how great he is.
So
Who has the better
Josh
owner?
Allen is
Who
the
has the
new
better
whatever, and
Who has the
Amicus.
better general
Guys,
manager?
Oh, Brandon Bean.
Yeah, Brandon Bean is a better GM.
Yeah.
Well, y'all sound okay, Crypto. That's drunk right there. You drunk, Crypto. Put that all down.
So Josh Allen is the
Color.
next Brett Favre and
Put it
Amicus.
Put it
You
down.
guys aren't having a conversation in earnest about future projections for the Bills.
Neither
There
are
is
you.
nothing to indicate. There is nothing to indicate that you are going to win a Super Bowl. Your history indicates that you're going to choke in the playoffs.
Robert.
What?
Oh,
Are
Robert,
you talking
we'll
about
see,
history?
buddy. Come on.
What are you talking
Robert.
about
Back in
history?
a decade.
Let's talk about
That is an
history.
honest statement. Where am I
Robert.
wrong?
Robert, the
This is
last
what
3
history
years.
showed.
Robert, the
This is what
last 3
history
years.
showed.
The last
last-
3 years
no.
you've choked in the
Hold
playoffs
on.
when it
No,
mattered the
no,
most.
Robert, the last 3
This
Josh
years.
Allen
This
is
is
a
what
bigger,
happened.
stronger
Yes,
Tannehill,
you
bro.
did.
The
That's
last
all it
3
is.
years.
does not
No,
only go
Josh
3
Allen
years.
didn't choke, Robert. This
No,
is
no,
what
we're
happened.
talking about the Bills because you wanted to talk about Super Bowl wins,
Josh Allen
which
is
is
a
a team
bigger,
thing.
stronger Tannehill.
So if
That's
we're
all
going
he
to
is,
sit there
man.
and talk about a QB winning Super Bowls for
And his
their
pinky
team,
finger.
let's
I
put
think
the
it is
whole
pinky
team
He's
finger.
just
into
a stronger
perspective.
JP Lossman. That's
The
what he
team,
is.
your team has continuously choked in the playoffs throughout history. It did it in the 90s. It's doing it now. There's
It has
nothing to
nothing.
indicate
It
that
has
it's
nothing to do
improved.
with now, dude. We
And
have
which
Josh
Super
Allen
Bowl
now,
did you
dude.
guys
The
not
last
choke
3
on?
years
And
don't
I
have
will
any
come
impact
back in
upon
10
now.
years, and I will come back in 10 years, and Josh Allen will still have 0 Super Bowls.
Josh Allen in 10
You
years
can
or
come
less
back
will
in
have
50
at
years
least
and he will have
at
0 Super
least
Based
Bowls.
upon what? There's
3 Super
nothing
Bowls.
to support that. You
Hey,
have
if they
nothing
want
to
to talk about
support that.
history,
Do you
if they want
remember
to
the
talk about
playoffs 2
history,
years ago,
history has
Robert?
shown.
Papa Paul, you can
You
come back in
remember the
50
playoffs,
years and they're
right?
not going to have
You
no.
just told me that
And
last
what
3
happened?
years.
Robert,
Yeah.
How
Robert,
about
what
this,
was wrong
Josh?
with
Since
Josh
you want
Allen
to,
last
hold
year?
on. Since
Robert,
you
what
want to
happened to
get
Josh
everybody
Allen
on
last year?
record, hold on. Since you want to get
Last
everybody on
year,
record,
he got his ass whooped by the Bills and almost lost to
hold
Scott
Hey,
on.
Robert, what happened to Josh
Hold
Allen's
on.
elbow last year?
If anything
Hold
history has
up.
shown,
Blah,
if
blah,
anything history has
blah,
shown is that the
blah, blah.
Buffalo
Don't do
Bills
this
are
till y'all
incapable
shut
of
up.
winning
Blah,
a Super
blah,
Bowl.
blah,
That's what
blah,
history has
blah,
shown.
because that's what y'all sound like. Since y'all want to get everybody on record, Josh, right? Would you be on record to say if we take a 2-game lead on you guys Sunday, would you be
Win.
willing to say that your guys' window might actually be closing and that it might
Absolutely
actually
not.
be our division
No.
now?
No.
I
No.
wouldn't.
Oh, come
Color.
on, man.
Color.
Your team is gonna your team is screwed after next year because of the salary cap and all your free
The
agents.
Bills, listen,
You need to go look.
the Bills window will never close until Josh Allen retires, dude.
That's correct.
And he will
Absolutely.
never win a Super Bowl.
Okay.
I want to talk
And-
about
and-
history.
Exactly.
What was that
Dolphins-
book called? What was that book? The one where you
And
like
they are
if
closed
you
for
say
business.
something enough, it happens.
Yo,
What was that book called? The Secret or something?
Yeah, they're manifesting it, Josh. They're manifesting.
Sorry, your window is closed.
So
Yeah.
when you talk about history, in the pantheon of history, one team has proven they can win the Super Bowl and one can't. So you want to bring up history? Let's bring up all of history.
Josh
Oh my
Allen already proved that he is not only going to win one Super Bowl, but multiple Super Bowls.
How do you prove that?
When
Lord.
What kind of? He already.
I tell you
proved-
what,
Josh
the
Allen
FDA is
already.
missing some drugs, man. That they tried to
No,
prove.
it's called reality
You
crypto.
sure you ain't pick up that batch?
No, crypto. This is called reality.
Josh Allen is the next Brett Favre. This is
You
what
gotta
Josh
wait
Allen
for
has.
the approval process
When
before you go
Josh
to accept
Allen-
those drugs.
When Josh
Were
Allen.
you hanging out with that guy that fell in the Buffalo Stadium? Were you hanging
Hey,
out
why
with
do
him?
y'all
No,
hate
I
Josh
think
Allen
Dolphins
so
are
much?
because that seems like
No,
there's
hold
dementia.
on.
There's dementia
Holy
setting
crap.
in.
No,
Hold on.
I mean
Josh Allen is the next Brett. Go ahead,
Brett
Papa
Favre.
Paul.
Josh Allen hasn't even made it to the playoffs. So how can he prove that he is a
What the
Super Bowl
fuck are
winner?
you talking about?
Playoffs?
The Super Bowl. The Super
He
Bowl.
said the
He
playoff.
proved it. I'm going to. This is why I'm
Well,
predicting
you
it.
guys have driven me to drink, so I'm a little tipsy, okay?
Well, you should sober up, my friend.
So hold on,
You
real
should
quick.
suck my dick too.
When Josh Allen.
Turn up, Papa Paul.
When Josh.
Turn up.
Josh Allen is the next Brett Favre.
Get him,
Let's
Papa
have an-
Paul.
Crypto, for a second, chill out. Josh
Hold
Allen
on
is
a
the next
minute, wait a
Brett
minute.
Favre.
In this
Y'all,
segment, in
y'all
this
Buffalo
segment,
Hold on
fans
one
are pretty sad. Wait, hold on.
In
Y'all
this-
Buffalo
in this
fans are
segment-
pretty sad to draw that out of Papa Paul. Just say.
hold on a minute. In this
Right.
segment-
God damn it.
How did that draw anything out of Papa? Come on.
Let Robert ask
And-
this question.
And this segment is brought to you by Hims for when you need that little extra oomph.
So going on now.
Amicus, who has the
All
better
right,
team? Seriously.
Josh Allen.
Hey, a real
Josh
question,
Allen
real
is the
question.
next Brett Favre. No, let me get the statement off, Big Nick, then you can go. The only thing Josh
All right,
Allen
I'm
has proven is that he will go to the playoffs. He may get to a divisional round. He may get to a championship round, but that motherfucker's going to lose before he ever sees the
Robert,
Super Bowl.
Robert, are we making predictions?
That's what he's proven.
Robert, are we making predictions?
Has he done anything other than that? Because you're talking about what's been proven.
Yes,
Has he
what's
done
been
anything
proven.
other than
This
that?
is Robert. You have to listen and let me finish. This is what's already been proven, undisputable. You're just lying to yourself if you don't admit this. When Josh Allen played Patrick Mahomes in the divisional playoff game, who I consider the greatest quarterback that's ever lived, and he did back-to-back drives and stared at Patrick Mahomes and said, "Hold my dick." Yes, he is going to win 3 or 4 Super Bowls.
But Josh Allen is the next Brett Favre. Hold on one second.
Good
It
evening,
takes a
Mr.
team,
Lewis.
And in order to actually do it, you need a team with a defense that can hold.
I'm doing good.
And your salary
Hey,
cap's
I
a
just
big
had
part
to
of
came
that.
up to say this.
They haven't proved
Cap's
shit
not
in
real.
that
Robert,
regard.
the salary cap's not
They
real.
haven't proved
me ask
shit
you
in
a
that
question.
regard, and it hasn't
me
been
ask you a
proven at
question.
all.
Keep
So you're
lying
lying
to
to
yourself,
yourself.
Robert.
Hey,
Robert,
Amicus,
keep lying
Amicus.
to
You
yourself.
are Josh
I
Allen.
need
Hey,
to put in a
Amicus,
wager. Hold
Amicus.
on.
Yeah.
It's
We
been
got
a
somebody
while
on
since
site
you've
that's
been
in Vegas.
around.
I need to
Amicus,
put in a
did you
bet.
get-
I can't hear you.
God damn it.
Hey,
Damn
let me
it.
ask a question to the Bills fans.
No, hold on a second,
Honestly,
Big Nick.
a serious question. I
Hold
said
on a
that
second,
when
Big Nick.
Big
Hold
Nick Color has
on.
the floor.
Amicus, bro. Did you? I know you ain't been around in a while, and I just
Buckle up,
wanted to make.
Lewis.
I just wanted to make sure Amicus got the news.
Hey, let me ask the Buffalo Bills fans a serious question.
I
Do you
can't
guys
see it,
believe
Color.
the
I
Miami
can't see
Dolphins?
it.
Do you guys believe the Buffalo Bills are a better football team than the Miami Dolphins? Yes
Yes.
or no?
Yes, it's not even
Okay.
close, dude. Yes.
You know who don't agree with you? You know who don't agree with you? Vegas. Because if this was a neutral playing field, you guys would be you wouldn't be favored.
Oh, one
Y'all
more
would
time.
have
Sorry,
been
I'm sorry.
half
Oh,
and
my
half.
God.
What?
If this was a neutral playing field, you guys would not be favored.
He is right.
It's at
We'd be a half
-3
point
now
favorite.
at many
If it was
books.
a
What are you
neutral playing
talking
field,
about?
we'd be a half
Okay.
point favorite.
Okay,
You're
everyone.
not even
Lewis,
getting the 3 points that Vegas
Nick,
gives home team.
1 minute.
Nick,
It's
shut your
2.5.
mouth for a minute and let
Home
Lewis.
field gets 2.5.
Amicus, you shut up too. Let
Hey,
Lewis
just
talk.
real quick.
Depends on the
Paul.
bookie.
1
Some
minute.
bookies
Papa
lay 2
Paul.
points. Some bookies lay 5 points. It depends on the
Hey,
bookie.
relax a bit.
Hey,
Well, that bookie's on crack.
Lewis
Okay,
is in
Lewis.
Vegas right now. He can literally go ask somebody the question.
Go to MGM
Go
right
ahead,
now, Lewis. Let us
Exactly.
know.
He's out there. He's on
If
site.
it was a neutral playing
I
field,
already-
who
Let
would
Lewis
be
talk,
favored?
Nick.
Jesus Christ. God damn, just some people like to just hear themselves talk. Can y'all
I know,
relax
right?
for a second?
You must be talking
Dang.
about fucking coloring yourself.
Nick, will you shut
Get
up?
him, Lewis.
No, I
Lewis,
ain't gonna
get him.
shut up. I've been shut up all fucking
Come
night.
on,
Kick
big.
me
Come on,
out.
Big Nick. Let's come on, guys. I don't want to start the arguing, dude. Come on, man.
Motherfuckers been over talking me all night.
No, that's impossible.
Go ahead, Lewis. What are you gonna say?
I was going to say, first of all, salute to all you gentlemen. Second of all, I was just going to tell
Motherfucker always calling my name.
Y'all pissed off Big Nick.
don't nobody give a fuck.
Except your old lady.
Here we go.
Oh,
It's
boy.
gonna go off again, dude.
Oh, Jesus.
Hey, I'll holler at y'all, man.
No, he's gone.
Lewis, go ahead. Lewis, go ahead.
Yeah, Lewis, go make my money. Go make my money.
See, this is the problem I have right here. See, this, people think it's all funny. I got my old lady. She listening to the shit right now. You see what I'm saying? That shit ain't funny, bruh. Like that shit. I don't get all the fucking games. So I'll holler at y'all boys. Hey, I'll see y'all Sunday. Y'all have a good one. But I'm just saying. See, color. This is that bullshit I be talking about right here. Like that bullshit right there. My old
gotta
lady
be
sitting right here watching and listening.
We got to be
Like, it's
respectful,
fucking
guys. Come on,
ridiculous,
man.
bro. I'll holler at y'all boys.
It's okay. It's okay to talk shit. It's okay to talk shit about football. You can't. Come on, man. Like it just gets toxic and weird.
Well,
I'm
what
on
was
my
he talking
phone. I
about?
don't
What
even
was
have
that?
the controls, but I think Shake might have taken care of it.
Well, I'm going after this. I'm going after this because motherfuckers always criticize me, and when I strike back, I'm the bad guy. You got motherfuckers on the panel telling people to suck their dicks and all that, but soon as I come at a motherfucker that come at me who just come on here, I get kicked in the back. Let me tell you something, man. I don't never have to come on this shit because some of y'all be acting like straight hoes. I can take it. But when I go off, it's a problem. So who gives a fuck about Lewis and what he got going on? That motherfucker disrespect me more than anybody ever. Fuck Lewis and anybody listening.
I'm just saying, it just ruins the vibe, Big Nick. Yeah. No matter who.
Big Nick, can I say something, please?
You can say what you want to say.
I love you. I love you, Big Nick. It'll be okay.
I know it's gonna be okay. I'm good because I don't live for this shit. I just come over here to waste time.
Big Nick, I love you too, man.
Man, that was Papa Paul talking about sucking dicks and shit, man. Nobody else.
Yeah, no one told you to said that to you.
Yeah,
Big
nobody
Nick.
ain't kicked them off. Nobody ain't kicked him. I put him in the back. Another
No,
time
Big
I
Nick,
got
nobody
put in the back
said.
when I
Big
wasn't
Nick,
even the
nobody.
fucking one talking.
Big Nick, nobody told you that.
Because you're talking over everybody, Big Nick.
Yeah, because every time I talk, you don't let me get shit out.
And I
I
think,
got to
and I
bully like
personally,
everybody else bully.
Don't
And
say
I
I don't
personally
let you
think-
hash it out because I don't say a word to other people 99% of the time. I talk when I have the chance to talk, and that's it. You can ask anybody on this panel.
To put it on a more light note, I'm thinking about going to
some of these
the.
people on this shit are like hoes, man, straight up hoes.
I'm thinking about going to the grocery store tonight to get some chicken wings.
And
That's
Joe
what I'm
Riss
thinking.
was right. Big Nick brought in Lewis's wife, which there is no place for it. There was zero place to bring up somebody's wife or girlfriend or mother.
There was zero place for somebody to tell somebody to suck somebody's dick either.
It doesn't matter.
Nobody
He
was
telling
talking
the
to you,
person.
Big Nick.
It don't matter. I was talking to Lewis. He don't need y'all to bodyguard him.
We're not bodyguarding him. We're just saying that that was ridiculous.
What I
We're
said
saying that
it
you're
ain't what?
classless. We're saying that you're
Fuck Lewis.
classless.
Fuck Lewis.
You know,
Fuck
if
you
I
too.
go after Shake Money, I go after Shake Money. I don't go after his girlfriend.
I don't give a fuck. That's the difference between you and I.
Because you're classless, Big Nick.
Right. And you don't owe me a motherfucking thing. I don't owe you shit.
Come on, Michael, you're making it worse by saying he's classless, dude. Like, just change the subject, man. This is stupid, dude.
Why? How am I making it worse? Did I go after?
Because you're calling another man classless, and you wouldn't say that to his face. You would not say that to his face, dude.
And that's the same motherfucker. That's the same motherfucker that talked about my disability too. So fuck Michael K.
Come on, man. Like,
No, I just said use a little bit more denture cream so your teeth don't fall out.
oh, here
That's
we
all
go.
I said.
Oh, damn. What the fuck?
Hey, color, I
Well,
blame
we're
you.
doing it.
It's a disability.
We're
You
fucking doing it.
ask
How
your
is
wife
not
if
having
she likes
teeth a
it.
disability?
Ask your mother if she likes it.
There you go. There you
Hey,
go.
hey, fuck the Dolphins.
Fuck the Bills.
I'm gonna go. Hey, I'm
Fuck
going
the
to the.
Bills.
You know how you ever go to the grocery store late at night, nobody's there. I'm gonna get some chicken wings. I'm gonna get some celery.
Ask your fat
I'm gonna
ass,
get.
floppy ass little girl daughter if she like it, bitch.
What
Piss me
the
off.
fuck, Big Nick?
This is like Jerry
Dude.
Springer on fucking mushrooms and fucking a 12-pack of fucking Bush Light.
But see, this is what happens when people don't respect the host. A host has to be able to talk over everybody to control this type of stuff. So, but nobody wants to respect that. So this is what you get. You know?
All right, hold on. I'm gonna
Hey, listen, I said it was chaos, and I delivered. It was
Hey,
chaos.
Shake Money.
Well,
You
yeah,
remember
it was chaos.
You
It got
remember
to
back
chaos
in the
at the
day-
end.
You remember back in the day when I paid $10 to time somebody out and you didn't do it? Yeah, I want to take advantage of that right now.
Oh, all right. Who are you timing out?
You.
Me?
Yeah.
That goes against the bylaws. Right? Doesn't that go against? That's against the bylaws.
No. No, I'm just saying. You know what? I could drop anybody out. I just be respectful. I got 10 minutes. I could knock anybody off I want to.
I'm just saying, though, dude, you can't call another man on the classless, dude. You wouldn't. Nobody would say that.
Wait, go ahead.
Hold on.
Finish
Why
what
did
you
you
said.
drop? Why was you timing out Shake Money for?
Yeah, what
I
happened to Shake?
I was kidding around just because he was letting this shit go on. But hold on. Now, you're going to say that I won't call somebody else classless?
I don't think. I'll put it this way. I would not advise you calling another man classless to his face.
Don't defend
Why
me. That
wouldn't you?
motherfucker don't.
Michael
Josh,
K calls me classless all the time.
Josh,
don't
how old
defend
are
me.
you?
Don't defend me. I can handle myself.
How
Don't
old are you,
defend
Josh?
me. Why are you talking about Josh? I'm the one talking about your stank ass mama.
Josh is going to advise me, and I'm asking how old he is to advise somebody.
No, focus on me. I'm the one talking about your imbecile ass
Nick,
daddy.
I'll get to you in a minute, Nick.
We
How
cook
old are
in
you,
Buffalo. We cook in Buffalo.
You really think that I've spent 53 years on this earth and I don't know how to handle myself?
Hell yeah.
Oh, man, I'm just trying to chill the conversation out,
And
man.
you're going to advise
It's just getting weird,
me
dude.
how to run my life?
This is getting weird, dude. Let's talk about the football game. Let's talk.
I've never brought anybody's wife into it. I've never brought anybody's boyfriend into it. I've never brought anybody's anything into it. I go right for the person.
Okay, Michael, you're right.
You're calling people gay and insinuating the rainbow and all that shit. Forget about all that, right?
Can we please stop?
Whoa.
This is so ridiculous.
Where the fuck is that? Where did that
This
come
is
from?
so color. I blame you, color.
Josh is like, mercy.
Where the
This
fuck
is why
did that
I don't
come
insult people individually. Because there's no
The
point.
problem is y'all come on here looking for friends. I come over here to talk about Dolphins, but you want to get disrespectful, I can do that. I ain't friends with none of you. I don't know any of you.
Big Nick, I want to be your friend. Seriously, like an online friend, a Bills fan.
Yeah, I want to be everybody's friend.
There's nothing wrong with wanting. Nobody can stop you from wanting.
Oh my God.
I want to be everybody's friend.
Yeah, I want to be everybody's friend, dude.
Everybody.
Jesus Christ.
No, I'm a realist.
Why
And
can't we
people with warrior shit.
Big Nick, if you were a realist, you would.
It don't even fucking matter.
Hold on, Big Nick. If you were a realist, you would realize the Dolphins are going to lose on Sunday.
Peace, love,
No,
peace.
that'd be a delusionist. That's a different.
That's a delusionist.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we're going to find out.
Peace, love, and fins up, everybody.
Yeah, Finn, peace. Thank you, Paul, for stopping by, man.
Hey, Paul,
I appreciate it. Hey, what's your final score prediction before you leave, man?
Final score prediction 48-24.
Bills.
Fins
Hey,
up.
Papa Paul, I love you, brother, and I forgive you for the dick comment. Don't worry about it. Have a good night. Drink some more liquor.
Have a good one, Amicus. Go on.
That's what's up.
The Bills fans and Dolphins
What's wrong
fans.
with drinking
It's like
liquor?
Cain. It's like Cain and Abel in the Bible, man. It's like a sibling rivalry. The Dolphins and Bills fans.
Yeah, yeah.
It is not like Cain and Abel. This shit is not made up.
Whoa, easy, Big Nick.
Hey, whatever you think. How do you feel, Big Nick? How do you feel?
Say what?
How do you feel?
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Oh my god.
So, man. So anyway,
I've met a couple of Cain and Abels in my life.
Oh God! All right, so we probably should attack with our plane first.
So I've met a bunch of Judases as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, Crypto, why did you decide not to come to Buffalo for the game?
Yeah, that's like your water thing, man.
Yeah, Crypto.
No, the ticket price. I mean, I'm still looking, man. It might be a last minute thing. Even if I go freaking tailgate.
You got to go to if you do go.
They were trying to advise me not to go because of the people up there.
No,
Mark was like, "Don't go." Not Mark, but who was that other Bills guy? Jay, he's a Dolphins fan, but he was like, he used to go to Buffalo. He said, "Don't go to Buffalo."
No, you're talking about what's his name?
The dude from the third
Jordan.
country.
Oh,
yeah, Jordan used to hang out up there.
The dude that gives half his money to the Queen. Well, the King now.
Mm-hmm.
Queen. You saying all Canadians are giving their money to Britain? All the Canadians ain't giving their money to Britain.
They're Canada's. They got the GST and the EXT and the whatever other. They're taxed so much because it's got to go back to the motherland.
Can you guys imagine
Go
if
back
Michael
to the
K? Can you imagine
motherland.
if Michael K was the president?
God damn.
If I was the president, the first thing I would do is turn Canada into a parking lot.
See what I mean?
Couldn't be worse than
I don't think Jay gonna like that.
And then you know what? And then crypto, you would.
Jay don't give a fuck. You don't want to be in Canada.
On a west wind, you wouldn't smell the New Jersey stench because we'd send all the trash up to Canada.
Is it trash or is it an armpit?
It's
Is
both.
it the armpit
You know
of
what?
America or is it the ass of America?
I'll be honest with you. You know what? It's clean. It's very clean. Canada, they got decent roads, but other than that, it's useless. They got good beer.
They got Mounties up there too that I don't like.
And decent strippers.
Yeah, strippers might be cool.
And good fishing. They do have good.
I was
fishing.
young. I was young when I went to Canada. I wasn't old enough to experience anything when I went.
Well,
Yeah,
per
you
capita,
would've-
they got just as many guns and a whole hell of a lot of gun deaths in Canada.
There's Lewis. Hey, Lewis, what are your thoughts on the game, man?
What was that?
Yeah.
Business? Did you
Canada.
say there's no guns in Canada hardly?
Unless they took them out.
That is not
Hey.
true. That is
Lewis,
not
you
true.
look like you lost my money. I see that. Hey, I can tell.
Lewis, yeah, Lewis does look like he lost some money there, buddy.
You went to the blackjack tables
Well,
again?
Australia don't have none.
Hey man,
I'm
listen.
good. I'm winning.
What's the score? What's the score prediction, Lewis, for this week?
31-20
prediction?
Miami.
That's what's up.
31-20.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, you lost my money, didn't you, motherfucker?
I got an unorthodox score for everybody. Nobody gonna like. We gonna win 12-9.
Lewis, you have a couple of months to get that $100 back, bro.
You
know,
gonna
Crypto-
smother them out
I'm good.
defensively.
I'm
Crypto,
good.
I've thought about that because everyone's
Everybody's picking high scoring game. I'm
everyone's
going
picking
exact
high
opposite.
scoring.
We're gonna
Hey,
win
Lewis.
12-9.
Hey, Lewis, you got a shirt on under? You got a shirt on under that hoodie, or did you lose it?
I'm good. Like I told you, I'm winning. I win in life. I'm winning in life. I'm good. I'm
Yeah.
always good.
Hell yeah.
There
We're
you go.
not so good at the blackjack, huh? Blackjack, different story.
Blackjack.
Blackjack, I'm up. Roulette, I'm up. I put 1,000 on the Dolphins for Sunday. I'm good. I'm winning.
Oh,
What's
damn.
the
You
bet?
fucked
Yeah,
up.
roulette will increase your odds. If you do roulette, it's gonna increase your odds even more.
What was the spread?
Hey,
in Vegas?
by the way, that's Josh Allen roulette. When he jumps on the field, you don't know what you're getting. So that's they call him roulette.
It's exciting.
Here's
It's
the
exciting though,
numbers.
Nick.
Here's the numbers: 47, Lewis, 31, and 18. Those are your numbers right there. 47, 31, and 18.
17 for Josh Allen. Go
I
put
was going to say
1,000 on
17,
17.
14, and 86. We'll even throw Kincaid in there.
What's the over under? Is the over under is it like 50 plus?
They put me
51?
on that one.
53 and a half.
Wow.
73, the same door yesterday.
27. You might see that over under actually go up a little
Over
bit.
under doesn't go up. Over under set.
It's set.
Yeah, over under set. The only thing goes
Okay.
up is the spread, and the
Okay.
money line goes up. Money line changes too depending on the bets, but the over under usually stays the same because nobody really bets it.
Right.
You know, if they bet money line or the spread, because a lot of people, they just don't bet the over under that much.
I would just being real, I would stay away from this game if I was a big gambler.
I would absolutely stay away from this
Yeah.
game. It could go two very, very different ways.
Yeah,
The variance, there could be a lot of variance.
It's a pick.
The only bet I put on it was Kincaid over 2.5 receptions.
Oh, that's easy money.
Well, I mean, what was it? Minus 140 for that bet? Yeah.
Don't know. My parlay was 2,900 plus 2,900.
No, that's happening tonight, CB. I'm going there tonight, CB.
Wait.
Oh, he's talking about the secret spot that CB gave him. Yeah.
Yeah. We're going there tonight.
Who's that French singer? What's her name?
4 Queens.
The lady. What the hell's her name? The French girl.
Celine Dion.
Dion. You're going to the Celine Dion concert?
Celine Dion. Uh-oh.
He's on the secret spot. He's going to see Celine in Vegas.
Actually, when I was young, Celine Dion was a hottie.
Hey Lewis, if you really think if your luck is really running good, go into the poker room, right? Sit down at a cash table and just start pushing all in every hand without even looking at your cards, and you'll get people. You'll probably scoop 3 or 4 pots before somebody actually finally gets the balls to call you. You know what I mean?
It was wild. They were jumping on people earlier at the table I was at because they didn't know what the fuck they were doing, so they started getting on them heavy. But, it is what it is.
Right.
Vegas.
It's funny. I've always wondered, if I had a good bankroll, I've always wanted to do that. Just go in there and just push all in every hand without even looking at your cards and see how many people fold before somebody finally calls you.
Hey, Lewis, what's the temperature like at the end of September? Is it still in the hundreds?
Man, it was 95 today, and then tonight it's supposed to get down into the 50s, 59.
Oh, that's nice.
Damn.
Oh, yeah, hold on, though.
90s to 50s.
95 in the desert.
Yep.
How hot is it?
It was hot, but again, bro, me and the wife, we walked probably about 15 miles a day up and down the strip, and not a drop of sweat. So there's no humidity out here. It's all nothing but dry.
That's true. Yep. Now remember though, Lewis, you are still actually sweating, so you still got to keep your water up. You just don't feel it because it dries out before you know you're sweating. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it evaporates. Go stick your head.
It evaporates right off your skin.
Yeah.
Color, I haven't had a drop of water this whole week I've been out here. I haven't had a.
Well, as long as you're pissing, dude. If you're pissing, you got enough water. That's all you got. Just remember that.
It's just a different chemistry.
The question is, how much tonic? Tonic is water, isn't it?
A lot of tonic. Yeah,
sorta.
A lot,
yeah, you can count tonic.
Yeah, you have gin and tonics.
I was in Vegas last September, and
it doesn't have to be 9 o'clock on Saturday, but you have that tonic.
Ain't gonna kill you, but if you're stuck out, if you get run out of gas 2 or 3 miles outside of town, then you want to have a gallon of water with you. You're fucked. That shit'll kill you, man.
Mm-hmm.
People in Arizona just carry a gallon of water in their car with them as a matter of course, just in case they break down somewhere, because it only takes a couple miles of walking in that shit before you'll die.
Yep.
Cactus water is real good for you too.
Yeah, it's called tequila. Yeah, it's called tequila.
We took this Jeep tour out in Wickenburg, Arizona. It's out right at the edge of the Mojave Desert, and this dude, this Jeep tour guide was this old Freemason type of guy, right? did like he had a crazy life, but NASA used to actually use his services to help him go out there and retrieve all their space capsules and shit because he knew the area so well. But he like showed us how to get the water out of the teddy bear cholla, which is a type of cactus.
That's scary to think about, man. You know, there's probably, especially in the past, there's probably some Wild West stories that we don't even know about that are creepy as hell, dude. Shit,
Man,
people
it's
don't even
scary
know
down
about.
in there.
You talking about the cholla cactus, the one that like jumps at you?
Yeah, that's its other name, jumping cholla or teddy bear cholla. Yeah, they look like teddy bear. But yeah, those things like they call them jumping cholla because like for some reason, even if you try to avoid them, you seem to like still get them on you. Like
Yeah. So here's what happens: they don't actually jump, but the depth perception is kind of off. So people go up to them and they think that they're like further away than they are.
Exactly.
And then once you hit it, then the needles release and you're fucked.
And I bet there's a certain amount of kinetic energy too. Like if you walk by them with the right clothing on or something, you know what I mean?
Kind of draw like magnetic
Probably
field.
does attract them a little bit. You know what I mean?
You know, you
What was
guys
that
know
movie?
the scariest feat in America to do is to drive down a fucking mountain. If you've never done that, that shit is horrific, man.
Hell yeah, it is.
Oh,
I've
I'm
done it.
telling you, Big Nick, you ain't lying. That's just rough.
Give me the desert all
If
day.
you
That's
ain't
going
used
down
to
a
it, if you
mountain.
ain't used to it.
I mean, no, to see
Well, Big
signs
Nick-
on the fucking mountain that says "Do not accelerate." That's fucking.
Big Nick, I've
Come
driven
on,
through.
man.
I've driven. Big Nick, I've driven through the desert a few times years ago. But what scares me about like being out in those isolated areas is coming across some fucking psycho. You know what I mean? Because you're just out there by yourself, bro. That shit scares me, man.
Right, exactly.
The worst part about the desert is just as hot as it gets that cold. See, that's
At night,
what
yeah.
fucks you up right there.
Yeah, you
That's
got
when
the
it blows
biggest
your mind.
temperature differences. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Like
moonscape, bro. It's
95
literally
to
like being on the
50s.
moon,
What was that
bro.
color? What was that movie? What was that movie in the early '90s with Kurt Russell, where him and his wife are like they're in Arizona, they're driving, and then some truck driver.
Yeah, it was one of those. Yeah, it was one of those kidnap movies where the guy like his wife
He's a
gets
truck
kidnapped
driver?
and like
Vanished.
and nobody
Said Kurt Russell?
she completely
Vanished.
disappears and like nobody wants to believe him and shit and like he
No, Big
spends
Nick,
the
it's
rest of his
Big Nick.
life
That one's a good one.
underground.
That's a good one too, Big Nick. The Vanishing, but this is another one. He's like him and his wife are on like a trip.
In
It's
order
similar
for him
to.
to find his wife, he had to experience the same thing she went through, and the guy buried him alive.
No.
Right?
That's a great one too. It's similar, but this is another one. It's like a truck driver that sets them up and tries to ransom them for money.
Oh,
I can't remember. It's Kurt Russell and
Oh no, you talking about Breakdown?
Breakdown. Yeah, dude. That's a creepy ass fucking movie, dude.
It is, yeah. But it's good.
You never seen Big Nick? You never seen
Russell made
Big
some
Nick?
good
You never
ones
seen
back in the day.
Big Nick? You never seen Breakdown?
yeah, I saw it.
Well,
That's
Big
all right.
Nick, if you're ever driving in the mountains, bro, just remember the old George Carlin joke. Every time I drive, I put my life in my foot's hands.
Yeah. Hey, you know what the most scariest part about it is? There's no guardrails, man. It's the road and the edge of the
it's
mountain.
you and the cliff,
It's
right?
the road and the edge
Or
of
in
the
some
mountain.
places,
Right.
especially out in Arizona
Yeah,
when
and
you get
some-
out in them freaking
Yeah.
plateaus, man.
No, Big Nick, me and the wife went to the Colorado Rockies once and did snowmobiling at the top of the mountain. I forget which resort it was, but same thing, man. They had the fucking signs. It was a whiteout. There were no guardrails, and that's the scariest shit I've ever been involved with, ever.
That shit is horrible, man. I'm telling you that.
I'll never do it again.
It's like
ever.
that in Austria too,
that's
bro.
what I grew up in. Driving side a mountain with no guardrails.
Bro, it's like that.
That's
It's
just
like
going.
that. Bro, it's like that in Austria, man. We visited this mountain in Austria, and like there was like this lodge up top on the top of the mountain, and it was actually a glacier. And like I was really young. I didn't the first time I'd ever been to anything like that, you know, as a Florida boy. And I'm like walking up, looking over at the edge of the thing, and next thing you know, like I'm swimming, bro. Like all the ground gave out underneath me, and I'm swimming in a pool of ice water. And like I had to like struggle
white
my
people
way to
stuff
get
right
back
there.
on the thing, and next thing you
Try
know, I'm
driving a
soaked.
tractor trailer in West
I'm
Virginia on
soaked head
hairpin
to
turns.
toe on top of this
That's
glacier,
like
man.
worse. This is ridiculous.
Yeah,
Them
it
hairpin
sucked, man.
turns.
But yeah, but the thing about the mountains, they do have guardrails. I exaggerate a little bit. They have them on the curve and the bends, but after that, it's none. And then what's even scarier than that, even scarier than no guardrails, is that the mountain is
They put
literally
them
like you
Jersey
can put your
things there
hand out
now.
the car. You can put your hand out the car and touch the mountain, like, and it's real rock. Like that shit is scary, man.
Yeah, which could also tumble down at any time.
Right. So you will be looking up too. You do a lot of looking up. I was in California. I was stationed on a mountain, and in order to get to the city, I mean, I was in a place where the road was called 2 Mile Road. So imagine breaking down on 2 Mile Road out by the
A long
Joshua
journey
Tree.
to get caught out.
Out by the
Well, I
Joshua
mean, if
Tree.
Yeah, the Joshua Tree. That's in the desert area,
I mean,
ain't
I
it?
guess if
Yeah,
Boy, nothing much
it's
of.
right outside of Palm Springs. Did you guys know Palm Springs got a ghetto?
Yeah.
It does. They
yeah,
have a
and they
trailer
call it
park, has a
Santa
ghetto.
Barbara.
They do. Is it the
Yeah,
ghetto?
it tripped me out. You should know that, Crypto. When you're in the military,
Yeah.
man, they come from everywhere. You find out a
Yeah.
lot of stuff.
Santa Barbara mansions
Yeah.
only have one story. That's their hood.
I prefer
Santa Barbara.
a ranch house though. Me, I don't want upstairs, downstairs.
Depends. Do I have
Yeah.
land? If I have land, I want
I like.
it's like a couple acres. Give me
Yeah, I
two
like
stories
it
of that.
all
I'm
on
gonna
one
load up with
level.
that shit.
Yeah, like Bernie Mac. If you guys ever watched the Bernie Mac show, that's my house. That's the perfect house.
Oh yeah, that show was
Have
great.
everything on one level.
Everything on one level, about 5 bedrooms, a nice den. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
perfect.
I'd rather have it on one level too, but on a
And
hill, but on one level though.
if you're from Florida, that's something that you guys have probably noticed that you missed out on. They don't build dens anymore. That was a big thing in Florida back in the days, man. That based on where you moved at, if they had a family room or a den or not. They don't build them anymore.
We used to have a Florida
You guys
room.
don't have basements down there, neither do you?
No, we can't. Are you crazy?
Because of sea level, right? New Orleans, you can't have a basement. Florida, no basements.
Lake Pontchartrain. Lake Pontchartrain.
Right, yeah.
I
They
lived in
bury their
North.
dead above ground.
I lived
Technically,
in
you
Philadelphia for
can
years.
Crypto, but you basically have to almost like build half of it still above ground, covered in dirt. And the only way to do it is to have like a sheer concrete wall poured solid with like rubberized undercoating sprayed on the outside of it. You know what I mean? Like that's really the only way you can do it.
Color, you in South Florida. I'm sure you've been
They
to
call
Saltgrass.
them.
They built the whole city, Crypto. They built the whole city, and that shit is sinking. A city is sinking in Fort Lauderdale called Saltgrass because they built
Oh,
it
they
on the
built
marsh.
it on
They built it in the swamp.
on a marsh.
And it,
Yeah.
it's
Well, they planted a bunch of Australian pines
So
in
it's basically gonna
Melaleuca.
be
Hold on.
it's gonna be
They,
Venice 2.0.
well, Crypto. They planted a bunch of Australian pines in Melaleucas to suck up all the water in the swamp, right?
It didn't work.
And then they turned around and chopped them all
Sinking
down.
city.
No, well then they turned around and chopped them all down because they're an invasive species, right? And they couldn't control them, so they would turn around and chop them all down. So yeah, there you go.
And people are
Everything's
freaking
sinking.
out about alligators. People are freaking out about alligators being in a swimming pool when you built your house in the swamp.
Well, all you got to do is get a whole bunch of gondolas, and you got yourself a New Italy, Venice, Italy,
Yeah, that's
right
another George Carlin reference. He's like, it's like these people that build their house next to a volcano and then complain when they got lava coming in the living room.
Yeah,
George Carlin was classic.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, but yeah, like Fort Lauderdale is changing. My beaches eroded. You know, I remember as a kid, it used to take about 10 minutes to get from your car to the water. You damn near parking in the beach now. You know what I mean? It's like it's crazy.
You literally on the beach.
I mean, it takes 2 seconds to get to the beach now, to the water. And the same spot where the parking lot is, I promise you, he said, you felt like it took forever. Your feet used to burn running in the dirt to get to the water. Now you get out your car, you take 5 good steps, and you're in the water.
Man.
That's that erosion.
I have a conspiracy theory. I have a conspiracy.
Raisin.
I have a conspiracy theory question.
Yeah.
Do you guys think that the government engages in weather control?
No.
Nah. That's too big of a scale.
Yeah, what are you talking about? Are you talking about the?
They don't got enough scale.
Modified weather, whatever it's called.
I think it was. I thought wasn't it called HARP?
HARP, yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Do you think that's true, Shake?
Well, we can't build a self-charging battery. You think we can build something to manipulate the weather?
I don't know.
It would take such a grand scale to do it, thinking about the vastness of climate and
Let's just
weather
get this.
systems.
Is that
That'll
still
be
a standing
phenomenal if
offer?
they be able to pull that one off.
Hey, Color, is that $1
Big
billion
Nick, they're
still a
telling us
standing
there's
offer?
aliens. Big Nick, they're telling us there's aliens and stuff like spacecraft.
Yeah. Hey, Color, is that $1 billion offer still on the table if you come up with that battery? For the United
Color already has the battery. It already
What
has.
battery is that?
It goes. It generates that calculator you use.
Yeah,
Like in Back to the Future, the battery in the car.
It's a standing off in the United States government. Whoever can come up with a sustainable battery, right?
Oh
Like a
yeah, I'm
self-charge.
sure it still exists because nobody's come up with one yet.
Nobody's
Right.
come up with it.
It still exists, right? Yeah.
It's like the perpetual motion machine. Because I was telling my mom, like, I don't understand why these electric bikes, why the pedaling doesn't use the Faraday effect.
Now
to
that you said
recharge
that,
the battery.
they got it. I did. Why were you speaking of that? Actually, they do have a prototype of it already.
Okay,
it came on my Instagram feed. Yeah, it's
right,
kinetic.
well, okay,
it's a
okay,
kinetic.
so my mom-
use the kinetic energy of your pedaling.
Right. So my
to
mom
do it.
asked, well, why don't they just do
It's
that?
out.
If the wheels are turning, couldn't it just do that anyway? And I'm trying to tell her, no, that would be a perpetual motion machine, and it's impossible physically. Like, you wouldn't be able to recharge the battery fast enough for its use to keep the wheels turning, right? That's
30 minutes of power give you
paradox,
10
right?
miles of
But in the
assisted
case
pedaling.
of a pedaling bike where the battery is
Yeah.
not being used to turn the wheels and your pedaling is, why not, right? Why couldn't they have a system that returns the, like an alternator system where it charges the battery when you're pedaling?
Color, couldn't you just do
Yeah,
that?
they actually
Isn't that
did.
the
I
concept
got
of
a
Isn't that the
I got a
concept of a
copy of the
dam?
concept in my feed the
I'm
other
sorry,
day. I'm like,
what's that, Josh?
Isn't that the
I don't think
concept of
we'll
a
ever
dam?
get to Mars. I don't think we'll
I
ever get to
still-
Mars either.
Go ahead.
I don't think we'll ever
Ask
get to
again.
Mars.
No, isn't that the
at least not
basic?
in our lifetime. We won't get to Mars.
Jesus.
The
I
basic.
don't think ever.
Wow.
Because you can't put us in hypersleep because then you got to worry about atrophy. You know what I'm saying? Like I just don't think we're gonna make it.
What was the question again, Josh?
I don't
Isn't
think
that
we're.
Pamela.
Isn't that the concept of like a dam?
Well, yeah, it's the
Sorta,
Faraday
yeah,
effect.
falling
It's
water, yeah.
it's a spinning armature. It's like a magnet. It's when you have two pieces of metal spinning around each other that creates an electromagnetic field, which can be then stored and as battery power. You know what I mean?
I'm ignorant on the storage of battery. Like,
And
how
that's
would
what
you
they
store
use
the
it for this
energy?
electric bike.
Yeah.
No, they storing it in the battery.
Yeah, if you go to the Hoover Dam, what you're visiting is the big freaking armatures that are the size of a building. You know what I mean?
Right.
Right. It ain't the building of it. The building it is not the problem. It's the scaling it down that's the problem.
Right.
That's where they're not going to be able to is to scale it down. If they can figure out how to scale it down, it's over for everybody. No, so
Yeah,
that's where the expense is going to come in. That's why it's going to be not affordable for anybody because the amount of money and technology is going to take to scale that kinetic battery down to a normal size is going to be astronomical.
You know what it is too, Big Nick? Like when you were talking
No, this
about
prototype, Big Nick, is $1,500 for this bike.
Oh yeah,
For this particular bike. Yeah, for a bike, it's
but
$1,500.
we're talking about moving a 3,000-pound vehicle.
But Big Nick, you know what it is too? Like when you said about long-term space travel too, like never mind the energy, I don't think we're psychologically capable of dealing with it. You know what I'm saying? Like if you had to be isolated for like 2 years,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
But not only that, but you might see some shit that your brain honestly can't fathom. You know what I'm saying? Like psychologically, that way we'll break down. We see some shit that our brains can't manipulate into a shape, size, color, smell. Like what the fuck is like? We'll lose our like your brain. Like we have to be able to process.
Like if you land on Jupiter, if you landed like on one of Jupiter's moons, like if you landed on one of Jupiter's moons and you stepped outside the spaceship, you would probably
Pressure's so great you'll crush.
Well, I'm saying even if you
literally be crushed.
But I'm saying even if you could have like a suit that could withstand it, you would you would freak out. You would just freak out.
You'll freak out. Right. You'll freak out because their fucking rocks might be floating like 3 feet off the ground or some shit. You know what I'm saying? their rocks might be fucking plants growing out of the rocks and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Well, was only one thing that changes the course of Venus for becoming Earth-like. It was like only a few things that made Venus not Earth-like. and made Earth turn out to be Earth. Literally, Venus had all the properties of being like Earth, but it was one monumental thing that made them not Earth-like and made Earth
Distance.
and put us in our perspective.
We're in the perfect distance. They're not.
Yeah, it's not so distance. It's the greenhouse effect.
Yeah,
Of them trapping all that carbon dioxide in their atmosphere, basically boiling the surface temperature. We had the perfect ingredients where we didn't have enough, CO to cause our the insulation of the sun.
Yeah,
because if we'd have had that effect, our surface would boil just like theirs will.
I wonder if they can get to Mars in our lifetime.
We had just enough oxygen.
But we got to be 20 million miles away from Venus, and people are dying from heat exposure here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Mars is the best one.
There's so many things, that could have made us into Venus.
Mars would be too cold. I think the only thing that happened to us is we happen to be the perfect distance.
I'm not saying Big Nick. Don't you think we have a chance though? There's a chance to possibly colonize it. Possibly.
Yeah, but we'll freeze. I mean, it's gonna be too cold.
We have to send machines there to build like a structure there first.
I mean, the terraforming. I believe they're already trying to terraform it. Believe it or not, I believe they got equipment on there trying to terraform it as it is. But I just don't think you can get. I think the cold is gonna. I think it's the cold.
Yeah, that's mainly the thing. The temperature, solving the temperature issue.
I mean, did you
and
guys
the amount
know,
of what you call?
Like, I got a lot of crazy facts. Like, did you guys know that every drop of water on this planet has always been on this planet? Like, there hasn't been no new water introduced to this planet. Every drop of water.
What do you mean, no new water?
You go get a bottle of water.
Water evaporates, goes into the clouds, goes back into the rain, and it's everything.
The water cycle. He's talking about the natural water cycle.
What about a comet? What about like an asteroid or something? No, Big Nick, that has like water.
Well, yeah, that was at the beginning of time, though. Right. That's how the water got here.
Right.
Through
And
those
there haven't been any asteroid hits.
Can you imagine how? Can you guys imagine how much everyone would freak the fuck out if an asteroid, like a big asteroid, like in the movies, was heading for Earth, dude?
Yeah. By the way, how the way things going, I welcome it. But anyway, listen.
You know how much people would probably just start partying, dude. People would start partying.
No, watch how fast we find out we've got photon torpedo technology. Watch.
I got a crazy one for you.
That's true too, Color.
Before we go on, I want to say,
Color was probably working on it.
Tomorrow, at 11 o'clock, my man KP will be doing his fantasy, and tomorrow at noon, I will be calling the Florida Gator game. Hopefully, Pam will be my co-host as we take on the Kentucky Wildcats. But all right, continue with the meteor.
Did you guys know that the moon was
What's good, y'all?
What's up, Kyle?
You guys know the moon was once part of the Earth?
That's what they theorize. Yeah, that's what they say.
So what started this? What started
or
this?
Or was a planet that collided that caught us?
I don't know.
No, seriously. What would happen? No, seriously.
So that's the best going theory that has no reason to not there's nothing that goes against that disproves it yet. That's the only theory that hasn't been disproven yet.
And it's the most plausible one because it can't escape the atmosphere. So what happens over billions of years, it condenses into what it is because it can't escape our atmosphere.
Right, and it's also stood the test over
the gravity
every
of our
other theory proposed. It has never
the
been
gravitational pull keeps it at a certain distance.
Not the atmosphere, the gravitational pull of the sun. It can't escape it. So that's why it just then formed, and over billions of years it crushed and came into what we see as the moon now.
Right. And the moon literally has no atmosphere of itself.
Right. And it has the exact same properties of the Earth.
Yeah.
Because it was the Earth.
No, but could you
the same thing that police what it formed us formed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you do?
It used to be the Gulf of Mexico is where the chunk came out of, is what they say.
The one that killed the dinosaurs,
well,
right?
That was one of the canyon theories.
Yeah, it was what they said. It had to be the size of Texas, right?
I don't know if it was that big, but it was big though. It's the one that
it was huge.
The one that hit in the Gulf. Yeah, that's what they had. At least that's what I heard. I think.
You know,
How many millions of years, hundreds of millions of years
there's a
for it
lot
to
of
finally fill up?
There's a lot of theories on it. Some people
that was a
disease
Super
might have.
Bowl. That was a meteor hit, but the one that made the moon was like another body that was almost the size of the Earth that clipped it.
Right. Right.
And the debris,
yeah.
and the debris
Yeah, it was
that
another
flew
same
off
matter.
from clipping
Yeah.
it created the moon, and the Earth, because of its spinning, healed that spot. We don't know where it would have hit. You know what I mean? Because it's already had enough billions of years of spinning to we were still molten when it hit. So there's no evidence of where it hit us on the Earth. You know what I mean?
But if it wasn't for the moon, it'd be inhabitable because the Earth was vibrating and wobbling so freaking bad, like we couldn't have sustained life.
Right.
Yeah, just enough asteroids to hit it.
I find that stuff fascinating. Like humans never walked with dinosaurs, right? We're a relatively new species on the planet. Like we're probably the youngest species on the planet.
I don't think it was meant for us to inhabit the planet when they inhabited it. It just don't mix.
I mean, it just wasn't.
That's the perfect cycle.
We wasn't.
You mean you telling me that people couldn't have pet Tyrannosauruses?
Now we
can have a pet Tyrannosaurus Rex. Let me go pull out my Tyrannosaurus Rex.
We wasn't done cooking in the ocean yet. They took billions of years for us to cook and crawl out of the ocean, man.
I don't know if I want a T-Rex. I want a Brontosaurus as my pet.
No, I want a Velociraptor.
You can't ride a raptor.
They're a little attack dog. They're like the Chihuahuas of the dinosaurs.
They're the smartest of the smartest, though. They can communicate with each other. They can game plan. They can set your ass up.
Yeah, Velociraptors are apex predators.
I'll take a bald eagle over a Velociraptor, though, man.
Yo, hold my
bald eagle. No, I'll go with a pterodactyl.
Yeah,
go with the pterodactyl. The pterodactyl, man, it could pick up a freaking Mack truck. Them things were strong, man.
You know why T-Rexes were so angry, right?
Why they was angry? They had a pea-sized brain.
Tiny arms. They had tiny arms.
Yeah,
it's likely that bald eagles evolved from Velociraptors. So
well, they said the T-Rex is what
that would just make the bald eagle more evolved.
All of them are birds, Crypto. All of them are birds.
Yeah, they said it came from birds. Like the ostriches is come from the T-Rex family.
Yeah, every one of them. Every one of them was a bird.
Are we this confident about the Bills game?
Yeah, we already established that.
Ironically, Big Nick,
we already put that one in the refrigerator.
They actually say it.
We already put it in the refrigerator.
Modern birds are dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Right. Modern doors. Yep, they are the dinosaurs. Especially the ostrich. Just think about the ostrich, and that'll tell you everything you need to know about dinosaurs. The same patterns, behavior, everything.
I don't know. I would imagine that their bones wasn't hollow, because they were flightless birds. But so I don't think their bones were hollow like birds' bones are hollow.
No, they're not hollow, but the evolution of them. Because they had an actual dinosaur that was like that. That was hairy. They had hairs like bird.
Well, look at it like the square and the rectangle.
They had feathered dinosaurs.
Birds are dinosaurs, but not all dinosaurs are birds.
Right. Right, because they had dinosaurs with feathers.
Yeah, it was an Anorhinosaurus. It was an Anorhinosaurus.
An Anorhinosaurus? That was what it was?
I know. With how big the ocean is,
big.
Makes you wonder if
I don't know
Megalodon is still out there.
Because all dinosaurs weren't dinosaurs. What we were referred to as a dinosaur. All of them weren't dinosaurs. You had the crustaceans.
Or were they planted there by the devil? Like an evangelical Christian told me. All dinosaurs were planted by the devil.
Bro, stop, hold on a second. Birds came from dinosaurs, but not all. Birds weren't the only dinosaurs back then. Is what I mean.
Holler, I'm asking you a question. Were the dinosaurs planted by the devil? That's what some evangelical Christian told me.
I don't.
They were planted by the devil?
I don't.
Wait a minute.
Planted by the
That's a
devil.
whole nother. I've studied
to trick
religion for a
us.
long time. I don't think I've ever heard that one.
Hey,
I never heard that. So we don't believe the Bible.
I don't believe true Christians believe in dinosaurs anyway.
Bro, I had a customer at work one time.
No, so Earth is
she
only
was a
5,000
Christian,
years old according to
and
this.
About 8,000. About 8,000.
About
and
8,000.
She was a Christian. She was a Christian, and I was wearing a Dolphins hat, and she said, "You know, Jesus can save you, right?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "You're worshiping false idols. You need to give up football and start going to church." I'm like, "Ma'am,
football, man."
Yeah, she's saying we're worshiping false idols.
Was they saying the pig skin? You're not supposed to be throwing around a pig skin or something like that?
No, it's. I think it's probably has to do with like the mascot and the like idolizing players. Probably, I don't know.
I think it's got to do with mental health, Kyle. But
If
anyway,
I thought it had something to do with it.
Hey,
If
so
I wasn't
Color,
an atheist, I still wouldn't have religion. If I wasn't an atheist, I still wouldn't have religion because by definition, if you have religion, you're a bigot.
Nah.
Well, why do you say that, Big Nick?
I'm not a listen. I believe in God, and I'm not a religious person.
It has a built-in bias, is what you're saying?
Absolutely,
so
because
the built-in
because
bias.
because the Christian think Muslims are wrong, Muslims think Jews are wrong, Jews think Hindus are wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a built-in bias, and bias is
Well,
a big.
that's not far off point you're making there, Big Nick. I mean, you know, I often wonder, you know, once you get past arguing the existence of God, at what point, then you got to go to, well, which God is the one that actually exists?
Right.
What if they're all correct to some degree?
That is a theory.
You know what I mean?
There
Like
are some
imagine like what's the analogy
What
I
if I
heard?
didn't pull a pin on a hand grenade?
No color.
You
Like
know what? If there's as an
the
atheist,
analogy
right,
would be
as an atheist, if there is a heaven, as an atheist, I believe that I have the right. I should go right because you can't blame me for, you know, my ignorance. You didn't show me anything to make me believe there's a heaven.
what's the analogy of everyone has a blindfold on, but they're all
listen.
touching they're all touching different parts of an elephant.
Yeah,
So they have, you know what I mean?
Here's the thing.
The blindfold.
Oh, and Big Nick, here's my belief. God God will prefer loving atheists than religious nuts. Just saying.
Well, any ideology, whether it's religious or not, can get nuts.
Well, look, for me, it's not. It's the
There's some
same
truth
as I
in
tell
that,
you guys.
Take Money. He
It's
hung
the
out with
same
sinners. Jesus hung out with sinners.
It's the same as I tell you guys how I feel about Tua. I am not saying that. Look, it's like this.
Leave it to color.
For me.
Yeah, how are you gonna leave this
Here we go.
For me,
Here
God
we
is
go.
on trial. Right?
It kind of relates.
Hold
It kind
on,
of
so-
relates
so
because
for
he
me-
is talking
so
about
for
the
me-
left hand of God.
so
He is
for
talking
me-
about the left arm of God.
So for me, it's like God is on
Wow.
trial. God is on trial, and he's being accused of not existing. And what I'm saying is, he is not guilty of existing. He's being accused of existing, and I'm saying he's not
I feel like I'm
guilty of
trying to solve
existing.
a Rubik's
Hey,
cube.
Color,
I'm
can I ask you a
saying
question?
I'm not.
Hey, Color.
There's a
There's
difference between these two statements. I'm going to tell you all again. These two statements are completely different. To say I don't believe God exists is different than saying I believe God doesn't exist.
Yeah, agnosticism. Yep,
Right.
I understand color.
Right. Right. I used to
And
be
so
agnostic.
here's the thing. And so but that makes me agnostic. But what makes me atheist is that the very omnipotent, omnipresent, and omniscient being we're talking about has the ability to convince me in a heartbeat of his existence. So there's three scenarios that come to mind. Either he can't, he chooses
won't.
not to, or he doesn't have the ability, he doesn't have the ability to, or he chooses not to, right? Either of those two, there was a third, I can't think of it, but other than those two, like if he can't, then he's not omnipotent. And if he's choosing not to, then he's holding me accountable for something that he's choosing because he created me to not have the ability to believe without him demonstrating it to me that he exists. You see what I'm saying? He knows what it would take to convince me. And I'm telling you, I'm not convinced.
What would it take? Color, what would it take?
It doesn't matter what it would take. He knows what it takes. And thus far, he has chosen either not to show me or he can't show me.
I can tell you what it'll take for me.
I can tell
either way, either scenario is the same result for me.
Partner Kyle, stick your head through and say, I'm God. That'll convince me.
LSD, cocaine, and shit all over myself. That would
see, Nick, you gave the
that would
true
make me believe
definition
in God.
Hey, Color, do you believe in truth? Do you believe in truth claims?
Yeah,
do I believe in what?
Do you believe in truth claims, or do you think it's all? Do you think things can't be proven true?
No, I don't believe somebody telling me that they had a dream about something is actual evidence that I'm supposed to believe.
No, I'm saying
it may work for them. It may
not
convince them, but it doesn't convince me.
God, man, we evolved. We're a scientific accident. Please.
No, I'm saying any truth claim, Color. Any truth claim.
Like, I don't know. Are you asking if I believe in truth?
Yeah. Do you think anything is true? If I said, the Bills game is on Sunday, is that true 100%?
It's true in the respect that there is a football game scheduled for that
on a day that we
time
label
and place
Sunday.
and space time.
On the day that we label Sunday.
But you believe that's a 100% true statement.
It can't because it hasn't happened yet. We cannot say that's a 100% true statement. No.
No, that's not true, Color.
We can say it's 100% true that it's scheduled.
No, but see again, that's semantics. I believe 100% that there's a football game that we schedule to a time that we determine to be a time on a day that we determine to be that day.
But it hasn't happened yet, so we can't say 100% sure that it's gonna take place.
But I'm saying, you like Big Nick just said, that game is scheduled, correct?
Yes.
Now you believe that's a 100%. That's a true statement.
To say that it's scheduled.
Can I just talk about a true statement Sal just made, and he's a Bills fan? As a Dolphins fan, I emphatically agree.
Because there's a lot of philosophical.
But if you're going to go down the road of pure solipsism, then no, I don't believe in pure. I'm not a solipsist. No.
So hold on, guys. Because solipsism has a lot of philosophical problems. You do agree with that, right, Colin?
Of course. It's actually it's considered a mental disorder today.
Well,
not just Catholicism, Christianity.
But
it's considered a mental disorder today.
But Color, even David Hume, one of the greatest philosophers, he couldn't spin his way out of disproving solipsism.
Yeah, but have you ever read about what's his name? What's the guy's name?
Matt, you talking about Matt?
No, conservative philosopher.
David Hume said that no truth claims can actually be proven.
Not in a Cartesian philosophical construct, no. But the thing, there's a solution to that from oh gosh, I can't think of the guy's name, man. Thomas something.
Here's the truth. Why you thinking of that?
His argument, what he made an argument from analogy. So he basically said, if we see others, acting certain ways that we would project that we would act or whatever, and we see that they are doing things that we also do with our vehicle, which is our body, then we can infer that they are operating with a separate mind than ours.
Yeah, but inference it still has a problem, Color.
Here's an absolute truth right here. Here's an absolute truth.
What is anything but inference?
There's nothing black in your house.
Look, we never see anything in the exact present, so everything we look at is inference.
Well,
you're inferring. By looking at this chair over here, I'm inferring that there's molecules there and particles that make up that matter that form the chair. I can infer that because the photons from that stuff took about a micron of a second, but still had to are still showing themselves to me in the past. So I can only infer that chair was there a split second ago. That's all I can ever infer.
But
it could be gone in a split second, so I'll never know. I can never know that chair is actually there in the pure present.
Right. That's why David Hume said, like, inference is all you can do, but there would never be a true justification for truth.
Of course, but if we decide on a framework that's why
moral
split second is enough for us to infer that you got to remember something else too. That's the whole basis behind quantum mechanics, because what you're asking is, we can determine the position of a particle, because basically when it comes to the particles that make up this chair, I look at this chair and I say, well, where are the particles going to be in the next split second? Well, where else can they be?
Yeah, but it's the brain in the vat.
That's literally what we're saying, is that we're just saying we know it's there because where else could it be?
Yeah, but that's like the color black. You go look at your black shoes, and you will bet your house and everything that you own that is black. But we can't
at a
create
certain
black.
level, it may not be.
You can't, because you cannot create the color black.
Technically, black is absence of light, or not the ability not to see a photon.
There's no color pattern. There's no color pattern that you created or anybody has created that is black.
Right. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to see the photons. Right. The photons would literally not be coming towards your eyes. That's what defines black.
The only black that exists is where the light isn't shining.
Exactly.
That's the only black that
and that's
exists.
if photons are already moving away from you in the expanding universe, you'll never see those photons again.
Wasn't relativity
they're effectively in a black hole?
Color, wasn't relativity disproven though? It collapsed, and that's why they had to come up with dark matter and all that stuff.
Not at all.
Whoa. Well, the black hole is the thing in between Josh Allen's brain.
Yeah.
Only when he does meth, so shake. Only when he does meth.
But relativity.
Because what happened? This is what I read, that relativity failed, and then over the years they basically said, okay, well, dark matter exists.
It can't fail. That's color now. That's color. That's a fallacy. It can't fail because they never. A theory is always a theory, right? It's not factual. It's always a theory.
It's just the best explanation that has not been disproven yet.
Right. You cannot disprove or prove a theory. I mean, you can't disprove a theory. You can only prove a theory.
I'm just saying, if your theory was failed by 96%, because that's what dark matter accounts for.
Theory by definition.
No, but it's not.
It's been proven.
They still haven't proven the existence. We have still not observed. We still not have measured or observed dark matter and even inferred its existence.
I know. Yeah, it's a problem, dude.
So, hey, Color, you can still keep it running, or because it's gonna be 10 o'clock. I'll be out of here soon.
Nah, I gotta run when you do. Probably, likely. I gotta cook.
All right, so we'll get some final thoughts, man. Hey, listen, man. I appreciate everybody for coming up here and chiming in, and I hope you enjoyed the extended version of the Bills versus Dolphins talk. This is the extra. You know how DVDs have extra. This is the extrovert part of it. So, yeah. So,
hey, quick question. Ponder this. What if the Big Bang is happening every single like quantum
continuum
blank level frame? Like, in other words,
the Big Bang is still happening.
We can't know.
It's not finished.
In the exact present, like, the universe could expand for us to see it at the same speed of light that takes the photons to reach our eyes. So in the exact pure present, there literally could be no space-time.
And by the way,
Nicholson Morley expanding and contracting like instantly, like a frame. You know what I mean? Like a frame rate. You know what I mean?
Well, our universe is expanding though. It's expanding. So yeah, the Big Bang is.
Well, maybe it expands bigger every time it blows back up. But what I'm talking about with the cyclical bounce could literally be happening on a microsecond by microsecond basis. You know what I mean?
Didn't they come up with string
can also
theory
be
because they couldn't come up with a mathematical formula to explain
they had the theory. First,
it could solve the problem of entanglement.
It
could solve the problem of entanglement, because if in the actual present it's back to a singularity, then that means there's no space for the information to travel to send the message of a measurement to another particle.
We've physically implemented.
What's the obstacle? Look, what's the obstacle for the speed of light? Space, right? It has to go through space. That's what limits the speed of light, right?
Well, the density increases.
And that's said to be the speed limit of universal speed limit of anything, right? So if the information for when we make a measurement on an entangled particle has to update the other particle for it to be the opposite because of Schrodinger and superpositions and all that, and wave function collapse and all that, right? So if that particle has to get a message faster than the speed of light, okay, to update what direction spin it is, because we measured it to be up spin over here, and now it has to update the other entangled particle that it's down spin, right? How's that information get there faster than light? Well, what's
what
the
about
obstacle?
this question, Colin?
The obstacle is the same thing that light has, space. So if the space wasn't there, if the space wasn't actually there, it wouldn't take any time for the information to update the other particle.
Is the speed of light instant, only slow through space?
Well, we already know the expansion of space is already.
And
we already know to be faster.
Josh
Allen. We already
This
know
is why Josh Allen sucks right here. This is why.
Hold on. We already know. We already know that the
I cheered everybody up though. El Capitan.
Wait a minute. We already know the expansion of space is faster than the speed of light. So if it's continuously contracting and expanding in a split second, that would happen faster than the speed of light. So that is how the information could possibly get updated from particle to particle.
And this is why Josh Allen's a dummy color.
There is no space.
Exactly.
This is why Josh Allen's a dummy color, because he's got too much space in between his information receptors in his head.
Oh,
That's
exactly.
This is what's happening.
Let me ask you a question. Don't you find it hard to argue with our Josh Allen here? Because, well, not for you, but for me, it's hard for me to argue with him because he's a Tua fan, but his Bills takes are horrible. So I don't know how I feel about him.
Yeah. Hey, listen.
It's just an honest guy is all I hear. It's an honest guy I hear, Big Nick. That's what I hear.
Listen, everybody knows the best Josh Allen in the NFL plays for the Jacksonville Jaguars, and he's a defensive end.
Exactly. That's
y'all gonna find out Sunday, won't you?
He used to play for his name was Josh something else. I was gonna say the guy used to play for Tampa Bay, the quarterback, but his name was Josh Johnson, right?
Okay. He's still in the league, isn't he? Josh Johnson's still in the league. He's a backup somewhere. I can't remember. I don't know where.
Yeah, he did play for Tampa for a little bit.
Well, kind of like Josh Allen is going to be in a couple of years. A backup.
There's a Josh Allen backup for Cincinnati.
There's another one?
No, it's Brandon Allen. It's Brandon Allen.
It's Brandon Allen. I just always wasn't he your guys' backup at some point?
That's Josh Allen's little brother.
Hey,
Brandon Allen.
He wears the red cape.
They actually are related?
No, I'm just
old Papa Man Allen out there setting up franchises, boy. He all over these parts.
Who has the best backup in the NFL? Is it Kansas City or is it Indianapolis? It's got to be one of those two.
I say
it's
Indianapolis.
between the two.
The Cajun Rocket.
I would say it's probably Indy now.
The Cajun Rocket.
I think Henning retired, right?
No,
Henning was a terrible backup. He was a terrible quarterback and a terrible backup.
He didn't win a playoff game.
He actually won a playoff game. Yeah.
Ooh, with a fucking high-powered fucking. He played what? Didn't he play like
Minshew?
Did you guys
we played against Cleveland?
When Henny was in Miami? Did you guys think was there hope there?
Nobody believed in Henny. You know what you believed in? He had a cannon of an arm. And you're like, if anything else can catch up with that cannon of an arm, he might have something if we have a run game. But nobody.
Yeah, the problem is,
you know what's weird though?
Mike,
you know what's weird?
Mike Wallace was a one-trick pony. That's why that was the problem.
He wouldn't use the fucking thing.
You know what's weird? Color, you know what?
Check down, Chad. The only quarterback that I believe, the only quarterback I had faith in after Marino was Tannehill. That was it, and I was a big Tannehill guy.
If the thing is though, I believe
Tannehill he had the traits.
If Chad
Henry was a Tannehill guy because of his draft status, where we drafted him at, and that's easy to fucking fool me. You know what I'm saying?
He was a top 10.
Y'all got to pick two now. Yeah,
he was a top 10 quarterback in that draft class.
I think if Chad Henne was like in the 80s when you could like play defense back then and games were more built on the running game and stuff, I think he could have maybe been like a solid starter for a while.
Yeah, him and Tannehill both. They could have been great at that
I
shit.
think Henning, he didn't have no receivers.
Tannehill would have been great in the fucking 80s. He was a tough son
In the
of a
80s,
bitch.
Tannehill would have been. He would have.
He would have been a
that would
killer
have been a perfect era
quarterback
for
in the
him.
80s. Yeah,
Yeah, in the
he was
80s, that was
tougher
his
than
era.
nails,
That would
bro.
have been
The
the
guy
right
got
era
shit.
for him.
If Tannehill would have played in the 80s, they would have never seen a cannon like that ever. They wouldn't have known what to do
He
with
had a
it.
good cannon, and he just could take. Dude, I can't tell you how
Yeah.
many
Yeah, he
times
could
I've
take a
seen him
hit.
in a season
Yeah, take
get
a hit.
right across
He could take a hit.
the jaw,
Dude.
bro. Right across the jaw.
Up until that leg injury, up until fucking Calais Campbell, that was the only quarterback. That's another reason I loved him, because fucking he's getting up. That's what I loved about Tannehill. He's getting
I like
up.
the kid's grit. He fucking was dumber than a box of rocks and couldn't feel pressure to save his life. But he had some decent throws in certain areas. He had real trouble underneath controlling his arm strength. But anything midfield and further, he was pretty decent at hitting.
What's his name?
What's
his name? Big O constantly shits on Tannehill, man. I disagree with him.
And you know what?
He
I don't.
has some intangibles, and when you saw him go to Tennessee, and they said, "Look, you're only going to
He
throw
did.
short passes to running backs and tight ends, okay? And we're going to give you a great running game. And when we dial up passes, it's going to come in a single back formation where they're afraid for the draw, and you're going to be able to have enough time to throw
He
it
was
downfield."
El Capitan. He's our generation's like Jeff Hostetler. You know what I mean?
Ooh, that's a good fucking. That's
what Tannehill is.
No,
I would say more like Mark Rippon.
No.
Well, Rippon wasn't as mobile as Tannehill, though. Tannehill, when he was younger,
Well, yeah, he had a little
but
bit
you know
mobility,
what?
though.
You can give him mobility.
He could escape the
but
pilot.
Tannehill never fucking ever used it really in the NFL, so you almost can't even take that.
See, man, that's why the NFL. This is just my theory. I don't know when you guys want to close down, but this is interesting to me because the NFL with like the salary cap and what they say they want more parity, but now it's getting to the point like if you don't have a Tua, if you don't have a Josh Allen, if you don't have a Joe Burrow, it's like you're just a dog shit team now.
Well,
I don't know if that's a good direction for the NFL.
Every now and then you have that one team like San Fran that may can do it without a generational quarterback.
It's just
The NFL is always going to
can't
pivot.
win.
Though. It's always
They can't
going to
win.
pivot.
That's just the way of the NFL right now. I mean, you got to have a franchise dynamic quarterback in order to win. San Francisco can get there, but at some point, just in the Big O, speaking of Big O, he brought this up. At some point, their quarterback play comes to haunt them, and it's always seemed to be in the biggest game.
But Big Nick, don't you want like a
out to
team
bite
that
them.
has like the 2000 Ravens or the Lawrence Taylor Giants who had Phil Sims? Phil Sims wasn't to me like this great quarterback.
Listen, guys, listen. The NFL
I mean, he was screwing up.
always
Bill
it's
Sims
always
led the
and
record
forever
still to this
changing.
day.
Look at it right now. Okay, the NFL is always and forever changing as far as ebbs and flows and what's working against what opponent. Look at the AFC in particular this year. It was supposed to be the super powerhouse. The
Right.
Bengals don't look right. The Jaguars don't look right. The freaking Cardinals are supposed to be terrible, and maybe they've got something a little bit going.
All of a sudden, they
you
playing
can't predict
football.
nothing. You
But
can't
Captain John,
predict
you don't think our trash?
nothing
You
in
don't think
this
the AFC
business.
trash? You don't think the AFC trash is miles above the NFC trash?
Yeah, the NFC is way
Not
like,
anymore because
you
the
could see
Cardinals
the
playing
Lions
pretty
in the
good.
Super Bowl. The Lions could literally go to the Super Bowl. The NFC is
But that's not
wild.
their trash, though. That's not
Well,
their trash.
think about
I mean,
what we're talking about here when you say NFC is trash, because I agree with you in the offseason. But as I'm watching football right now, I don't know if I can
They're
agree
actually
with
playing
you.
pretty good.
I can
Yeah, the Cardinals
literally
are playing
point
good
out,
now.
I think the AFC has a worse start than the NFC right now.
Yeah.
As far
because
as,
the
as,
NFC
far as
top-heavy
what I
team.
expected from the two
because the NFC
conferences,
conference as a whole is trash.
you're not wrong there. I understand when you're
Well, I
playing
don't see.
your conference,
Where's
but
the Bears are the only one really playing bad football.
El Capitan, you know for sure, like the final four teams in the AFC are going to be Mahomes, Burrow, Tua, Allen, or maybe Herbert. It's going to be those. It's going to be one of those
Well, I
guys.
don't know. Look, okay,
And you
let's
got
look
the
at
Eagles,
the
Lions,
teams.
Packers, Vikings, Niners.
It won't be the
That's
Packers. It won't be the
listen.
Packers or the Vikings.
No, Packers are in it.
I'm saying in the
We're
AFC.
talking-
AFC.
When
as far-
the Packers
okay,
get that
in-
line
in
together, they're gonna be
NFC
all right.
No, in
Hey,
the NFC,
so El Capitan,
it's
you
literally.
gonna wrap it up for me then? You wrap it up?
Yeah, I got this, Shake. I got it. You
Okay,
can you
appreciate
can
you,
run.
brother.
I got
Y'all have
this.
a good night, man.
All right, Shake Money.
Thank you, Shake, for holding it.
That position that you're giving to Minnesota or Green Bay, that shit's going to be filled by either New Orleans or Atlanta.
So listen, and
Nah,
if Shake, if you're
Hannah.
still listening,
Yeah.
I was able to figure
Think
that
you
out.
bad.
Shake, I took some time. I did a bunch of things and I got that figured out. So I'll talk to you about it later. Anyhow, the NFC right now, you know the Niners are good. You know the Cowboys are good. You know that
The Eagles
are good, and the Lions are good. But there's still also teams with that are good and are trending upward all
So
over
they're
the
playing
NFC
good
right now.
defense. Yeah,
Okay, but
Tampa's
look at it
actually
from this
playing good
standpoint.
defense.
Look at it from this standpoint. You take the same 4 for the
Look at the
AFC, right?
freaking and I know they just lost, but the freaking Rams are a hell of a lot better than anybody anticipated.
But look at it from this point. You take the top 4 teams in the AFC. You take Miami. I'm never going to say they're anything but number 1. Kansas City, Buffalo, and just say Baltimore.
Cincinnati
Let's say
or Baltimore?
Let's say Cincinnati.
You can't
Let's
say
say
Cincinnati.
right?
Cincinnati's look like shit.
I know, but let's
Cincinnati
just say
has looked.
They're going to be
They
there.
always catch fire at the end, though.
They're going to be there at the
Okay,
end.
let's
Okay.
say
And think of the Browns. The Browns just lost their number 1 running back. They're a good team winning with a good defense. They got still some questions on offense, but they're getting the job done. Again, I'm telling
But my
you, dude,
point
I
is,
think it's
Captain.
gonna
My point is, after you name those top 4 teams, you can easily look in each one of those divisions and see who's going to be the wild card, no doubt about it. When you do that to the NFC, you look at the top 4 teams over there.
Well, look
and
at
it's
this.
a
Look at the
fucking-
AFC South right now.
More competition.
The Jags are definitely not what we thought they were. The Colts are a hell of a lot better than anyone anticipated. And don't count out the friggin' Texans in that division.
Yeah,
either.
now you can't count
and the
them out, 'cause
Titans,
they
if
have
you
a
sleep
good
on the
game now.
Titans, you
But
sleep on the
it's time for us to
Titans,
realize-
you're in trouble.
It's time for us to realize that the Colts got a fucking good front office. We got to
Listen,
own
I've
that.
been
We gotta
saying
take
that. The Colts are
They got a good
dicks.
front office.
But they know what
Yeah.
the fuck they know how to build a
Yeah,
program.
they quarterback doing pretty good.
They know
They
how to
might have
balance
gotten
the books.
struck a gold mine on that one.
They know how to balance the books, and they know how to run a program. I don't
Right.
agree with a lot of what they got going on, but as far as football goes, them sons of bitches do it right.
Yeah, because they're never the shit team in that division ever. Even
They're
though when
never
we
the
think
shit team.
even when we think they're horrible with Carson fucking Wentz and with the guy they just had, like they didn't finish in last place. You know what I mean? Like they're not
No, they're
they
never
got a good
shitty.
front office.
I'm just saying, I think the NFL freaked out a little bit, at least a little bit, when Andrew Luck basically retired because of all the injuries. And now,
Yeah.
what was that game we watched? What's today? Thursday night,
It
and
was
the guy
against
was
the Patriots.
he was running Thursday or whatever. He was running towards the sideline, and he just gave him a hard hit towards the sideline, and they called a flag for a personal foul for it. I was like, what the hell, dude? How is this? Isn't football?
Oh yeah, you can't leave with your helmet.
That just
Yeah,
goes
but
to show you
it was
that
just a-
Andrew Luck can't.
It's
Andrew
all
Luck couldn't
all
hold Cam
subjective,
Newton's
man.
job.
You know
He couldn't
what? You know
hold
what
Cam
they're
Newton's
calling
job.
flags on now? They're calling flags on guys looking to take.
Yeah,
those
and
big
Cam
hits.
Newton had a better career, especially in the first quarter.
They're
Not
looking.
only
I mean, first part of his career.
Not only that, somebody said earlier that Cam Newton was literally hack-a-shack in the NFL, but the difference was they didn't send Cam Newton to the free throw line. He just, I didn't see it.
Right.
Cam Newton was getting Holyfield every fucking game. He was getting hit, but the referee didn't see it.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, they were really targeting him. That's probably why he didn't last as long. 'Cause
that's why he fell off a cliff.
They were targeting
They
him.
were beating the
Yeah.
shit out of this man.
Yeah.
But it's hard not to beat. It's hard not to beat up a 6'6", 250-pound guy back there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, especially when he's running it down
Yeah, he
your
was
throat like
big.
that. You're
Right.
like, dude, the only way to stop someone from running on you like that is to put licks on
He
them.
did it to
Because
us like
But you
before
guys-
the halftime.
Wait, you guys
remember
like
when
it-
they played us that
you
year?
Listen,
Wait,
it's the
wait,
same thing.
He was in Carolina.
Go ahead, Josh.
You guys, but I'm saying this is just my opinion, man, because I really do. I played football like a lot of guys here, and I'm in my spirit and how much I love football. I've always been like an 85 Bear defensive guy. That's just how
I'm a
I
defensive
think about.
dude. Yeah, I hear you.
And I really do. I feel like that part of football is missing now, man. Watching the 2000 Ravens defense come together and put Trent Dilfer's trash ass on their shoulders.
What I
that was
loved about the
special, dude.
Dolphins a few years
That's
ago.
special
It
for a
was a
team to do
fun
something like that.
team to watch.
And
when the
I don't know.
defense was intercepting and fumbles. Every game we had turnovers and scores on defense, dude. That was so fucking crazy.
I think they won 5 games in a row without scoring an offensive touchdown.
I'll
It
make
was
an
ridiculous.
argument that every defense in today's NFL is the 85 Bears if you put them back there.
You're out of your fucking mind.
No
Nick.
way.
You're
Not
out
a
of your
chance.
fucking mind, Nick.
No, but
These
Big
guys
Nick,
were
everything.
killed.
Big Nick,
That
do you
defense
like
is way
today's?
too soft for that.
Big Nick,
So-
do you like today's NFL though?
Look,
Do you like it?
Don't
I
use
mean,
that soft shit. Don't use that soft shit because it ain't their fault. The NFL changed rules. What I'm saying is,
It
what I'm
is their
saying
fault.
is,
They cried about the rules.
no, the fans cried about the rules. The NFL
I didn't cry about
The fans
shit. The only
cried.
thing I've been crying about
I've
is
been
this
telling you to
organization
lead the
failing me.
pack.
The fans cried. The fans didn't want to see a 13-6 ball game anymore. You know what I'm saying? So, but what I'm saying is, back then, as big as Refrigerator Perry and Richard Dent was, they looked like fucking wide receivers next to Calais Campbell. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry.
So
Right
that's what
now,
I'm
Zach
saying.
Thomas
No
will
way.
break a bitch's neck. Zach Thomas will break a bitch's neck right now.
Zach
What are you
dude,
talking
I
about?
I saw Tony Saragusa, God rest his soul, in the AFC Championship land on fucking Rich Gannon and break his fucking ribs, get up and laugh about it, and the ref did nothing. I love that part of football, dude.
Wait a minute.
All
Hold
due
on.
respect- All due respect to Zach
The
Thomas.
goose?
All due respect. It ain't no 5'10", 215-pound linebacker wrecking shit in the days NFL. I'm sorry, it's just not happening.
Sam Mills was like
it was
5'9",
Sam Mills did it.
230.
Sam Mills. Who he gonna run with? Crypto?
Man, he can stop Tyreek Hill. He can stop
London
Tyreek
Fletcher-
Hill if he wants
London
to.
Fletcher could
See,
run
I
4.44.
think this is the difference, Big Nick. You're right. And the speed is hard to keep up with, but it would never have the longevity because teams would be like, yeah, you're gonna beat us today because you're faster than us, but you're never gonna make it to the playoffs because I'm gonna take 2 or 3 of your guys out. Fuck, you ain't gonna win next week's game when I'm through with you.
They
And
didn't
that's
have
how
a
they
Robert
play.
Hunt back then. They didn't have a
No,
Robert
bro,
Hunt.
they would
back
just,
then.
dude. There was a reason why
They had
nobody
Keith
was
Sims.
5'10",
What do you mean?
190 pounds in at the wide receiver position those years because that guy would come across and a DB
killed.
would hit him so hard.
Don
he
Beebe
would
had
kill
Ronnie
him.
Lott
He
would
would
Don
die.
Beebe had tons of injuries.
Any of these dudes, any of
Chuck
these dudes in the
Cecil.
70s, 80s, and 90s, they would have fucking just.
Don Beebe had like 20 concussions.
They would jump, hit him in the face, forearm
Yeah, Beebe
across
had
the
quite a
body,
bit.
and make
That's why
sure
he
to
had that
come
special
down
helmet.
on them.
Yeah,
Don
Crypto,
Beebe had a
remember
special
Beebe?
helmet.
He had that special helmet. He was getting smacked
You know
over the middle.
next thing you guys are gonna say. You know the next thing you guys are gonna say. Jason Sehorn to make the Pro Bowl in the days NFL.
Oh yeah, Sehorn.
Oh, you out your
He was a
rabbit ass
lock.
mind, Crypto. You out your
He's a lock. Most definitely.
But Big Nick, don't you miss take Chris McAllister, right, for the Ravens, or even go back to a different era with the great the Steel Curtain Steelers with Mel Blount. You can't play corner like that anymore. They won't let you, and I miss that, dude.
But you're asking a very biased person. I played high school quarterback, and my favorite athlete, my favorite person in the world is Dan Marino. So no, I don't. I know. I'm never going to be on that side. No. I want more.
That's why Marino could be the GOAT, because back then the corners could hold you, grab you, smack the shit out of you, and Marino was still fucking dominating.
Big
A lot
Nick,
of them was
Big
late
Nick,
hits, but Marino took
what
some
you're
hits, though.
saying is where we always differ. I was a linebacker, you're a quarterback, and I have
Right.
2 different ways on how this game's going to be won today. And every football game at any given moment is going to come down to one thing: will.
That El
It's
Capitan.
going to come
El
down to
Capitan.
will.
That's
And
what I'm saying. Okay.
If in the defense, it's my job to take your will away
El
from you.
Capitan. That's what I'm saying. They've removed, because back then, like take the 2000 Ravens for example. Let's say a team was a little bit more talented than you, especially on offense, because you had the physicality option available to you. You could literally impose your physical will on another team back then.
That's it. I'll lean.
And
on
I
you.
miss that part of football, dude.
I do.
But you know the only
I
thing
do
that
too.
trumps will, right? You know the only thing that trumps your will. There's only one thing that trumps your will, and it's a combination of 3, and that's bigger, faster, stronger. Bring your fucking will against bigger, faster, stronger.
See, as a guy who
Like
is
Josh Allen.
5'9", okay, and in high school, as a dude that's 5'9", and that in high school I weighed
Steve, you're a
152
Florida
my
boy.
entire life. I wasn't going to be bigger. Chances are, in straight line speed, I certainly ain't going to be faster. But I didn't give a fuck. I would, if you're the running back, if you're the wide receiver, if you're the quarterback, if you're the guy that makes your team click,
hitting is all about attitude.
All I got to do is get one on you to take you out of this game. You might not be off on the sidelines, but for now, every moment I'm in your head, you got to account for me. Because that's it. If you're the running back, I'm gonna fucking be on you. I'm gonna hit you. If you're coming to block me and you think you got me, and I'm letting you, I'm gonna fucking scoop. You're taking me out of the play, but I'm gonna upend your ass and put you on your back. I'm gonna make you mad. You're gonna be going off script to come and get me, and now I've won you. And I used to do this shit all the time. If you're the quarterback, I'm gonna blitz when I'm not supposed to.
No, I'm gonna throw the ball in your face mask. I'm gonna throw the ball right in your face
That's
mask.
okay. I want that ball in my face mask, but I'm gonna fucking get up underneath you and take you to the ground, and then I'm gonna land on you and I'm gonna go. I'm gonna take. I'm coming for you today, baby. Get good and close. I'll blow you a kiss right in your face. I might fucking, I'll grab a bit of you that you don't want me to grab. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to take your soul out on that field, and that's how. And when that shit's gone, I don't like that. I understand where Josh Allen's coming from. You need that.
On my high school team, hold on, real quick. On my high school team, there was a guy named Sterling Palmer, right? He was my tight end, and he was a defensive end for the Fort Lauderdale Flying Nails. He went to Florida State. And he was the number one draft selection against he was the number one draft pick for the Washington Redskins, right? And he actually did sack Dan Marino, and I still hold that over his head to this day. But in practice,
that's dick move, bro. It's dick move. Go ahead.
He'll tell you that I would throw that ball so hard in your fucking face mask, by the time your head start rattling, I'm already on the ground. Because I knew you're not going to – I never made a tackle in my life. I threw interceptions and never made – if I can't push you out of bounds, you're scoring a touchdown.
See, I got you, and I hear what you're saying, and I also understand that that's how there's plenty of people play the game. I'm just saying there's more than one way to skin a cat.
It doesn't have to be.
I know how to do it the other. And listen, and I played fullback too. I fucking just let me hurt him, coach. You know what I'm saying? Just let me hurt him. I'm gonna beat up this secondary, so then the quarterback can throw on him because they're all. He gonna go up and try to stop someone from high pointing a ball. He can't get his shoulder past there because I've been fucking laying up on his ass a couple times in the game. That's just how I know how to win football, bro. I know how to win football that way.
So that means you had a football in your face mask a time or two. You know what that feel like.
Yeah, I don't give a football in my face mask. I don't give a fuck. That shit ain't doing nothing to me. Are you fucking kidding me, bro? Shit ain't doing nothing.
What y'all have plastic face masks?
Bro, are you kidding? That shit didn't hurt at all, bro. Ain't nobody throwing no football. You know what they do when they see me coming? You know what they do when they see me coming? They fucking panic because I'm foaming at the mouth, breathing heavy. Fucking coming at them like that. They fucking turn their back is what they usually do. They turn their fucking back. And then I fucking hit them in their back. And then now they're really hurt. Don't give a
So you guys know Eddie Jones, right? You guys remember Eddie Jones, basketball player, played for the Lakers, Charlotte, and Miami Heat, right? So, like, basketball is my number one sport. In crypto, you can vouch for this. I played for the Naval Traveling Basketball Team. That shit is serious, right? Basketball is my number one sport. I put in the AAU game, I put up 42 points against Eddie Jones, right? That was Eddie fucking Jones who went on to the NBA and became an all-star. I couldn't do that shit. That Nick, at that age, at that time, couldn't do that shit to neither basketball player in the day's NBA. I promise you that. They would demolish me. But that's what I'm saying.
You talking about them at that time when they was playing at that level? Or
you put me at that time. You put me, young Nick, 18, 19-year-old Nick, who was balling out his control, who you couldn't tell. If I was 2 inches tall, I would have went to the league. That Nick would get demolished by Ja Morant, by Anthony Edwards, by Tyler Hero. They will murder me.
Yeah, I ain't playing no basketball.
You don't think you'll be able to keep up with them as far as the speed?
If basketball was full contact,
so you said Drew Holiday will be able to shut you down?
I'm 6'2". I'm 6'2". Eddie Jones 6'4". Fucking Tyler Hero is 6'5", 6'6". All these, no, I can't play these guys.
Drew Holiday is quick.
Eddie Jones
like Tyreek Hill out there.
Drew Holiday is 230 pounds and a professional athlete too.
Listen again, bro. I ain't playing no goddamn basketball. I'll play. But but I ain't fucking playing with guys that are 6'3" and shit. Like, fuck am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I can't jump that. Fuck, I jump high as fuck
But
for a white boy.
changed the
that's
rules.
short.
They changed the rules in basketball too. When the bad boy Pistons were beating the shit out of people, they changed the rules.
Yeah, they definitely couldn't allow Bill Laimbeer. Bill Laimbeer couldn't come across your face like that.
They changed the rules in the NBA the exact same reasons why they changed the rules in the NFL. Nobody want to watch the fucking New York. Nobody want to watch the New York Knicks and the Detroit Pistons play a 70-68 game.
Yeah, that ain't no fucking lie.
Yeah,
Listen,
that's
Big
no
Nick,
fun.
I'm not denying.
Nobody's
God,
doing
Yeah, but come on, big. Hold on, though, Big Nick. Some of those games by Isaiah Thomas, dude, were in that era when you could play that physical basketball. They were still magical to watch.
Yeah, there were some people still scoring 40.
To it.
That's when you know you had a true score. If somebody could put up 40 back then, that was a legit.
Crypto, you know my saying. You know my saying. Chicks dig the long ball.
Yeah, but that's what the league wanted, though.
Yeah.
Long ball for you.
The league
A lot of it was analytics, dude. It was a lot of it was analytics, though.
Listen, look again, and I'm gonna be shutting this down here, guys, because I'm gonna do the film study for the Bills right after this. But
you got your barf bag?
Oh no, it's gonna be gross. Look, I just scanned through some of it. The Bills
cap.
It's fucking gross. Anyhow,
I don't want to see you wearing that damn Bills jersey again.
I haven't made any bets,
Capitan, let me ask you a question, and then I'll let you answer it. Like that way you could kind of make it. My whole thing is, tell me if you agree with this and what your answer is. Like, I don't think you're ever going to see an 85 Bears or 2000 Ravens again, and that's sad to me.
No, you're wrong.
No, you
You're
won't
wrong
see
about that.
none like
You'll
that.
see-
No.
Yeah, you will.
The league can't
Yes,
allow
you will.
that.
Well,
You got one in the league right now. I hate them, but you got one in the league right now. The
You
Dallas
will
Cowboys
have-
are
you will
against
have-
both those teams.
You will have a dominant.
Yeah, they probably got about 9 Pro
defense.
Bowlers. Yeah.
You will have a dominant defense again that will be the reason they're winning games. It'll be
By the end of the
reminiscent.
year.
By the
No,
end
I
of the
don't-
year,
well,
it'll
no,
be
I don't
somebody like
think-
Dallas
No,
or
I'm talking
Cleveland.
about a Super Bowl winning team.
Yeah, by
That
the end of the year,
is-
the Dolphins. The Dolphins are going to have that defense.
Man, get the fuck out of here with that.
I'm talking about a top 15 offense carried by their number one in every category defense is what I'm talking about. Talking about a team
Right.
that comes out so
That's
fucking
gonna be hard
high
to do that.
on,
Right.
on defense that they're scoring, every other game on defense. They got, and it's going to be the best kicker in the league is on that team. The best defense
Yeah,
in
'cause
every
I think the
category is
Ravens
on
did
that
have a
team.
good kicker in that year too.
Well, the
And their
Cowboys
offense-
look like that the first 2 weeks.
That ain't no fucking lie, Amicus. That's
Right.
exactly what they looked
first
like.
2
I
weeks
thought
they
it
were-
was going to be
But
the
see, the
Cowboys.
thing
I don't
is-
think we're going to see it this year. I
They
don't think we
used to
are.
be in that division. Y'all keep forgetting the Cardinals used to be in that division a long time ago. Cardinals
I don't
used to
think
be
that
in
had
the
a
East.
fuck all to do with it. I think just the Cardinals out scheme them, and the Cowboys.
They know that
do,
franchise.
The Cowboys do the Jets thing to themselves. The Jets and the Cowboys have a lot of parallels in how they shoot themselves in the foot. Always when they're at
They
the
do
peak
play down
of
to their
something.
opponent. A
Well,
lot.
it's not just playing. Dolphins used to play down to their opponent a lot, but like when the Jets are
Except
at
the
their,
Patriots,
at their
we
pinnacle,
never played down to the Patriots.
if the Jets are sitting at the pinnacle and the Cowboys are sitting at the pinnacle at the top of the mountain, they always come fucking flying off that other side. They don't hang out at the top of that mountain at all. They come flying
They
off the
jump
edge. You're
off.
like, what the fuck? Now what'll happen is they'll climb that mountain again. They'll get in and they'll be like, man, fucking, they're the best team in the. Oh fuck, they went off the side of that mountain again. Son of a bitch.
Right, they gonna jump off.
That's
that.
just how they get down.
I'm
It's
out of here,
nerve-wracking.
Capitan.
All
I'm
right,
out
Big
of here,
Nick,
but I
I'll
want
see
to
you,
ask
buddy.
you a question.
All right.
I want to ask you a question before I go, Capitan. Just anybody can answer this. Remember when we was trying to get in the playoffs and Buffalo had nothing to play for, and they played Josh Allen like 3 fucking quarters and they like blew us out? Like a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Listen,
3 years ago.
Josh
yeah,
Allen.
the
Josh
last
Allen's,
game of the season, I think it was.
Yeah.
Josh
They
Allen's
had
a hard
nothing to
guy
play
to deal
for.
with.
They had nothing to play for, and Josh
Nothing to
Allen
play
played
for.
like 3 quarters, and they blew us out. My question is, if Buffalo would have been Denver last year, would we have kicked the field? I mean, last week, would we have kicked the field goal?
Yes.
I think so too.
Yes.
I think so too, because we haven't
Yeah.
forgotten it.
I think
We haven't
not for
forgotten
nothing, but
Yeah.
it'd be really great for the
We would have
rivalry.
kicked the field goal.
That shit
yeah.
would have never happened against Buffalo. So I
He's
mean,
just
Yeah, we would've
having a
kicked that field goal
hypothetical
most definitely
amicus.
if it was the
Relax.
Bills.
If it was them or the Jets or the Patriots, they would have done it for the rivalry in that alone.
I think we
Nick, I'll see you.
definitely did for Buffalo. Buffalo did us dirty. Buffalo did us dirty. They had nothing to play for, and they played Josh Allen like fucking 3 quarters, and they like beat us like I forgot what the score was, but they blew us out. They fucked us up.
Well, wait till you see what happens Sunday. That ain't shit.
And with that, Nick, we'll see you later.
Like you got a lot of faith.
You sound
like a man of faith.
I want to give everybody.
Do you believe in dinosaurs or do you believe in sorcery?
Give everyone a quick second to some final thoughts. Big Nick, you already went. Crypto, give me yours real quick.
Fins up. We're gonna do this thing. We're gonna win in any way imaginable. We win we either win 12-9. We either gonna win 12-9 or 81-3.
I take 81-3. I take 81-3.
All right, 81-3. The score is.
We'll take it.
Kyle.
81-3.
Kyle, give me something.
This is the best Dolphins team we've seen in decades. I mean, all the way up from the coach down to the goddamn towel boy. And
elite towel boys in Miami. You're right. Elite towel boys. Continue, Kyle.
We are winning this Sunday by 2 touchdowns. I might say that Sanders going to miss a kick. Let's not remember it's an important game. He didn't miss a single kick on all 10 of those touchdowns last Sunday because it didn't matter. But this Sunday matters. Don't let that fool you. Yeah, this Sunday matters. So I'm going to say
Sanders remains perfect. Continue.
I'm going to say 27-14. No, fuck that. No. 21-33.
Yeah, there it is. I like that.
Okay.
I like that. Thank you, Kyle. Color, why don't you?
Yeah.
We'll leave Amicus for last as the solo Bill fan.
Sure thing, man. Sure thing. I got us winning 43-30.
Oh, wow, it's gonna be a fucking barn burner, huh?
Color.
Yep.
It's gonna be a barn burner, fellas. Listen, I'll take it. Give me a fucking light show. Listen, Big Nick might be right about one thing. As much as I love defense, I would love to see a 40-33 Dolphins victory over the fucking Bills in an absolute barn burner. That shit would be fun.
But what point of the game do the Buffalo Bills score 30?
Junk gun.
Yeah.
3 minutes ago. 3 minutes ago in the game to get 30.
All in the fourth quarter.
All in the fourth quarter to make it interesting and get the odds makers making some of that money back to Dolphins don't get from Vegas. Go ahead, Amicus.
Yeah, because that 23rd ranked defense is going to stop Josh Allen, right, Big Nick?
First of all, they're 22nd ranked. Get it right, okay? It's 22nd. Don't cut us shortchanges just yet. Your offense ain't ranking nowhere near where the Dolphins sit at number 1 in all categories. So let's call it. You do have the number 2 ranked defense. You do have the number 2 ranked defense right now.
And El Cap, the number. Hold on, Big Nick. He asked me a question. Yes, but calm down.
Let him go, Big Nick. Let him go. Go ahead, Amicus.
Always interrupting a motherfucker. Calm down. All right.
My bad.
Yeah, it's all good, bro. So check this out. You're right. Number 2 defense. You're right. But also the number 2 offense. Did you know that?
I think you're lying about that.
No, look it up, brother. Look it up right now.
I'm looking it up right now because I think you're lying.
I think you're gassing us up, man.
Number 2 offense.
All right, we're gonna see here. Just
so that brings me a nice segue to my next point, which is while you're looking that up, El Cap, go ahead and look it up. I'll give you time.
I'm looking.
But when week 1 rolled around and
it's not your number 8 offense. Okay?
It's fucking number 2.
I'm looking at it on NFL.com. I don't even know where you're ripping it up from, but NFL ranking it. What is it? No. It's offense rank, defense rank, passing, and then rushing on these 4 categories.
Look at all the categories.
We are number 1 in offense, number 1 in passing, number 1 in rushing, 21 defense. Look, I even shortchanged us. You guys are 8th in offense, 2nd in defense, 13th in passing, 8th in rushing. Okay?
What's points per game? What are we at?
Points per game. I don't know. I don't really give a fuck because there's no way you're number 1 because I know the Dolphins are number 1 in that.
I'm asking
for a minute, hold on. They can't be counted as 8th in rushing. They don't have no running backs.
They ran all
Cook is
over
3rd in the league,
3.
Crypto. What are you talking about?
Their rushing
Amicus,
is
still have
eighth
no
in the
running back.
league.
I'm trying to throw you a bone, Amicus. Here's
I
the
don't
one
need a
thing.
bone. I don't need a bone. Here's what I need. I need y'all to understand that you barely squeaked by the motherfucking Chargers, right? You were sweating. And then New
Oh, God.
England.
No,
hold
we did
on,
not. We
El Cap.
never
New
sweat one
England.
moment of that Chargers game.
That
Go
was
ahead.
that was never
New
in doubt.
England humbled you.
You're
You
talking
got
about the
humbled.
week you guys
And then-
lost?
and
Is
then
that what you're talking about,
one
Amicus? Talking about the week you guys
motherfucking
lost? The
The
week.
game was never in doubt, Amicus. You know
One
this.
week against a geriatric what the fucking. Come on, man. Russell Wilson, the dude's cooked.
Here's the one.
He's
here's the
cooked.
one
Russell
category
wasn't the
of offense
reason
the Miami
that they
Dolphins.
lost that game. Russell
they
actually had
anal-
an okay day.
Okay,
Everyone
they
else got
analyzed.
murdered.
Greg
Here's the
Cosell
one-
analyzed the game. Hold on, Big Nick. This is my question, bro. Chill. Greg Cosell analyzed the game. I heard the conversation today with the Bills analyst, man.
Who the fuck is this douchebag?
You don't know who fucking Greg Cosell is?
No, it sounds like some
talking
dude.
about
Go
Denver?
ahead.
Yeah.
You talking
You know
about
who
Denver?
Greg Cosell
Sounds like the
is.
fill-in for the Pillsbury Doughboy.
Whatever. Get the fuck out of here. NFL Films, senior writer. Come on. All right. Anyhow, guess what the dude said? He said he was watching, and everybody on defense was just sitting around. He never seen anything like it, man. They're just sitting around. Like that 70 is inflated. And it's got y'all's heads blown way the fuck up. You're in for a reality check Sunday, 1 p.m. It's coming.
You're acting like that was the first
about.
time in history. You're acting like that was the first time in history a good team has played a bad team. Like, come on, man.
Here's something else you can brag about.
Inflation.
Amicus.
Mental
The Miami Dolphins-
inflation.
The Miami Dolphins are dead last in this offensive category, right? And this is something you can brag about, and it might continue against Buffalo. That we are dead last in NFL in time of possession.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Just to be clear, Amicus, when the Dolphins take the victory in Orchard Toilet Bowl, it's gonna destroy a lot more than just a victory and a loss.
It might be right. Yeah.
It's gonna really put things into motion that when they go back at the end of the season and look, where did things go wrong, they're gonna go, this is where it happened.
Maybe. Y'all might not ever see me again. Y'all might not ever see
I
me.
haven't seen you for weeks. Now all of a sudden you've shown up. I mean, this is what Bills fans do, Amicus, and I thought you were better than that. Thought you were. They
Hey,
go
I'll
and
be
run
here
it
no
out.
matter what.
Guys, catch up. Be safe.
All right, so yeah, guys, I'll see you all later. If you haven't hit the like button, I don't know why you haven't. Please, guys, if you're watching, hit the like button. Head on over to the episode starting right now, where I'm going to do a film breakdown of the Bills, and we're going to scout the opponent together. We'll see you guys over there. Fins up.
Fins up.